A girl who had just finished romancing 7 beastmen returns to the modern world, only to be forcibly summoned back by the system. She faces the 7 powerful lords she had loved and left behind. This time, however, she cannot escape, because these beast husbands have each gained 10 levels during her absence. 2.5 years ago, Aria opens a beast world romance simulation game. 7 handsome beast-eared men with different styles appear on her screen. The system prompts, choose your identity. Your selected identity will correspond to different storylines. Among a group of adorable small beasts, a snow-white fox cub with clear, bright eyes captures Aria's heart instantly. Without hesitation, she clicks the confirm button, and the game's loading bar slowly fills. Aria stands up from her bed, planning to get a glass of water during the loading break. Suddenly, everything goes black. A slightly glitchy voice echoes in her ears, binding successful. When she awakens again, she sees a constantly shaking iron cage. Aria now finds herself curled up inside this prison, being carried by several men with beast ears. All drowsiness disappears as she looks around in confusion. Besides herself, several other young women are trapped in iron cages. They all possess stunning beauty and different animal ears, crying like broken flowers in the rain. This clearly isn't a scene that should exist in the 21st century. Has she been transported to another world? At the same time, an ethereal voice speaks in her mind. Hello, host, I am System Eve. You are now in the game world. Unfortunately, I must inform you that you suffered a sudden illness in reality and have died. However, if you can complete the game's storyline and successfully romance the target male leads, we can help you return to a healthy body. Before Aria can react, massive amounts of information flood her mind. Her current identity is the little princess of the nine-tailed fox clan, who came of age just 3 days ago. She had snuck out to play and was captured by wandering merchants. The merchant caravan travels south. For a female like her without special abilities, escaping would be nearly impossible. Moreover, she's about to be sent to a top-tier beast auction house. If sold, she'll become a tool for males to satisfy their needs. The more Aria hears, the more confused she becomes. So how am I supposed to complete the mission when I'm completely helpless? Don't worry, host. The storyline has begun. During the auction process, your first target will appear. Here's your newbie gift package. A 100% cubic meter planting space for storage and cultivation. 1 appearance enhancement to ensure your beauty surpasses all others. And please draw your special ability. The ability you draw will become an important means of survival. As these words end, Aria's entire body glows with soft white light. Her wounds heal at a visible rate, and she feels completely refreshed. She gently touches the draw button, and various lights dance before her eyes. Aria's heart races with anticipation. Finally, verdant green appears before her, along with half snow-white color. Congratulations, host! You have obtained the extremely rare Icewood dual attribute ability. The first level Ice attribute attack ability Ice Spike will greatly protect your safety. The first level Wood attribute ability Growth Acceleration can instantly mature any plant seed. You can use this with your planting space to satisfy hunger. Each future upgrade will grant you 2 additional skills. Growth Acceleration? This means she really is hungry. Aria picks up a fruit pit near her feet. As Wood attribute energy flows into the pit, a fresh fruit materializes from nothing. Aria stares in amazement, then pops the fruit into her mouth. It tastes sweet and refreshing. She immediately manipulates her ability to create more fruit, but before she can produce a third one, an alert sounds in her mind. First level ability energy depleted. Host will fall unconscious. Aria's body trembles. Just 2 fruits and her ability is exhausted? She really is fragile. Her vision gradually darkens, and consciousness fades instantly. When she awakens, the caravan has reached the auction house. Master Kane, these are the females to be auctioned today. Aria slightly raises her eyes. A green snake tail enters her vision, followed by a pair of dangerous, sharp green pupils. Her heart fills with dread as she quickly lowers her head. He's a snake! Though the snake tail is frightening, that face is genuinely handsome. The next moment, a system notification sounds. Target male lead number 1 appears. Vex hides his identity under the alias Kane. He's the founder of Kane Auction House, a 7th level beastman born into one of the 4 top tribes, the Serpent Tribe. He's the most mysterious and wealthy beastman on the Beast World continent, devoted to business and never married. Mission objective, maximize Vex's affection, sign a partnership contract with him, and persuade him to abandon the female trafficking business. No trade, no harm. Aria freezes. She's supposed to romance a female trafficker? Before she can process this information, a low, cold voice speaks near her ear. Lift your head and let me see. Finding Aria too slow, a hand with distinct knuckles directly grips her chin. Look at me! Aria timidly raises her eyes to meet his gaze. The man's vertical pupils are profound. After a long moment, his thin lips part. These eyes are good. Vex affection +1. Aria feels pleased but then quickly receives. Affection -5. It's just that this face is so dirty. Kane frowns with displeasure, brushing aside Aria's fallen hair to reveal her delicate collarbone. The man's eyebrows furrow. Why don't you have a fertility grade mark? Are you defective? Vex affection -6, total affection -10. Aria's heart races anxiously. Why does his affection keep dropping? And what is this fertility grade mark he mentioned? The fertility grade mark appears on every female's collarbone during the awakening ceremony after maturity. Because you previously awakened an ability, your mark was hidden. After undergoing the awakening ceremony again, the mark will appear. But at this moment, Vex's face shows undisguised killing intent. Don't you know that Kane Auction House never sells defective beasts? He looks toward the wandering merchant. The quality of females your caravan transports gets worse each time. The wandering merchant quickly apologizes with a smile. From an angle Vex can't see, he glares viciously at Aria. Aria doesn't want to reveal her capabilities, but the system tells her that if she misses Vex's storyline, the plot cannot continue to the main story. She'll be judged as having failed the game and unable to return to reality. Aria bites her lip and turns toward Vex's departing direction. Wait! I don't have a mark because I just awakened an ability. If I undergo the awakening ceremony again, the mark will appear. Vex stops and turns to look at Aria, his expression stern. He has indeed heard that female fertility grades can be hidden after awakening abilities, but this happens extremely rarely. What ability? You know what the consequences of deceiving me are, don't you? I'm not lying to you. Aria picks up a fruit pit from the ground and uses her growth acceleration skill. Soon, a round, plump fruit appears before Vex. Vex's eyes darken. I'll take this female. He immediately signals to a subordinate. Take her to find the priest to test her fertility grade. Out of respect for the priest, Aria is first taken to a hot spring to wash away the grime. In the white mist, a graceful, beautiful female emerges from within. This person is called Mira, a cloud-antlered deer beast person who will guide Aria through bathing and dressing. Aria quickly removes what little clothing remains on her body and immerses herself in the warm spring water. Under Mira's careful washing, Aria becomes completely refined and fresh. Looking at Aria's spotless face, Mira can't help but lose herself momentarily. Miss, you truly live up to the nine-tailed fox clan's reputation. Absolutely stunning, as legend describes. I should get you a red dress, which would surely be even more breathtaking. Aria doubts slightly. Am I really that beautiful? Mira laughs gently and hands her a mirror. In the reflection, Aria sees herself with snow-white long hair and white fox ears, paired with captivating water-blue eyes, like an exquisitely carved porcelain doll. The bath is finished. Miss, please follow the gentleman outside. Only then does Aria collect her thoughts and stride outside. Please extend your hand, miss. This is our custom here. Please cooperate. The waiting man sees Aria looking like this, and his gaze becomes evasive. He awkwardly takes out a pair of silver bracelets from his waist. These bracelets not only restrict beast people's movement, but also suppress their ability to use powers. Aria follows the man through winding paths in the auction house until they reach the door of Grand Priest Sage. Seeing the visitor, Sage glances up at Aria with a calm tone. What's the matter? This female just awakened an ability, and her fertility grade has been hidden. She needs you to perform another awakening ceremony for her. Fine, follow me. Sage waves his hand toward Aria, signaling her to follow. Deep in the room sits a massive circular disc. As Sage continuously operates it, the disc's center emits a mysterious purple glow. Now you can place your hand on it. The moment Aria's palm touches the disc, the purple light instantly turns blue, then gradually shifts toward blue-green. Female fertility grades are divided into red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. The higher a female's fertility grade, the better the natural talent of offspring she bears, and the more benefits the male who bonds with her receives. Red-grade females are revered as sacred females. Males who bond with them can directly advance one cultivation level. However, sacred females are extremely rare across the entire continent. As the light changes, Aria's heart becomes increasingly anxious. The next instant, the massive disc before her bursts with blinding red light. A flash of surprise crosses Priest Sage's eyes. A sacred female. Even the usually emotionally stable system becomes unsettled. In all the hosts I've guided, this is the first time I've seen someone start with red-grade sacred female status. Aria feels a sharp pain in her collarbone as a bright red rose materializes. The priest gazes at this gorgeous, alluring rose and murmurs, "It seems Kane will make a fortune this time." Aria's treatment immediately improves dramatically. The silver bracelets are removed from her hands, and she's led to a door marked 99. The accompanying man tells her, "Master Kane is busy. You'll wait in room 99 for a while, then I'll bring Master Kane to see you." As the door to room 99 opens, continuous sobbing sounds emerge from within. The room holds stunningly beautiful women, all showing panic and fear. These are the females to be auctioned today. The man pushes Aria inside, placing her next to a cat-eared female who sits with closed eyes in meditation. After confirming the head count, the man hurries away. But the moment room 99 is locked, the cat-eared female beside Aria instantly opens her eyes. She briefly tests the width between the iron bars, then slowly extends her head through them. Aria watches in shock. Cats really are made of liquid. That narrow gap is somehow navigated using bone-shrinking techniques. The female notices Aria's gaze and gives her a warning look before slowly walking toward the main door. The system's voice follows. Side mission triggered. Help the cat beast person escape. Success rewards 500 points and guaranteed level advancement. Failure results in random punishment. Mission Clue 1. Host can use ice to form key shapes and attempt to pick the lock. Aria thinks carefully, then creates a long, thin ice pick after a moment. She tries it in the cage's lock several times until finally hearing a click. Success! Aria quietly walks toward the main door and finds the cat beast person who escaped earlier fiddling with a wire, unable to open the door. Let me try. Before Aria finishes speaking, the cat beast person suddenly leaps 3 meters back from the ground, watching Aria warily. Aria pauses, realizing she shows no resistance to cooperation, then continues toward the door. She creates several keys in succession, and just as her ability energy nears depletion, the door finally opens. However, before the joy in their eyes can fade, footsteps suddenly sound outside the door. Both immediately become alert, positioning themselves on either side of the door. 2 thin men enter. The cat beast person instantly leaps up, jumping onto one of the male beast people's shoulders. Using both arms, she violently snaps the male beast person's neck. Quick, act! Seeing another male lunging toward Aria, the cat beast person shouts. New to the beast world, Aria has never killed anyone, let alone hurt someone. The system's voice and skill usage method simultaneously flow into Aria's mind. Use first skill, Ice Spike. The next moment, Aria waves her hand, and several ice cones form and pierce the male's body before his tiger claws can reach her, killing him instantly. Impressive! The cat beast person praises, quietly sticking her head out the door crack. It's safe outside. Let's go! Aria's lips turn pale. Though this move has great destructive power, it instantly consumes 50% of her ability energy, just as she gathers her spirit to follow the cat beast person. Wait! Take me with you, sisters! A thin, yellow-haired rabbit beast person emerges from her cage. The lock has been unknowingly broken open. Aria and the cat beast person exchange glances, both seeing rejection in each other's eyes. Aria's side mission involves helping the cat beast person escape. She doesn't want any complications. Every second counts for escaping. Aria shakes her head at the cat beast person, grabs her wrist, and turns to run outside. Hey, don't run! Wait for me! Strength in numbers! The rabbit beast person shouts quite loudly. After speaking, she quickly covers her mouth and runs toward where the two departed. Aria pulls the cat beast person in a mad dash until they reach a secluded corner where they stop to catch their breath. I say, sisters, you run really fast! The rabbit beast person is now gasping for breath, cheeks flushed red. Chasing Aria and her companion used all her strength. But fortunately, I caught up. After confirming safety around them, the Catwoman relaxes and turns to Aria with friendly expression. I'm Angel. Those wandering merchants kidnapped me while I was unconscious from injuries. They're truly money crazy. When I get the chance, I'll definitely punish them properly. What about you? Were you sold by family? Aria shakes her head with an awkward smile. I'm Aria, also kidnapped. Before Angel can respond, the rabbit beast person beside them interrupts. Me too, I'm Ruby, nice to meet you. After recovering some strength, Ruby quickly tries to get close, her gaze occasionally lingering on Aria's face with hidden jealousy. Ruby promises not to be a burden. Please take me with you. Ruby's tone becomes extremely pleading, her beautiful red eyes staring unblinkingly at both of them. However, before they can begin their next move, the number of males outside suddenly increases. Each searches every corner with panicked expressions. They must have discovered missing females. What do we do now? All three show worried expressions. Host can go to the basement. There's an underground passage there. Getting the system's hint, Aria quickly tugs Angel's sleeve. Angel, follow me. I know an underground passage. Following the system's guidance, Aria performs a series of operations, and the solid stone wall before them actually opens. Though completely dark inside the stone wall, after walking down a few steps, bright light becomes visible. Aria points toward the white light ahead. Angel, that light ahead is the exit. There are no guards there. It's very safe. If she gets Angel out safely, this mission will succeed. Ruby cries out joyfully, Wonderful! We're saved! She rushes into the cave first, running toward the white light. Host, move faster! Vex has discovered you! Aria's heart sinks as she pulls Angel to quicken their pace. How did you know about this place? Vex's voice comes from the entrance. Aria's heart jumps to her throat. Just 30 meters from the cave exit, the exit suddenly rumbles loudly. A stone wall rapidly descends, quickly covering half the exit. The cool sensation in Aria's hands suddenly becomes soft. Aria senses something wrong, and looks toward Angel's position beside her. It has become the small rabbit beast person. Ruby sticks out her tongue and rolls out through the exit in one motion. Angel has been switched to 80 meters away. Though she runs at full speed, she clearly cannot make it in time. Her eyes show anger. Ruby must have used some skill to directly swap their positions. As the stone door is about to close, Aria creates 2 half-meter thick ice pillars with one hand to barely support the closing stone door, while her other hand whips out a vine several dozen meters long. Angel, I'll get you out! The vine wraps around Angel's waist. Aria swings hard, and Angel flies out the stone door like an arrow. The stone door then crashes down heavily, stirring up clouds of dust. Aria gasps heavily as the system's voice sounds in her mind. Congratulations, host, on completing the side mission. Reward, 500 points, ability level advancement to 2nd tier beast. Planting space doubles, water source added, breeding function added. Additionally, you gain 2 new skills. 2nd tier ice attribute skill defensive ice shield. 2nd tier wood attribute skill healing. The man's figure draws closer. Green eyes particularly dangerous in the dark environment. This is the first time a female has ever escaped from the auction house. Vex easily breaks through Aria's defense and lifts her chin. Tell me, how did you find the basement entrance? a girl who just awakened as a sacred female in the beast world, finds that her romance target doesn't want to possess her, but instead plans to sell her to other beast men for profit. She wanted to escape with her cat friend, but to ensure the cat's successful escape, she personally delivered herself into the snake's mouth. Vex easily breaks through Aria's defense. Tell me, how did you find the basement entrance? Facing the pursuing sinister snake beast man's interrogation, Aria quickly blinks her eyes, putting on a completely innocent expression. I didn't find it. Angel told me about it. She led me there. Anyway, she's already escaped, so Vex has no way to verify this. Vex's eyes darken. That Catwoman. He brushes aside Aria's hair, and the red totem on her collarbone catches his eye. Truly a sacred female. For the sacred female's sake, I'll spare your life. Vex affection plus 30. Total affection 20. But I'm very curious. You clearly could have escaped just now. Why did you risk your life to help that Catwoman leave? Don't you want to escape yourself? Vex's question leaves Aria stunned. After thinking for a moment, she gives a mischievous smile. One reason is that Angel saved my life before. Vex raises an eyebrow. And the other? If I said I couldn't bear to leave you and want to become your mate, would you believe me? Aria's voice is clear and melodious, paired with perfectly timed charm. Vex can't help but be momentarily dazed. He turns his head to conceal the barely noticeable shock on his face, looking away. Impossible. Don't try to deceive me. In my eyes, you're just a commodity that can bring profit. I advise you to abandon such inappropriate thoughts. But Aria doesn't plan to give up. I'm a sacred female. Bonding with me not only directly advances your cultivation by one level, but also helps calm your restless energy. Don't you want to consider it? Vex pauses momentarily. Bonding with a sacred female truly would be the best choice, but he cannot completely trust Aria. After all, a male can only bond with one female in his lifetime. If Aria betrays him, it would cause devastating damage. Thinking this, Vex's eyes become murderous. Are you planning to bond with me and then use that to threaten me? Dream on. The auction is about to begin. I advise you to abandon such inappropriate thoughts. Vex hoists Aria onto his shoulder and quickly departs. Aria feels dizzy. It seems the affection-building route is running out of time. System, I want to check how to sign a mate contract. Does the host want to use the quick method? Hee. First you need to drink a drop of the male's heart blood, then bite the male's neck, then undergo union, and a bonding mark will appear on your body. Union? Aria's delicate eyebrows furrow. This path doesn't seem simple either. Can you exchange some love potion or ability-suppressing drugs for me? Does the host want to drug Vex? I found ability suppressor and aphrodisiac. Exchange cost, 200 points. Good. Exchange both. Aria barely hesitates. Points can be earned again later. Soon, 2 small bottles, one blue, one green, appear in her hands. Aria opens both bottles, finds the right moment, covers her mouth and nose, scatters the powder toward Vex, and quickly retreats. Vex instinctively backs away but gets bound in place by vines Aria summons. 2 seconds. Just these 2 seconds allow Vex to inhale most of the drug, and his body instantly becomes fevered. You dare drug me! Vex's entire body temperature drops instantly, killing intent radiating. At this moment, he truly wants to kill, not only feeling murderous but also deeply panicked. If he really bonds with this female, he might be used, destroying years of accumulated power. Even now, Vex doesn't forget to threaten Aria. If you dare force a bond with me, I'll truly fight you to the death. Aria lifts one of Vex's fingers, pricks it, and drinks a drop of blood, her lips curving in a provocative smile. This completes the first step of bonding. Then she walks behind Vex, uses vines to bind his hands, and unhesitatingly bites toward Vex's neck and shoulder. Now there's just one final step left. A seductive smile blooms on Aria's lips. At this moment, she appears to Vex like a succubus who, once fallen into, would lead to certain doom. Stay away from me! Vex wants to straighten his body, but still cannot summon strength. His emerald eyes fill with bloodshot veins, looking ready to die rather than submit. Aria looks down at him condescendingly. Vex's gaze becomes evasive, no longer showing the domineering, cold demeanor from before. His eye corners even hold a hint of moisture. Looking at the scene before her, Aria shows no intention of continuing. She lifts Vex's chin. How does it feel to be helpless? Those female beast people you sold experienced exactly this. Vex's eyelashes flutter lightly. He opens his mouth to argue but gets directly covered by Aria. Eve, give me the aphrodisiac antidote. Host, this is a rare opportunity. If you just force yourself on him, this romance mission would be more than half complete. Aria shakes her head. This mission's difficulty isn't in bonding, but in making Vex willingly cancel female auctions. If I forcibly bond with Vex and use this to threaten him to stop female auctions, Vex will only harbor hatred. Once he finds an opportunity to retaliate, it might backfire. Hearing this, Eve no longer objects and spends 100 points to exchange the antidote for Aria. Aria takes the medicine bottle and pours it into Vex's lips. Drink this. It's the aphrodisiac antidote. Vex reduces his struggling, staring directly at Aria with eyes full of suspicion and confusion. Aria sighs helplessly. I won't proceed to that step with you, nor will I forcibly bond with you. I just wanted you to understand the situation of those females you auction. Because of your high price purchasing here, so many females become displaced and suffer for life. So I want you to think about whether the female auction business is still necessary. Vex's eyes become murky, clearly taking Aria's words to heart. But I still want to bond with you in my heart, just not until you're willing. With that, Aria abandons Vex and walks away. According to plot order, your next romance target is Draven, second heir to the Dragon clan. As Aria contemplates, she suddenly feels tremendous force strike her back. Unable to control herself, she falls toward the ground, then feels sharp pain at her neck. A drop of blood slides down her neck. Kane, what are you doing? Aria struggles forcefully, trying to escape the snake's mouth. Kane's venomous fangs inject a paralyzing toxin into Aria's neck. Aria feels her strength rapidly draining, and her internal abilities become suppressed instantly. Host, he's establishing a mutual contract with you. Once successfully established, if the female wants to break the contract, her body will suffer tremendous backlash, and she cannot bond with other males for 3 years. This contract comes at the cost of the male's cultivation regression. It's also a safeguard to reduce males becoming rootless beasts. But as long as you haven't completed the final bonding, it doesn't count as completely successful. Aria's vision gradually darkens. Her last memory is Vex lifting her up. Vex looks at the delicate, pale neck in his arms, thinking he wants to bite again. I admit you taste good, and what you said makes sense, but I'll still sell you. He has already negotiated prices with the Dragon clan. The items they offer this time are something he must obtain. When Aria awakens again, her neck has an additional chain connected to the cage's ceiling. Hearing sounds from the cage, a male approaches Aria. You woke up just in time. You're up next after the next one. The auction platform below now seats distinguished guests, with the first 4 rows of beast men particularly outstanding. Aria reflects for a long moment, so she ultimately couldn't escape being auctioned. But no matter, this is perfect for meeting her second male lead. Host, look! The first 4 rows below seat representatives from the 4 great tribes that rule the southeast, southwest, northeast, and northwest regions of Beast World continent. They represent the Wyvern tribe ruling the western region, the Phoenix tribe of the north, the Kirin clan of the east, and the Serpent tribe of the south. According to my information, Vex has already negotiated prices with the Dragon clan. This is just going through the motions. Also, Vex's total affection for you has reached 30. Aria's eyes brighten. It actually increased by 30. On the auction platform, a beast man slowly pushes an iron cage forward. The absolutely beautiful female in the cage appears before everyone, and the atmosphere below immediately becomes excited. The auctioneer clears his throat and introduces to everyone. This is today's second-to-last female for auction. White tiger species, with the rare orange fertility grade. What? Orange grade? Kane Auction House truly deserves to be Beast World Continent's most powerful auction house, even having such females. The crowd below expresses shock, raising their bidding paddles. Prices soar to 80 million beast coins. The auctioneer strikes once. Congratulations to Kirin clan for successfully winning the bid. Aria is also shocked. She never imagined females with orange fertility grades could be so valuable. Next comes Aria's turn as her cage slowly moves forward. The auctioneer's voice becomes even more elevated. Next is today's auction finale, a 9-tailed Fox clan female. When Aria's stunning beauty displays before everyone, all breathing stops and eyes widen continuously, seeing the gorgeous red fertility mark on her collarbone. The tribal representative's hands holding wooden paddles begin trembling with excitement. That's a sacred female! Truly a sacred female! The beast man beside Aria waves his hand, signaling for quiet. Everyone surely knows sacred female's preciousness, so the starting price is slightly higher. 50 million beast coins. Aria's heart fills with shock. This isn't slightly higher, it's 10 times higher than the previous white tiger beast person. But the next moment, bidding voices rise continuously. Dragon clan, 100 million. Kirin clan, 300 million. Serpent tribe, 600 million. Phoenix tribe, 900 million. Just as the auctioneer prepares to strike the gavel, a resounding voice echoes from the front row. Dragon clan, 1.6 billion. Hearing such a high price of 1.6 billion, the auctioneer takes a long time to react. Finally remembering to strike his small hammer. 1.6 billion sold. Congratulations to Dragon Clan, please proceed to complete the transaction. Aria gets pushed back below stage. After the cage travels for a while, she unsurprisingly meets those green eyes again. Vex glances at her hurriedly, then quickly looks away. Dragon Clan members will come get you shortly. Aria looks down and murmurs quietly, selling his own female. Master Kane truly is heartless. Her voice is small, but Vex still hears clearly. He doesn't argue, silently watching approaching figures. Among several silhouettes, the man on the right particularly stands out. Tall and well-built with bright, clear orange eyes. The system notification follows. Draven, 7th level beast man, pure-hearted personality, the most talented young male in Dragon Clan, second heir to the next clan leadership, currently unbonded. Romance difficulty, 2.5 stars. Romance mission, maximize Draven's affection or bond with him, obtain Draven's protective heart scale, and help him become the next clan leader. Dragon Clan elder exchanges glances. Transaction complete. Draven, give the items to Master Kane. After Vex checks the box contents and confirms everything's correct, Dragon Clan Elder smiles and turns. Draven, you can take her out now. Just as Draven reaches out, Dante, standing beside the Elder, speaks first. Elder, don't trouble Draven. I'll carry the little female. The speaker has a slightly thin build, bending down as if to lift Aria. Dante, 6th level peak beast man, petty and narrow-minded, always suppressed by Draven's martial prowess, gradually developing hatred toward Draven. He's Dragon Clan's 3rd heir, with a cunning personality. Side mission triggered, obtain half of Dante's dragon horn. Reward, 1,000 points, ability level increase by 1 tier. Aria waves away Dante's reaching hand, turns toward Draven, and opens her arms. I want you to carry me. As soon as she speaks, not only does Dante's face fall, but Vex's affection drops too. Draven affection plus 10. Total affection 10, Vex affection minus 5. Total affection 25. Draven looks extremely pleased, extending both hands to lift Aria into his arms. Aria settles quietly in Draven's embrace, deliberately turning to meet Vex's gaze, giving him a provocative glare before burying herself in Draven's chest. Draven affection plus 10. Total affection 20, Vex affection minus 5. Total affection 20. Corruption plus 5. Aria raises an eyebrow. What's this corruption level about? She continues nestling in Draven's arms, no longer looking at the increasingly distant Vex, instead raising her eyes to Draven. His every gesture shows tenderness. Little female, don't be afraid. Dragon Clan will be your home from now on. Draven carries Aria for quite a while. Without realizing it, she falls asleep in his embrace. Suddenly awakening to turbulence, sharp airflow cuts across her face. She's actually riding on a golden dragon. Faint bloody scents drift around them. Little female, you're awake. We're under attack. Aria reaches out to touch the golden scales. Draven, you're injured. After careful searching, Aria finally spots the startling red beneath his scales. She immediately channels her wood-type second skill to help Draven stop bleeding. Don't worry. Feeling the female's concern, Draven becomes completely energized. With his wounds stopped bleeding, his flying speed unconsciously accelerates. What are those behind us? Aria turns to see hundreds of thousands of black birds relentlessly pursuing, occasionally making unpleasant screeches. Those are crow birds. Draven's eyes show displeasure. Those crow flocks usually don't attack people. I don't know what's gotten into them today. They dare challenge Dragon Clan. The dragons dive into thick clouds, but when they emerge, only Draven remains. What happened? Something grabbed me just now. Aria suddenly speaks up. While flying through the clouds, a golden dragon claw reached for me. I instinctively summoned vines to block it, but the vines got pulled away, and I got separated from Draven and the other dragons. This doesn't seem like a coincidence. Hearing this, darkness flashes in Draven's eyes. It's okay, I can handle this alone. Before finishing his words, he grunts and nearly loses balance. Continuous black feathers pierce through his scales viciously. Aria looks back to see countless black feathers sweeping toward them. She quickly summons a massive ice shield to block the attack. Why are they all chasing just one dragon? Draven clicks his tongue in displeasure, enduring his injuries while continuing to flap his wings, trying to distance himself from the crow flock behind them. Good thing I'm already a 7th level dragon beast, or I'd have been caught long ago. Suddenly, a feather slips through and breaks Aria's arm skin. You're injured! Feeling the little female's breathing become unsteady for a moment, Draven's heart fills with anxiety. Looking down at the dense forest below, come on, let's hide in there first. Upon landing, Draven holds Aria close, standing quietly on a giant tree. The crow flock circles overhead for a long time but fails to find them, finally departing gradually. Draven gently sets Aria down. Since we're here, let's explore a bit. I heard there are ability-enhancing mushrooms in the forest. Draven gathers courage to hold Aria's small hand, his ear tips turning crimson. He heard females are fragile and need 3 meals a day. We've been flying for a while, she must be hungry. Are you from the Nine-Tailed Fox clan? I still don't know your name. Aria looks up to meet his gaze. My name is Aria, then I'll call you Little Aria from now on. After returning to the clan, there will be a competition. Only the dragon who wins final victory can possess you. Don't worry, I'll definitely win. The two chat casually. During this time, Draven's affection rapidly grows, reaching 65. Hearing the system announce continuously increasing affection, Aria can't help but smile lightly. Compared to Vex, Draven is really too easy to romance. Host, I detect large amounts of plants that can add points and ability values in the forest. You can browse the screen to search. Aria's eyes brighten, so her ability level can increase without relying only on mission rewards. If she accumulates 500 ability points, she can break through to 3rd tier. She quickly browses while searching for the nearest target. Pine tree mushrooms are 20 meters to the host's right. 20 meters isn't far. Aria glances at Draven, who's observing the terrain nearby. Seeing her busy, he doesn't interrupt, and walks right to search for pine tree mushrooms. Soon Aria spots the pine tree mushrooms at the base of a thick tree. Several brown mushrooms, one even larger than a 50-year spiritual mushroom. She crouches down to collect them but doesn't notice the large tiger hiding in the grass, ready to deliver a fatal strike to its prey at any moment. When Aria notices something wrong, the tiger is only 5 meters away, close enough for it to pounce and pin its prey with just a light leap. But Aria isn't some helpless female. Several ice cones instantly form at her command, all aimed at the attacking tiger. Next, just as the tiger leaps to attack, several vines quietly wrap around its feet. The ice cones fire simultaneously, and the large tiger lets out painful howls. However, the ice cones only pierce shallowly into flesh without causing fatal damage. The tiger roars and continues lunging viciously toward Aria. Aria creates an ice shield, about to call for help. when lightning bolts strike the tiger directly. The tiger collapses with a whimper, but Draven clearly doesn't plan to let it off easily. His claw pierces the tiger's abdomen, blood splattering on Draven's face. He immediately turns to Aria. "Little Aria, did that scare you?" Aria shakes her head, unconsciously swallowing. Draven looks at his blood-covered self, then at the completely clean Aria, smiling awkwardly. "Looks like I need to find somewhere to wash up." By the time they reach water, it's already dark. Draven directly removes his outer clothing and plunges into the lake. Aria finds a large rock to sit on and checks her ability progress bar. She's accumulated 100 ability points now. After thinking, she allocates all ability points to her wood-type ability. Ability point allocation successful. Ice-type ability, 0 out of 500. Wood-type ability, 100 out of 500. Aria contemplates. She needs 400 more to advance wood-type ability to 3rd tier. Looks like she needs to complete more side quests. Host, I detect green lake shrimp and golden carp, 50 meters away. First use rewards 10 ability points. This quest sounds good. Aria dives into the water searching for green lake shrimp. Following system guidance, she parts some seaweed and indeed finds green lake shrimp. After collecting some lake water samples, she separates part of her space's water source, adjusts it to match the lake's salinity, then places several green lake shrimp inside. This way she can eat shrimp anytime in the future. "Little Aria, what are you doing? The lake is dangerous, and it's getting dark. Don't go toward deeper areas. If you want fish, I'll catch them for you." Draven suddenly emerges from the lake water. Aria nods. In her peripheral vision, she senses an intense gaze staring at her. Looking back, she sees nothing. Did she see wrong? Aria tentatively walks a few steps in that direction. The lake water rises from her waist to her collarbone. Sensing dangerous presence, she turns to return to shore. After just a few steps, she suddenly feels something grab her ankle. She originally thinks it's Draven returning from fishing. But looking back, she meets a pair of deep blue eyes. The man's body below the collarbone submerges in water, his gaze intensely fixed on Aria. Host detects new romance target Marius. 6th-tier peak beast man. Mermaid tribe, gloomy and cunning. Romance difficulty 4 stars. Romance mission, maximize Marius's affection or bond with him, obtain mermaid tears, and help Marius find his lost item. Aria instinctively asks, "Did you lose something?" Marius pauses, his grip on Aria's ankle unconsciously tightening. The next moment, Draven leaps from the water. "Who are you? Why are you grabbing my little female?" Draven's jealousy instantly peaks, as several purple lightning bolts attack Marius. Marius is forced to release his grip. His fishtail lightly slaps the water surface, raising a water wall that blocks all the lightning. He plans to continue fighting, but suddenly feels his blood surging internally, his vision becoming blurred, signs of an impending breakthrough. In his urgency, the water wall collapses. Marius transforms into a small blue fish and vanishes without a trace. Draven shows complete disdain, pulling Aria's hand. "Let's go, little Aria. We're going ashore." The two explore this primitive forest for 3 days. Aria gains tremendously, not only raising fish, shrimp, and plants in her space, but even Draven, whom she's known for just 3 days, reaches 80 affection points. She also gains considerable points and ability values. Her wood-type ability directly advances to 3rd tier, gaining the new skill Poison Extract. When vines entangle enemies, it can release toxins to paralyze their nerves and eliminate their fighting capacity. Draven has also planned their return route. "Little Aria, we should head back to Dragon Clan now." With Draven above and Aria flying in the sky, Aria suddenly asks curiously, "Draven, why are you Dragon Clan's second heir when you're the strongest among the young generation?" It turns out Draven has an elder brother named Darius. Both originally had 6th-tier late-stage cultivation, but later Draven achieved breakthrough first, making him the strongest dragon beast in the clan. Brother Darius will probably compete too, he's my rival. But the final winner will still be me. He absolutely cannot lose. If he loses, Aria becomes Darius's. He doesn't know if he'd go mad then. Flying over layers of mountains, a huge circular territory appears from far to near. Inside, many dragon beasts move about, with some dragons circling in the sky. A circling golden dragon beast, seeing Aria and Draven's figures, suddenly pauses and enthusiastically approaches. "Draven, you finally returned. I thought you encountered something terrible outside." Draven patiently introduces, "This is Drake, one of my subordinates." Drake now notices Aria sitting on Draven's back, skin white as snow, appearance ethereal, leaving Drake momentarily stunned. This naturally earns him an elbow from Draven. "What are you looking at? Call her sister-in-law." "Sister-in-law, you're so beautiful." Drake sheepishly looks away, turning to say, "Draven, you've been flying for days and nights. Go back and rest well first." Drake pauses. "Oh, and Diana said if she sees you, I should tell you she's very worried about you." Hearing this, Draven immediately becomes angry. "Didn't I clearly tell her I don't like her? Next time, don't be her messenger or don't consider yourself my brother." Drake shrinks back, touching his head and apologizing repeatedly. Draven gives him a behave yourself look, then turns to leave with Aria, not forgetting to actively report to Aria. "Little Aria, don't overthink it. I only have you in my heart. I really don't like that Diana. She's my cousin. I treated her like a real sister when we were young, but as we grew older, she always did incomprehensible things. Diana lost her father young, and her mother remarried. Growing up without love, her personality became solitary and obsessive. Because of Draven's childhood kindness, she became dependent on him, constantly clinging to Draven, determined to marry only him. Side mission triggered, become friends with Diana, convince her to give up on Draven, reward, 1000 points, ability level increase by 1 tier, space gains preservation function. While the system issues new missions, Draven has already brought Aria back to his courtyard. Not as damp and cold as imagined, but quite tidy and warm. Before Aria can finish examining the room's layout, Draven pulls her to the bedside, turns off surrounding illumination crystals, holds Aria in his arms, his deep voice carrying heavy fatigue. "Little Aria, it's getting late. Let's sleep." They lie on their sides in bed. Draven tightly holds Aria's hands, but truly does nothing else, until gentle breathing sounds. Draven has fallen asleep. All along, Draven never made excessive demands of Aria, as if just holding hands satisfied him completely. The next day when Aria awakens, Draven is already dressed and has prepared breakfast for her. Suddenly, the courtyard door gets knocked urgently. Drake's voice carries some urgency. "Draven, are you there?" The Great Elder says to gather at the square in 1 hour. Dragon Clan's Young Generation competition is starting. Got it. Go notify others. After dressing properly, Draven pulls Aria toward the Great Square. Dragon Clan females brought from outside fall into 2 ownership categories. If a clan male individually brings back a female, that male can choose sole possession or public sharing. Females like Aria, bought by the clan from auction houses, require internal clan competition. Aria is today's primary focus of dragon rivalry. Only by defeating all competitors can Draven truly possess Aria's clan ownership rights. Arriving at the square center, the clan chief enthusiastically waves to Aria. "Sacred female, come here quickly. Stand in the middle." As Aria takes the high position, the venue immediately erupts. High platform Aria has snow-white skin and enchanting beauty. The dragon beasts below all show excited gazes, truly worthy of sacred female. Absolutely gorgeous. The clan chief announces, "We bought 6 females from the auction house this time. Starting with sacred female, everyone competes fairly. If you cannot gain the female's recognition afterward, the clan reserves the right to reassign them. Now all single dragon beasts wanting to compete for sacred female, step onto the second platform. Sacred females can drive all males crazy. Many single males eagerly prepare but hesitate to step forward first. Draven snorts coldly, first stepping onto the platform. His sharp, angular eyes show cold danger, making those hesitant dragon beasts even more uncertain. Subsequently, only 2 6th-tier dragon beasts dare step forward, one being Dante. "Anyone else?" Seeing no Darius among the challengers, Draven starts to relax. "Sorry, I'm late." A dragon's roar cuts through the sky as a golden dragon rapidly flies toward the square from afar. All beast people immediately become excited again. Brother Darius successfully broke through to 7th tier. This will be quite a show. The golden dragon slowly lands, transforming into a handsome man. "Sorry, Draven. I'm competing with you for sacred female." "Brother Darius, what are you saying?" "This is naturally decided by ability." Though he says this, Draven's heart already curses Darius countless times. Looking at the elegant man before her, Aria's eyes brighten. Seeing such a refined gentleman in Dragon Clan is truly rare. Draven catches Aria's expression completely. Corruption plus 10. Total corruption, 10. The system immediately pulls Aria back to reality. She almost forgot about corruption values. But why would Draven gain corruption? Just because she glanced at Darius? Draven and Darius lock eyes, and Aria can almost see electric sparks in their gazes. The elder speaks timely. "Alright, competition begins. Drawing lots now for pairings. 2-on-2 elimination. First match, Darius versus Dante. Second match, Draven versus Dante. Darius undoubtedly wins the first match. Next comes Draven versus Dante. Both immediately deploy abilities. The sky instantly fills with dark clouds and rolling thunder. "Give up, Dante. You're no match for me." Draven doesn't want to waste too much ability energy before his afternoon decisive battle with Darius. Dante's gloomy eyes flash with malice. Suddenly, a purple mist rapidly attacks Draven. Host, that's mutant poison. Mist carrying deadly toxins. Aria immediately worries. Though Draven dodges quickly, he still inhales some poison. His internal abilities begin to feel blocked. Draven knows he can't delay further. After a sky-shaking dragon roar, multiple lightning energies gather together, with earth-destroying momentum, sweeping toward Dante. The elder instantly shoots out vines, pulling Dante to safety. That's enough. Draven wins this match. "Draven, rest up for this afternoon's finals." Draven's face shows confident smiles, but upon landing, his expression stiffens momentarily with a barely noticeable stumble. Aria quickly helps steady Draven. Seeing Dante pass by, Draven's tone suddenly turns cold. "Stop. Give me the antidote." Failed competitor Dante's eyes show darkness. Without hesitation, he produces a small medicine bottle from his chest, throws it to Draven, then turns to leave. Draven catches the bottle containing 2 black pills emitting strange odors. "Wait, how do I know you're not giving me fake medicine? You eat one first, or don't think about leaving." Dante's feet tremble. He takes the thrown bottle, casually pours out 1 pill, and swallows it with a gulp. Satisfied now? Only then does Draven wave dismissively, swallowing the pill in his palm. After circulating his internal abilities, he feels much better. Seeing Draven's discomfort, Aria suggests returning home to rest briefly. Halfway there, Darius blocks their path. "Draven, may I have a word?" Seeing Darius's meaningful expression, Aria tactfully withdraws. Draven gets pulled away by Darius. After they leave, Aria spots Diana secretly watching from behind a tree, then walks toward her. You're Draven's cousin Diana, right? Diana glares viciously at Aria, eyes full of hatred. A silver dagger suddenly appears, stabbing directly toward Aria's abdomen. It's all because you're monopolizing Draven. Kill you and he can accompany me. Aria timely summons a small ice shield to block the attack, then directly knocks the dagger from Diana's hand. She shakes her head helplessly. Side mission. Reform the obsessive female supporting character begins. Aria reaches out to grab Diana's thin wrist. You're too skinny. You need more nutrition. Take these back to eat. Diana stares blankly at the fruit basket suddenly in her hands, wanting to speak. If everything goes as expected, I'll stay at Draven's house. You can come find me for meals together then. The first step to befriending Diana and making her give up pursuing Draven is getting close to her. Don't need it! Diana angrily throws the fruit basket to the ground, fruit scattering everywhere. Aria restrains her anger, speaking calmly. If you don't like these, I'll bring you something else next time. Without waiting for Diana's response, Aria turns back to the original spot to wait for Draven. By now, Draven has finished talking with Darius, takes Aria's hand, and gradually walks away. Diana watches their departing figures, a subtle sadness rising in her heart. She looks at the scattered fruit on the ground, carefully picks them up, puts them back in the basket, and silently carries them away. Back home, Aria learns a shocking piece of news from Draven. Draven awkwardly confesses, actually, Darius just told me that if I give him 300 million, he'll throw the afternoon finals. How much? Aria's eyes widen in shock. Why doesn't he just rob someone? I agreed. Draven presses his lips together, looking like he did something wrong but doesn't regret it. When I was at the same 6th tier as Darius, we fought many times with even win rates, but he suddenly broke through to 7th tier today. He's not afraid of losing to Darius, but he's terrified of losing Aria. Aria is only surprised momentarily before regaining composure. So Darius joined the competition just to extort 300 million beast coins from Draven. And I never imagined Draven could actually afford that much money. Draven wants to say more, but suddenly his vision goes black, nearly falling over. Draven, what's wrong? Aria supports him and immediately uses her healing skill, but Draven only improves slightly in complexion. The symptoms don't get relieved. Damn it, Dante definitely didn't give me real antidote. I'm going to find him now! Draven angrily steps forward, but his legs give out, falling to the ground with dry heaving. In Draven's current state, he can barely stand, let alone participate in the afternoon competition. If he doesn't compete, he'll be considered forfeit. Without needing Darius to throw the match, he'd be eliminated, and Aria would become Darius's. System, I found detox potion in the shop. Exchange cost 200 points. Does the host need it? A glass test tube appears in Aria's hand as the words end. Aria pours the liquid into Draven's mouth. Draven slowly awakens, and Aria's anxious heart finally settles. Wait, host. I detect another chronic poison in Draven's body. Though not fatal, it will greatly slow cultivation progress. If this poison is taken 3 times, cultivation will permanently stagnate. The corresponding antidote costs 1,000 points. Aria's heart races. She doesn't have enough points to immediately exchange for this level of antidote. After long silence, a brilliant plan forms in her mind. Before the afternoon competition begins, Aria grips Draven's hand worriedly. Draven, are you really okay? Draven grins mischievously. Don't worry, little Aria. I'm fine. Let's stick to our plan. The elder announces loudly, finals begin, Draven versus Darius. As Draven steps onto the platform, he stumbles and sways unsteadily, though this is all an act. Darius frowns thoughtfully, seemingly considering how to throw the match without being too obvious. After 2 dragon roars, giant dragons tear through the sky. The 2 dragons face each other from afar, tension mounting. Following an intense yet restrained battle, both dragons stop moving and slowly descend, transforming back to beast-man form. Neither bears injuries, as if it were just simple sparring. Darius raises his hand to signal the elder, I lost. The surprised elder doesn't say much, cooperatively announcing the final result. Draven wins this match! Congratulations, Draven. Sacred female now belongs to you. But just as Draven says good, he suddenly clutches his chest and collapses painfully, causing immediate panic. Aria rushes onto the platform, holds Draven, and dramatically raises her voice. Draven, what's wrong with you? Medic! Get the medic! The medic went out earlier for business. I can handle this. The speaker has delicate features and refined appearance. Doc, Dragon Clan's rare physician and one of Draven's loyal subordinates. Doc examines Draven, his frown deepening as he sighs repeatedly. Draven, you're poisoned. This is a deadly toxin. Without antidote, you'll die within 3 days. In the crowd, Aria spots Dante, and immediately pinches her thigh hard, tears instantly filling her eyes. Doc, please help ask Dante to give Draven the antidote. Aria cries loudly enough for everyone to hear clearly. Everyone immediately turns to look at the departing Dante, whose expression shows panic and shock. Aria quickly adds another blow. Ever since fighting Dante, Draven felt unwell but kept saying he was fine because he didn't want me to worry. I never thought it would become this serious. The Great Elder can no longer sit still, beckoning Dante. This matter requires explanation. Seeing his secret exposed, Dante's voice trembles. You're lying! I clearly gave Draven antidote. His current condition has nothing to do with me. Doc quickly supports him. I wondered why Draven had 2 types of poison. You drugged him twice. Aria cries even louder. Wah! Draven, you can't have problems. If something happens to you, what will I do? I might as well die with you. The Elder's temple throbs hearing this. Sacred female cost us hundreds of millions of beast coins plus a dragon bone. How can we let her die? Dante, if anything happens to Draven, I'll hold you responsible. No, I didn't want Draven's life. I only gave Draven paralyzing fruit poison initially. The second pill wasn't antidote but wasn't deadly poison either. That was actually a drug causing gradual impotence. How could he admit this? If he did, he'd definitely get beaten worse. Doc then speaks right. It's chronic poison. I was just testing you. Dante stands frozen, finally realizing he'd been set up. The atmosphere becomes eerily quiet. The clan chief shows furious anger. Dante, competition allows poison use. But I've warned repeatedly that antidotes must be given after sparring. You had the nerve to poison twice. Take Dante away for 30 lashes, jail him 1 month. If Draven has problems, directly revoke his third heir status. Dante collapses weakly. How did things become so serious? He only wanted to prevent Draven from getting sacred female. Confused, Dante feels sharp pain in his back and turns to see a silver dagger embedded there. Diana appears like a sinister ghost. If anything happens to Draven, next time this goes into your heart. The clan chief trembles with rage. Everyone's rebelling. Take Diana away too. 3 days in jail, then 10 lashes after release. As Diana gets dragged away, she keeps shouting, pointing at Aria. I'm the one who loves Draven most, but she just cries on the sidelines. Aria and others stand stunned. They hadn't anticipated Diana's intervention. The clan chief worriedly approaches Draven. Doc, what chronic poison did Draven get? The poison slows cultivation progress. Taking it 3 times causes permanent cultivation stagnation. Though this chronic poison isn't as lethal as deadly toxins, it's equally insidious. The clan chief rages. How vicious! Draven represents the clan's future hope. Dante definitely needs severe punishment. Soon the clan medic arrives from elsewhere with the same diagnosis as Doc. Fortunately, Draven only took this chronic poison once. The medic prescribes gradual treatment medicines. Draven timely awakens, looking around confusedly. I'm fine. Don't let me delay everyone's remaining competitions. 5 more females need assignment. The clan chief nods worriedly. Draven and sacred female, go home and rest. I'll have someone send prepared medicine later. Thank you, chief. Draven doesn't want to stay longer, taking Aria's hand and leaving. How was my acting? Pretty convincing, right? Once home, Aria can't help laughing. Draven affectionately ruffles Aria's hair. Aria's eyes curve happily. Hee, so don't I deserve some reward? The little fox asks her dragon husband. Not for rewards, hugs, or kisses, but to visit her rival in prison. This is a system that rejects females. Not only does successfully romancing beast husbands bring rewards, but helping females become independent and strong also yields amazing points. Though Draven doesn't understand why Aria would care about her rival, he still brings her to the prison holding Diana. If Draven knew that future Diana would cling to Aria and refuse to let go, he'd definitely regret today's decision. In the dark, damp cell, Diana curls up on a straw mat, shivering slightly. Seeing Draven, her face lights up. Draven, you came to see me. Draven's gaze sweeps over Diana's disheveled appearance, his tone remaining indifferent. Little Aria wanted to check on you. Diana points at Dante in the opposite cell, looking crazed. Look! Dante poisoned you to harm you. I helped you get revenge. Draven, I'm the one who loves you most. Draven frowns displeasure. Don't do such things again. I can't accept your feelings. From beginning to end, I only see you as a sister. With that, Draven exits the cell, little Aria. I'll wait outside. Only after Draven's figure disappears does Diana withdraw her reluctant gaze, turning to glare viciously at Aria. What are you here for? In her eyes, Aria stole her man. Aria feels both helpless and speechless. Hating her serves no purpose. Even without her, Draven wouldn't be with Diana. But rather than saying this directly, she takes out roasted meat from her basket, filling the cell with savory aromas. Diana is already starving, but even with her stomach growling continuously, she stubbornly refuses Aria's offered food. Are you afraid I poisoned it? Aria raises an eyebrow, tearing off a piece of meat and eating it with exaggerated enjoyment. If you don't eat, I'll finish it all. You can starve to death for all I care, then there'd be one less person wanting to kill me. The next moment, Diana lunges forward to snatch Aria's food. Give it here! She quickly devours all remaining meat. It tastes better than anything she's eaten before. Want more? I have plenty, but you must answer my questions. When you get out, I can cook for you too. Diana hesitates briefly before agreeing. With so many males in the world, why hang yourself on Draven's tree? An excellent female like you could easily find 3 or 4 beast husbands. Diana's nose stings. Growing up without parental companionship, this is the first time anyone called her excellent, but I only love Draven. This isn't love. You want to become Draven's mate because he gave you missing care during your loneliest times. You're addicted to that warmth and mistake it for love. True love means wanting the other person's happiness. Constantly bothering Draven only makes him find you annoying. If you want to reconcile with Draven, learn to let go. Diana's expression wavers, but she keeps her head down silently. Do you think stabbing Dante in front of everyone would make Draven like you out of guilt? No. Everyone thinks you're crazy and foolish. Seeing Diana about to cry, Aria's tone softens. If you're bored, come chat with me. If you're hungry, I'll cook for you. I'm willing to be your friend. Draven and I will do our best to help you find a good beast husband. Draven timely reminds, it's getting late, we should go back. Aria nods, continuing. Security here is tight. We worked hard to get in this time. I brought enough food for 3 days. I'll come get you in 3 days. Before leaving, Aria glances at the unconscious Dante in his cell, wondering about his dragon horns. After the two walk out of the dungeon, Aria decides to test Draven's thoughts first. If your dragon horns were damaged, would it affect your body? If dragon horns are damaged, cultivation will stagnate. However, dragon horns have an automatic repair function. They can recover 1 centimeter per year. Only after the horns are fully repaired can one continue advancing in rank. Draven answers. Dark currents flow in Aria's eyes. She could have learned all this by asking System Eve. She questions Draven only to set up what comes next. What if the heir of Dragon Clan suddenly had a section of his horn broken off? Would the elders be furious? Draven becomes extremely serious. They would be very angry. According to clan rules, anyone who deliberately damages dragon horns will be forcibly exiled. Anyone who deliberately covers for them will also be severely punished once discovered. Even females are no exception. Therefore, although the heirs of the tribe may scheme against each other, none would ever think of targeting dragon horns. Aria, why are you suddenly asking this? Aria shakes her head. Nothing, I'm just a bit curious. Hearing Draven's series of responses, Aria can't help but worry about her task of cutting Dante's dragon horn. She quietly asks the system, Eve, can I not cut Dante's horn? You must cut it. If the host fails to successfully cut off Dante's dragon horn, it will affect subsequent tasks and very likely cause unexpected situations in future quests. Seeing Aria lost in thought, Draven suddenly squeezes her hand and smiles mysteriously. Aria, I'll take you to a good place. That night, Draven flies away from the tribe, passing countless turns before finally stopping at a small cave entrance. The cave entrance is blocked by stones, fitting seamlessly. Without careful observation, one can't detect anything unusual. Draven sets Aria down and strikes the wall with a palm of lightning power. Wisps of white smoke emerge. This is a protective barrier Draven has set to prevent unauthorized intrusion. Draven moves aside the boulder blocking the entrance. Aria, you go in first? Aria enters the cave. After just a few steps, brilliant golden light pierces her eyes. Mountains of gold and various colored gemstones lie before her. Detecting red flamestone, blue pearl, yellow crystal. Host can exchange these for 100 points. First-time elemental power boost of 50. The system's notification keeps ringing. Aria looks at the gemstones covering the ground, her eyes shining. Take whatever you want. Turning around, she finds Draven looking at her with tender affection. Aria hooks her arm through Draven's. Are we here to collect treasures to exchange for beast coins? This stores treasures I've collected from various places over the years. Selling them should fill our recent funding gap. Aria watches Draven filling bags with these jewels and starts helping. Although Draven said she could take whatever she wanted, Aria only takes one of each type, since each gemstone only gives points the first time. Bag after bag gets filled, and the system's point-adding notifications ring again and again. Aria wipes her sweat and comes to a corner of the cave where dozens of uncut raw stones are placed. Therefore, no one knows what is inside them. The moment Aria approaches and touches them, the system lets out a shriek. It's actually a high-grade space gemstone. This type of space stone is extremely difficult to find. Host is incredibly lucky. So rare. Aria immediately goes to Draven's side. Drave, I want to open one of those raw stones over there. Can you help me? She has no experience opening raw stones and is afraid that rashly breaking them open might damage what's inside. She is also asking for Draven's opinion. Draven follows Aria to the raw stones. With his skilled movements, a half-meter tall raw stone gets carved down half by half until it is fist-sized. Draven regretfully shakes his head. This stone has nothing inside. What a pity. Aria, how about I open another stone for you? Aria stares at the stone carved down to fist size, lost in thought. Could there really be nothing inside? But the system's detection shouldn't be wrong. Drave, keep cutting. Seeing her so insistent, Draven says no more and continues cutting the remaining stone. Soon, purple light flickers from within, and a black-purple gemstone about 3 centimeters in size reveals itself. Draven is immediately shocked. He looks at Aria in amazement. A space gemstone, and a high-grade one at that. Having run a stone gambling business for years, Draven naturally knows how precious space gemstones are. He puts all the treasures into the space stone, then polishes the black-purple space stone and hangs it on a silver chain, making it into an exquisite necklace. Draven places the necklace around Aria's neck. So beautiful, he praises without reservation, finding his female more beautiful the more he looks. Who would have thought this seemingly innocent dragon is quite romantic? Thank you, Drave. Aria touches the necklace at her throat and laughs softly. Now this necklace holds all your wealth. Aren't you afraid I'll run away with all your money? Draven pulls Aria into his embrace. Aria, don't joke like that. I can lose my wealth but not you. Even if you really run away, I'll chase you to the ends of the earth to bring you back. Time is getting late. Draven transforms into dragon form and carries Aria to the market to exchange beast coins. Afterward, he plans to take Aria to his stone gambling house to see if, with Aria's stone opening talent, the gambling house might even double its profits. After a day of collecting gemstones, Aria gains 3,000 points and 2,000 elemental power. Her ice elemental power directly advances to 3rd rank, wood elemental power to 4th rank. Her planting space gains preservation function, and she acquires the ice ability Ice Bind and the wood ability Detoxification. The two land in front of a large-scale pawn shop. A white tiger male quickly approaches when he sees Draven. What would you like to pawn? With a wave of his hand, Draven makes 5 large bundles appear between the 3 of them. Let's speak plainly. How many beast coins can you give us for these? The pawn shop owner pours out 1 bundle and carefully calculates the value of each jewel. Gold glints in the owner's eyes, but he quickly conceals it, pretending to be nonchalant. After finishing his assessment, he calculates, these 5 bundles can get you 20 million. Upon hearing this, Draven pulls Aria up and declares he is leaving. Since you don't want to do honest business, we'll be going. The pawn shop owner immediately panics. Wait, don't leave. Name your price, we can negotiate. Draven holds up 5 fingers. 500 million. I have a total of 50 bundles like these and I can sell them all to you, but you must keep it secret. After much haggling, the owner finally shouts his agreement with a pained expression. Fine, fine, fine. 500 million it is. 100 large denomination beast coin notes are handed to Draven. He nods with satisfaction, gives the notes to Aria, takes her small hand and strides away. The owner sees them off warmly on the surface but covets Draven's space stone. To carry so many jewels at once, it has to be at least mid-grade. He arranges for his assistant to secretly follow the two and investigate their identities. Draven brings Aria to his stone gambling house, and they can hear arguing from afar. Getting closer, they see. It is Draven's second-in-command Drake and his female, Scarlet. When Drake sees Draven and Aria approaching, he rushes over like seeing saviors. Boss? That customer broke a raw stone and refuses to pay. Following Drake's pointing direction, they see a wild boar male beastman with a stone broken in half beside him. The wild boar beastman speaks like a rogue. What compensation? I didn't break the raw stone on purpose. You're just trying to scam me. When the wild boar beastman's gaze moves to Draven and Aria and he sees Aria's face clearly, his small eyes widen considerably and he even licks his lips. Lend me this little beauty for 2 days, and I'll not only pay compensation, but also buy 10 more raw stones from your shop. You're asking for death. The wild boar beastman howls in pain. You actually hit me. He is about to curse when he meets Draven's terrifyingly dark expression and swallows his words. Aria touches the broken stone halves one by one, asking Eve to help detect them. Host, this is a rare elemental stone. Azure Thunderstone. It contains rich wood and thunder elements, market value 5 million. Hearing this, Aria looks up at Drake. How much does this stone cost? Drake quickly approaches 200,000. Aria calms her shocked heart, instructs Drake to put the stone away safely, then walks to Draven's side and whispers, can't sell it. Then her voice gradually grows louder. Boss, since he's determined not to pay, let's just beat him up. If we cripple him, we won't lose out. With that, Aria gives the wild boar beastman a wicked smile. I think that works. Draven flexes his wrists forcefully, producing a series of cracking sounds. The wild boar beastman is thoroughly frightened and transforms into beast form, trying to flee. Aria is prepared and uses her 3rd-rank ice skill Ice Bind to trap the wild boar. I'll pay. Isn't that enough? Seeing Draven approaching, the wild boar beastman completely panics. Aria's smile doesn't fade. Good. Compensation fee, 100,000, no negotiation. The wild boar beastman doesn't dare cause more trouble. He obediently takes off his money pouch and throws it to Draven. Here, there's exactly 100,000 inside. Let me go. After releasing the wild boar beastman, Aria whispers something in Draven's ear. Soon after, the stone gambling house announces it is temporarily closed for business. Inside the stone gambling house, everyone gathers around the stone that had just been broken in half. Their expressions varied. Aria is about to display her miraculous stone gambling talent in front of them. Sister-in-law, you said this stone is worth far more than its price? Aria nods and begins making things up. I won't hide it from you. My family originally dealt in stone gambling, so I know a thing or two about it. I roughly appraised it just now, and this raw stone is definitely valuable. Drake, you open the stone. As the stone's outer layers are peeled away, a stone of intertwined green and purple gradually appears. Everyone gasps. Azure Thunderstone. This small piece is worth 3 months of their income. Draven is the first to recover from his shock. Aria, help me check the other raw stones. Aria then touches each stone in turn. This one and this one. The value of these stones all exceeds their selling prices. Sister-in-law, you're amazing. Drake looks at the opened raw stones in amazement. Almost everyone is valuable, with a success rate of 90%. Of course, the remaining 10% is intentionally done by Aria. With Aria here, their stone gambling house's revenue will definitely multiply several times. That evening, Draven takes Aria to the most famous local tavern for dinner. Aria finds the food here isn't that delicious either. She has another idea. Drave, in the future, we could also open a restaurant here. I'll design the menu for you. I guarantee it'll be 10 times better than here. In the end, when we've earned enough money, we can buy this entire street. The more Aria speaks, the brighter her eyes become, filled with anticipation for the future. Watching her spirited expression, Draven's heart feels sweet and warm. To have a female like Aria is truly his incredible fortune. The question is when he can finally take that last step with Aria. If all else fails, maybe he should buy some aphrodisiac to try. Time passes quickly, and soon comes the day of Diana's release from prison. Aria waits at the dungeon for Diana as previously arranged. Originally Draven was supposed to come with her, but Drake calls him away midway because they have opened 2 new workshops. Draven has been very busy lately, so he can no longer stick to Aria all the time like before. Dragon Clan has a rule that tribe members who forcibly take another's female will be executed if caught, so Draven is relatively at ease letting Aria move around the tribe alone. But he has forgotten about one important special circumstance. The girl who transmigrated into the beast world just picks up her friend from prison, only to fall into the hands of 5 strange males herself. Moments earlier, Aria comes to the dungeon entrance to pick up Diana. However, Diana's punishment is not yet complete. Previously, the chief ordered Diana to be imprisoned for 7 days, then receive 10 lashes. In other words, there are still 10 lashes waiting for Diana. Dragon Clan's whipping punishment is extremely deadly. Only now does Diana regret stabbing Dante in front of everyone. Seeing Diana's face scrunched up like a bun, Aria coughs softly and secretly slips a full bag of beast coins to the guard. Can we skip the whipping? The guard's eyes are full of hesitation. Honestly, this money tempts him, enough for him to live well for a year and bribe other brothers too. Fine, go quickly. Remember not to wander around outside for 7 days. Hearing this, Aria quickly pulls Diana away. Diana's gaze focuses on Aria, opening her mouth but hesitating. Why are you so good to me? Because I want to be friends with you. So, are we friends now? Diana's eyes tremble slightly. After a long silence, she finally gives a soft side quest 50% complete. Congratulations, host! Diana awkwardly heads straight for her home, not forgetting to leave behind a casual thank you. By the time Aria recovers from Diana's gratitude, Diana has already walked far away. She hurries to catch up. The atmosphere between the 2 girls breaks the ice in a subtle way. Arriving at Diana's cave entrance, Diana goes straight to the innermost bed and fumbles around for a while before finally taking out a money pouch and stuffing it all into Aria's hands. It might not be enough, but I'll work to pay you back later. She is referring to the money Aria had just given to the guard. Aria looks at the beast coins in her hands. Though not much, this is probably all of Diana's savings. A parentless female who is usually looked down upon by the tribe, with no mate and no stable income source, one can imagine how difficult Diana's life is. Aria can't bear to take this money. She stuffs it back into Diana's hands. Seeing Aria refuse, Diana is displeased. So you're pitying me? She doesn't need anyone's pity. No, if you want to repay me, come help at the new shop Draven and I opened. We're in urgent need of staff. Boss, Diana's eyes darken. Draven hates her so much, how could he let her work there? Aria grasps Diana's hand. Don't worry, Diana, I'll handle it. You just need to promise not to deliberately cause trouble. Diana nods lightly, surprisingly not refusing anymore. Aria helps Diana clean up the cave and finds that Diana's belongings are even fewer than imagined. She plans to go home and bring some basic living supplies. However, just as she reaches her front door, she hears rustling sounds behind her. Aria's heart jumps as she spins around. 5 males are sneaking toward her, all unfamiliar faces who don't look like they're from Dragon Clan. What do you want? Aria's eyes turn cold. Brothers, it's her. Once we catch her, we can taste a sacred female. The tall tiger beastman's eyes are full of lustful longing. Aria looks calmly at the 5 beastmen. Aren't you afraid Draven will come back and slaughter you all? The thin dog beastman sneers. Draven? He can't even take care of himself right now. Aria's eyes narrow slightly. Then aren't you afraid he'll settle accounts later? The burly but brainless bear beastman rubs his claws. After we're done, we'll escape to other tribe territories. You think he can still control us then? It seems these 5 beastmen have made thorough preparations. Aria thinks to herself, who is really behind these 5? Seeing the 5 approaching her, Aria backs away several steps and silently chants, Eve, exchange weakness powder for me. When the 5 males get within a meter of Aria, the white tiger beastman suddenly cries out, but it is too late. Their strength rapidly drains away, and they all collapse to the ground. Aria takes out several ropes and ties up the 5 securely. However, these 5 are all above 5th rank, so they can probably easily break free once they recover their strength. She has to interrogate them quickly. Speak up. Who sent you? Otherwise, you won't leave here alive today. The 5 males remain silent. Aria suddenly seems to think of something. She waves her right hand and a vine emerges from the ground with a huge purple-red flower blooming on top. Instantly, the 5 beastmen feel half their bodies go numb. This is Aria's newly acquired 3rd-rank wood skill, Deadly Poison. You're now poisoned with my special toxin. First it will paralyze your entire body. Then your skin will rot, your organs will ache, tormenting you for 7 days and nights before your internal organs decay and you die. Only I can cure this poison. You should now be at the full-body paralysis stage. The bear beastman trembles all over and quickly speaks up. I'll talk. Diana sent us. If he said it was Diana originally, Aria might have believed it. Seems you don't want to tell the truth. Eve, exchange 1 truth serum pill for me. Aria restrains the dog beastman, pries open his jaw, and stuffs the truth serum pill in. The dog's whole body shakes, his eyes gradually becoming confused. The truth serum is taking effect. Answer me. Who sent you? The dog, controlled by the drug, answers directly. Derek. Aria is startled. She has no grudge against Derek, but Derek has always been close to Dante. By this reasoning, it is very likely Dante's doing. Where is Derek now? Will you meet with him again? Yes, tonight we'll meet with him to report the real situation. Aria thinks for a moment. Fine. Later you'll tell Derek that you succeeded, then quickly leave Dragon Clan for Phoenix Tribe. I'll pay you double what Derek gave you. The situation is already exposed, and they are now poisoned by Aria, so after the 5 discuss it, they all nod. Aria throws a bag of beast coins at the White Tiger Beastman's legs. This is part of the deposit. Come find me at the Market Tavern tomorrow morning for the other half and the antidote for your poison. I have plans with a friend, so I'll go first. All the male's eyes show shock. What kind of psychological strength is this? Still in the mood to hang out after encountering such a thing. Any other female would be sitting on the ground crying and seeking comfort from her mate. Aria walks away, humming excitedly. Heaven is really helping her. These 5 beastmen come at just the right time. Originally, she wanted to use going out with Diana to gather herbs as an excuse to create an alibi. With them here, she can perfectly redirect the blame. The opportunity to cut off Dante's dragon horn has finally come. Aria heads straight for the dungeon. Eve, exchange invisibility potion and 2 sleeping drugs for me. Aria hides in a corner of the dungeon, carefully observing the 2 guards at the entrance. She needs to knock them out without letting them know she has been to the dungeon. Aria walks to the depths of the dungeon and accurately throws a sleeping drug at Dante. The pill shatters and is inhaled by Dante. Dante lets out a huge yawn and falls into deep sleep. Aria takes out the key she obtained from the guard and opens the cell door. She approaches Dante step by step. Every cause has its effect. Your retribution is me. A dagger suddenly appears in Aria's hand, slashing fiercely toward Dante's dragon horn. However, this strike not only fails to cut through but also numbs Aria's hand from the shock. Eve, what's happening? Host, dragon horns of 5th rank and above dragons require 5th rank and above beastmen to cut through. Aria currently has 4th rank wood elemental power and 3rd rank ice elemental power. So this trip was for nothing? Eve, can I spend points to exchange for a weapon that can boost explosive power from 4th to 5th rank? Eve's mental light bulb lights up. After searching through data for a moment, yes, but it requires 2,000 points. After completing this side quest, Aria can get 5,000 points, so spending 2,000 now isn't a loss. After choosing to exchange, a sword of intertwined blue and white falls into Aria's hands. Rippling Water's sword can increase elemental power's explosive force by 1 rank. Aria channels her elemental power into the sword, aims at the dragon horn, and strikes down. Dante's dragon horn immediately breaks in 2. Aria throws half the horn into her space. At the same time, Eve's voice rings out. Congratulations, host, on completing the side quest, cutting off Dante's dragon horn. Gained 5,000 points, elemental power increased by 1 rank. Host can subsequently choose which elemental power to upgrade. Host can also collect blood from Dante's severed horn. It's a great tonic that can enhance virility. Aria is speechless. She thought it could nourish her own body. After carefully cleaning up the scene, Aria hides a few strands of tiger beastman hair in a concealed corner. Finally, she carefully puts the key back on the guard's belt and leaves the dungeon. Aria returns to Diana's cave with an unchanged expression, even bringing a basket of fresh fruit. Diana is standing at the cave entrance, staring blankly outside. When she sees Aria return, a smile unconsciously appears at the corner of her mouth. Aria enters the cave. Diana, let's not go to the mountains today. I just saw some unfamiliar faces in the tribe and I'm a bit scared. Diana is somewhat surprised. Does the chief know? Generally, males from other tribes aren't allowed to enter our territory. She moves closer and catches Aria's scent. Aria, are you injured? I smell blood on you. Aria's heart lurches, but she suppresses her panic and speaks calmly. I'm fine. On my way back, I encountered a strange male harassing me. I stabbed him and ran. There might be some of his blood smell left on me. But Diana, are all you dragon senses of smell this sharp? Hearing that Aria isn't injured, Diana also relaxes. Dragons have always had keen senses of smell, and males have even sharper noses than females. Aria's pupils shake. Thank goodness Diana mentions this, or her visit to the dungeon would have been detected by Draven. Aria goes to a spring to wash her body, until Diana can't smell anything on her, then she feels relieved. As evening approaches, the two return to the cave. Draven still hasn't returned. Aria sits at the entrance, looking up at the rolling thunderclouds in the sky. Suddenly, there is a thud from inside the cave. Diana collapses to the ground in confusion. Aria rushes forward urgently. Diana's complexion looks very wrong. She reaches out to touch Diana's forehead. It is burning hot. This fever comes too suddenly with almost no warning signs. After Aria uses healing arts on Diana, her complexion doesn't improve much. Aria's heart grows increasingly anxious. Diana watches Aria pacing anxiously in place, warmth flowing through her heart. At this moment, her whole body feels burning hot and aching, as if being tormented by flames. Host needn't worry. Diana is awakening her elemental powers. But due to long-term malnutrition, her awakening process will take longer and be more painful than others. Hearing this, the worry in Aria's eyes is replaced by joy. So that's it. After awakening elemental powers, Diana's physical condition will improve comprehensively. Draven returns shortly after the rain stops. Finding Aria in Diana's cave, his worried heart finally settles. He pulls Aria into his embrace. Aria, you're safe. That's wonderful. I'm back. Come on, let's go home. Diana lies on the bed, with blurred vision, vaguely seeing two figures embracing. A bitter feeling rises in her heart, though this bitterness is no longer because of Draven, but because Aria is leaving. Aria firmly shakes her head. I'm not going back. Diana is awakening her elemental powers. I need to stay and keep her company. Only then does Draven notice Diana on the bed. Thinking about today's events, his expression becomes terrifyingly dark. Aria, you didn't encounter any danger today, did you? Aria deliberately hesitates before speaking. We encountered 5 strange males during the day. They wanted to harm Diana and me, saying they were taking money to do someone's bidding. Fortunately, I was willing to pay them triple, so they agreed to let us go. But I said I didn't have that much money at the moment and could only give half first, having them wait for me at the market tavern tomorrow morning for the rest. I also heard the name Derek from them. Derek usually plays with Dante the most. He probably recruited Derek to cause trouble since he's locked up in prison. Draven grows angrier the more he thinks about it. Aria soothes Draven. This matter needs to be considered carefully. Currently, there's no direct evidence pointing to Derek, so let's not rush. Then Aria returns to her original purpose. Diana's elemental awakening will take 3 more days. I need to stay here with her the whole time, so you'll have to help me deliver the remaining money. Hearing this, Draven immediately processes the information, so you'll be here with Diana for these 3 days? Aria nods. Yes, Diana is weak these 2 days. I need to stay here to cook for her. Originally, though he couldn't sleep with her, at least he could hold his wife. If Aria spends these 3 days with Diana, would he have to sleep alone? He is unwilling. Draven's face falls. I don't agree. If you don't agree, then bring Diana back to our house. So that night, Draven tearfully makes himself a floor bed. Recently, Draven goes to the agreed meeting place with those 5 male beastmen according to Aria's instructions. However, that afternoon, Aria doesn't wait for Draven to return. Countless dragons circle endlessly in the sky, and an orange beam of light shoots upward from below. This is Dragon Clan's Level 2 emergency summons. Anyone who sees the light beam must return to the tribe at the fastest speed. Something big has happened. Just after transmigrating, she cuts off the villain's horn. But not only is she unharmed, she also kills 2 birds with 1 stone by eliminating the hidden big boss, successfully maxing out her first beast husband's affection, and is about to have their first bonding ceremony. Just now, a level 2 emergency summons rings out within Dragon Clan. Because Dante has his dragon horn cut off in the dungeon, the chief is furious and summons everyone to the square to interrogate them one by one to find the culprit. Aria knows the truth but still pretends to look panicked. In the square, all the dragons look at the chief in the center, their gazes fearful. All 5th rank and above dragons step forward. Dante's horn was cut off yesterday morning. Tell me what you were all doing yesterday morning. Anyone without an alibi is suspected of harming a clanmate. One by one, the 5th rank and above dragons fearfully step forward to describe what they did yesterday morning. When it is Draven's turn, the atmosphere becomes even quieter. Draven pauses. Yesterday morning I was busy at the new workshop. Can anyone vouch for you? Draven glances indifferently at Derek. That guy was also there yesterday. Not only there but caused me a lot of trouble, forcing me to leave the shop and go elsewhere. On the way back, I was attacked by crows, which delayed me. Derek pretends to be flustered, acting very convincingly. Boss Draven, don't look at me like that. You were indeed with me early yesterday, but you did leave later. With that, Derek secretly smiles slightly. His original purpose in causing trouble for Draven was just to prevent Draven from returning to the tribe in time when Aria encountered the beastman attack. If Aria had really been defiled, someone like Draven who can't tolerate any sand in his eyes would definitely feel terrible, and feeling terrible would create a rift between him and Aria. Then they could take advantage of the opportunity. He hadn't expected this plan to have such an unexpected bonus. Seeing this, Aria also pretends to be nervous. I did all this myself, but in the end he's the one taking the blame. The chief's face darkens as he speaks. Draven, do you have anything to say? If no one can vouch for you, you'll probably be treated as a suspect. Chief, I have something to say. Aria steps forward 2 paces, blocking Draven behind her. Boss was supposed to have lunch with me that day, but Derek caused chaos for him at noon, keeping him too busy. There's obviously something fishy about this. As she speaks, Aria cries like pear blossoms in rain, looking at the chief with grievance. Actually, when I picked up Diana from the dungeon yesterday, I saw several unfamiliar faces in the tribe. Tiger beastmen, gray wolves, wild dogs, and brown bears. These males were at my door trying to harm me. If I hadn't offered 3 times what their behind-the-scenes employer paid, I probably would have already. Those beastmen mentioned Derek's name before leaving. I don't know if it's true or not. So I have reason to suspect that the ones who cut off Dante's dragon horn were actually those outside beastmen, and their behind-the-scenes employer is very likely Derek. Draven's affection plus 10, total affection 100. Watching the little female who wholeheartedly protects him, Draven's heart warms and his love for Aria instantly reaches its peak. Seeing the situation exposed, Derek quickly plays dumb. Slander! You're slandering me! Aria snorts coldly. Whether I'm slandering or not, someone can check the cell where Dante was held. Since someone attacked him, there must be traces left behind. She had deliberately left 2 tufts of tiger fur. The chief orders someone go thoroughly search the cell. The crowd of onlooking dragons buzzes with discussion again. So Derek deliberately created chaos for Draven to make him lose his alibi, then frame him, kill 2 birds with 1 stone, destroy both Dante and Draven. Not only that, he also wanted to find someone to destroy the sacred female's purity. How vicious! But why would Derek do this? Even if both Dante and Draven were ruined, he wouldn't gain anything from it, just as everyone is puzzled. Aria smiles slightly. If both Dante and Draven were ruined, it would only benefit one person, following where Aria points. Everyone looks at one person. This person has a face like jade, calm expression, and seems otherworldly. Darius? How could it be Darius? The beastmen look at each other in disbelief. Sacred female, saying this is slander? Darius narrows his eyes slightly. It seems he had underestimated this female before. Aria shows no weakness. This is just speculation. As for whether you're really behind it, we can ask Derek. Derek, you should know that. Once it's discovered you're directing outside tribe beastmen, you'll be executed. But if you reveal who's behind you, the result would be different. As Aria speaks, she approaches Derek. With the system's help, she secretly slips a pill into his mouth while he is off guard. Derek, tell us. Did you direct those outside tribe beastmen? Derek's pupils gradually lose focus, and in a daze, he utters the word, yes. Tell us, is the person behind you, Darius? Derek pauses for a moment. Yes. Aria has guessed correctly. She knows that the seemingly otherworldly Darius is actually not simple. Darius immediately becomes agitated. Nonsense. You must have threatened Derek to say this deliberately. It's a conspiracy between you and Draven. Draven's conspiracy to take the chief's position. At this time, the guard who searched the dungeon hurries back to report. The dungeon has been carefully searched, and indeed 2 tufts of strange tiger fur were found. Derek just personally admitted he directed the tiger beastmen, and then tiger fur is found in the dungeon. All evidence is conclusive. The chief is furious. Lock Derek and Darius in the dungeon to await judgment. Chief, I'm innocent. What if those 2 tufts of tiger fur were deliberately planted by someone? But the chief can no longer listen to his words and heavily coughs up blood. He had already been injured to his foundation by wandering beastmen and basically has less than 2 years to live. Encountering this kind of thing again is truly a family misfortune. Doc and the shaman rush over. After examining the chief's condition, they regretfully shake their heads. After this anger, the chief probably won't live past 1 year. After subsequent investigation, it turns out that Derek had long ago defected to work under Darius, and most of the medicine in Dante's possession had been switched out. Dante had continuously taken cultivation-halting drugs multiple times, so his cultivation would probably remain forever stuck at late 6th rank. The chief orders Darius imprisoned for 10 years and stripped of his first heir status. Derek is permanently exiled from the tribe. With both the first and third heirs ruined, Draven naturally becomes the most likely person to inherit the chief's position. After the dust settles, Diana's elemental awakening period also ends. Her entire body undergoes a complete transformation, becoming several times more beautiful than before. Aria can't help teasing. Diana, have you taken a fancy to any male as a beast husband? Diana shyly nuzzles against Aria. Why a beast husband? Wouldn't a beast wife work? Draven walks in, just in time to see this scene and clears his throat in displeasure. Diana, although you're also female, I hope you can maintain proper distance from my female. With that, Draven sweeps Aria back to their cave. Diana, who has Aria snatched away, rolls her eyes. The current Diana has completely let go of her obsession with Draven, and even feels Draven is completely unworthy of Aria. Draven gently places Aria on the bed, his eyes burning with passion. Aria, my mating season is coming. Tonight, can we do it? I understand. Don't say any more. Aria covers Draven's mouth and nods. Draven smiles with satisfaction. He has waited and hoped for this mating season for so long. Aria purses her lips. Drave, if I have more than just you as a male in the future, could you accept it? Draven's eyes immediately darken. Why? Am I not enough for you, Aria? Draven's corruption value plus 20, total corruption value 30. Draven's corruption value plus 20, total corruption value 50. Aria is startled. Why does the corruption value pop up again? And she only asked tentatively, yet it increases so much. If she really takes other males, wouldn't Draven's corruption value explode? She quickly tries to smooth things over. I was just joking. Don't take it to heart. Aria suppresses the panic in her heart. Now, the 2 side quests involving Dante and Diana are complete, leaving only Draven's main quest. Draven's affection is already maxed out. Becoming chief is a sure thing, and now she just needs to get his heart scale. Aria raises her hand to gently wipe her eyes, her alluring gaze shimmering with tears. Actually, Drave, I've always felt you don't love me enough. Aria, what's wrong? Why are you suddenly saying this? Draven immediately panics. I heard from Diana that every dragon has a heart scale on their body, and they give their heart scale to their true love. But you've never given me yours, which proves you don't love me enough, right? Aria wipes fake tears while secretly glancing at Draven's reaction. Draven's ears turn red. Actually, the heart scale only falls off during bonding when emotions reach their peak. I've only ever had you as my female, but you've never let me touch you. So even if I wanted to give it to you, I couldn't. Oh, so that's how it is. Then tonight, give me your heart scale, okay? She only sleeps with 1 dragon, yet 3 months later gives birth to an egg and a fox. Others run away with their children afterward, but she directly abandons her cubs and rushes to the next target. After Aria finally agrees to bond with Draven, he completely loses control to his beast nature. After losing rationality, male beasts completely follow their wild instincts, going on for days and nights without rest. At the same time, System Eve's vision is covered with mosaics, and she doesn't know how long the ordeal lasts. During this time, Aria only knows that the shaman comes several times, each time taking her temperature, giving her medicine, and constantly scolding Draven. She finally fully regains consciousness half a month later. Enduring the pain, she barely sits up from the bed, but as soon as she gets out of bed, she falls directly to the floor. Aria gasps and calls upon her healing art several times before they finally take effect. She slowly heals her injuries. Aria, what happened? As soon as Draven enters and sees Aria fallen on the floor, he quickly helps her back to bed, heartbroken and continuously apologizing. I'm sorry. I promise to be gentler next time. Aria lies back on the bed, staring blankly at the ceiling. Thank goodness Draven's mating season comes after she completes the side quests, or she wouldn't have had the energy to complete other tasks. By the way, Drave, the heart scale you promised to give me, part of Aria's reason for helping Draven through his mating season is for this. Draven reaches to his chest and forcefully tears off a golden transparent scale, placing it before Aria. Aria grasps the heart scale tightly. Good. All of this was worth it. Now she just has to wait for Draven to inherit the chief position. Then she can make her escape. Aria, are you feeling better? Draven rushes in urgently. Behind him follows a male whose looks can rival Draven's, except he has a pair of white dragon horns on his head. As soon as Draven sees the white-horned male, his expression immediately becomes unfriendly. Silver, what are you doing here? Silver, 7th rank beastman, young chief of Silver Dragon Clan. Boss, aren't you welcoming me? I naturally came to see sister-in-law and discuss some cooperation with your tribe. Hearing Silver address Aria, Draven withdraws some of his hostility. Boss is now acting chief. I'm sure you have the authority to decide such matters. What is it? Draven's eyes hold caution. The two dragons go to the courtyard outside to discuss business. Silver smiles. Our Silver Dragon Clan discovered a mixed elemental spirit stone mine in the west. I want to cooperate with your dragon clan to jointly develop that spirit stone mine. Draven is puzzled. If it's a rare spirit stone mine, why not keep it for yourselves? To tell you the truth, there's a huge 8th rank flying beast guarding this mixed elemental spirit stone mine. We're no match for it alone. 8th rank? Draven gasps. A spirit stone mine guarded by an 8th rank flying beast must be extraordinary. How about it? Interested? If successful, we'll split the spirit stones 50-50. Draven speaks slowly. Give me 3 days to consider. If we proceed, I hope Silver Dragon Clan will honor the promise. That's guaranteed. There's also a second matter. I came to propose marriage to Diana, willing to offer 3 salt mines and 1 coal mine as bride price. To show sincerity, I could also give up an additional 10% of the elemental stones for negotiation. Draven's eyes flicker slightly. I can't decide this matter. If you want to marry Diana, you first need her consent. When Draven returns to the cave and tells Aria about this, Aria is very pleased. After Diana's awakening, her fertility grade improves to orange level, and she indeed becomes a hot commodity. What about the cooperation to mine the mixed elemental spirit stones? Do you plan to agree? I just became acting chief of Dragon Clan, and many elders don't really acknowledge me. If I can bring back mixed elemental spirit stones, they'll probably recognize me more in the future. It's just that I'm most worried about that 8th rank flying beast. If we can't kill it completely and it comes back for revenge, it would cause huge damage to Dragon Clan. Fine, if you decide to go, take me with you. Draven's eyes show concern. Too dangerous. An 8th rank flying beast is no joke. My second elemental skill is healing. If something happens to you, I can heal you immediately. Taking me would only make you safer. If you can't trust me, how can I trust you? Looking at Aria's determined gaze, Draven frowns, neither agreeing nor refusing. 7 days later, the group sets out for the mixed elemental spirit stone mine Silver mentioned. The mine is located on a high mountaintop. To avoid alerting the flying beast, Draven and the others have to land halfway up the mountain and climb the rest of the way on foot. Draven holds Aria's arm with a pained expression. Aria, are you tired? Do you want to rest? Are you thirsty? Want some water? Silver, who is climbing alongside them, rolls his eyes speechlessly but doesn't dare say anything. He secretly glances at Diana, who has also come along, and learns from Draven's example to fuss over Diana. Diana is flattered and unconsciously moves away from Silver. Silver looks at Aria, then at Diana, who keeps being bothered by him, and takes a deep breath. Initially, he hadn't wanted to bring Aria and Diana, but somehow they have secretly followed along. As for why Aria insists on coming to this spirit stone mine with Draven, it is because the system said the flying beast is a key item for future tasks. She must tame it. Before they even reach the mountaintop, they hear a sharp bird cry, and the atmosphere immediately grows tense. They pile straw outside the cave and light it, creating thick smoke. A strong wind blows the smoke into the cave. Soon sharp bird cries come from within, and a purple figure rushes out, spreading its wings in flight. Purple feathers flicker with purple-red flames continuously. This is the 8th rank peak shadow flame phoenix, naturally proud and extremely difficult to tame. It guards this spirit stone mine to continuously devour spirit stones and advance to 9th rank. Dozens of dragons soar up surrounding the shadow flame phoenix completely, and all the dragons launch fierce attacks. This completely enrages the shadow flame phoenix. It shrieks at the sky, and the purple-red flames from its mouth split into 20 parts, attacking the 20 dragons respectively. The attacks from 20 dragons are all blocked by the Shadow Flame Phoenix. Their eyes show gravity. They hadn't expected this Shadow Flame Phoenix to be so ridiculously strong. 3 hours pass in a flash. Dragon Clan's strategy is to use numbers against one, taking turns to exhaust the Shadow Flame Phoenix. This flying beast's elemental power is almost depleted. You can now go inside to transport the elemental spirit stones, silver commands, and the dragon beasts quickly enter the cave to move stones. The Shadow Flame Phoenix watches the beastmen continuously transporting spirit stones from the mine, anxiety flashing in its eyes. Despite the devastating elemental attacks from the dragons, it still rushes toward the cave without hesitation. Just as the Shadow Flame Phoenix is about to charge into the cave, Draven in dragon form blocks the entrance and strikes it with several powerful lightning bolts. The Shadow Flame Phoenix is hit by the electric arcs and crashes heavily to the ground. Draven then thrusts his sword deep into it. The Shadow Flame Phoenix loses all resistance, lying on the ground barely alive, its eyes full of despair. It had been so close to reaching 9th rank. No problem now. Everyone can safely transport the spirit stones inside. Draven lands steadily and looks at Aria. Wait here for me. I'll go in with them to transport spirit stones. Aria watches Draven slowly enter the cave and turns to ask, Young Chief, what about this flying beast? Silver glances at the powerless Shadow Flame Phoenix. Find somewhere to dump it. Looks like it won't live much longer. Just as everyone is about to throw the Shadow Flame Phoenix off the cliff, Aria quickly stops them. Wait, I still have use for this flying beast. You go back to mining spirit stones. I'll be fine here alone. Aria stuffs a beast coin note into each beastman's hand. After the other beastmen leave, Aria crouches down. I can heal your injuries, but you must become my bonded beast. Are you willing? Aria places her palm on the Shadow Flame Phoenix's forehead, her tone gentle. The Shadow Flame Phoenix's eyes go from confused and uncertain to incredibly joyful. Finally, it opens its beak and carefully chirps in agreement. Purple-red patterns simultaneously appear on the Shadow Flame Phoenix's forehead and Aria's palm, the sign of successful contract binding. Aria exchanges healing potions from the system and gently feeds a bottle of purple liquid into its beak, while using wood-type healing arts to treat its external injuries. After consuming the liquid, the Shadow Flame Phoenix's body continuously shrinks until it becomes a small purple-red bird. Aria, where did you go? Draven's voice comes from the distance. Aria hurriedly puts the Shadow Flame Phoenix back in her space. Drave, I'm here. Aria, I just collected many wood and ice attribute spirit stones. After you use them, your cultivation will definitely advance rapidly again. Draven dotingly pulls Aria toward the cave to collect elemental spirit stones. Everyone spends several days collecting. On the third night of collection, Aria feels nauseous and keeps dry heaving, which shocks her greatly. Could she be pregnant? Draven immediately brings her back to Dragon Clan overnight to have the shaman examine her. Aria, congratulations, you're 1 month pregnant. In less than 2 months, you'll be able to give birth. Aria holds her forehead with her right hand, not knowing whether to feel joy or sorrow. Draven had relentlessly tormented her for 10+ days before, and by the time she remembered, she had missed the optimal time for contraception. Compared to Aria's calm reaction, Draven is extremely excited, his eyes bright with emotion. Aria, we're going to have our own child. In that case, let's complete our bonding contract at the chief succession ceremony in 3 days. Aria instinctively waves her hand. We should wait until after giving birth, otherwise it might disturb the fetus. Draven pauses and nods in understanding. The day after the succession ceremony, the old chief passes away, and Draven fully shoulders the responsibility of being chief. In the courtyard, Aria gently caresses her slightly protruding belly at 2 months pregnant. Host, if you don't decide to terminate soon, you'll have to wait until after birth in 1 month. Although this unexpected situation won't affect future plot development, the host will have more attachments to this world, which may reduce the probability of successfully returning to reality. If the host plans to give birth, you must leave immediately after delivery and cannot take the child. Only after successfully conquering the next male lead can you return to take the child. Aria clenches her fists and softly replies, Okay. Before she finishes communicating with the system, Draven walks in and gently embraces her. Aria grips Draven's hand in return. You'll be good to our baby in the future, right? Draven looks at Aria's reddened eyes with confusion. Aria, what are you saying? Of course I'll take good care of our child. Draven licks his lips, desire flickering in his eyes. Aria, let's fully complete our mate contract today. Without giving her a choice, Draven feeds his blood to Aria. Next, bite my neck. As he speaks, he exposes his neck. Aria pulls his collar back up. I can help satisfy your needs, but as for the bonding ceremony, let's wait until after I give birth. Draven frowns. How is it that other families have females begging for bonding, but when it comes to him, he's the one constantly begging? Draven falls into thought. 1 month later, Aria's delivery day arrives. After nearly an hour of continuous baby cries, the last cub is successfully born. Congratulations, Chief! 1 male, 1 female. The shaman holds a small fox cub and a dragon egg, beaming with joy. Aria, we have our own children. Looking at the 2 children, warmth flows through Aria's heart, though her eyes hold mixed emotions. That night, Aria takes a postpartum recovery pill, then kisses the sleeping Draven and their 2 children before turning to leave the cave. Before leaving, she hesitates for a long while, finally leaving behind a letter and the space stone necklace she has worn for so long. After walking in the dark for an hour, Aria releases Little Shadow. The small phoenix gradually grows large enough to easily carry Aria. Shortly after Aria leaves, Draven suddenly sits up in bed. Seeing the empty space beside him fills his heart with unprecedented panic. When he finds the letter and necklace outside the cave, he feels his world collapse. His lips curl into a mocking smile as the clarity in his eyes gradually fades, replaced by a terrifying emotion. At this moment, all his previous confusion has answers. He laughs bitterly as he slumps to the ground. Self-deception. It was all my self-deception. He immediately summons all Dragon Clan members overnight. Elders, everyone, search for her. Don't sleep until you find her. On the other side, Aria, flying on Shadowflame, is completely unaware that Dragon Clan has erupted into chaos. Only when corruption values keep appearing in her mind does she realize how angry Draven is. Draven's corruption value plus 40, total corruption value 90. Next conquest target, Phoenix Tribe's third Prince Phoenix, fire and wind dual-element beastman, intelligent and cunning. Having escaped, Aria's new mission is to become Phoenix Tribe third Prince Phoenix's teacher, supervising this talented but wayward prince's advancement from 6th to 8th rank, gaining his trust, and obtaining his Phoenix Feather. The first side quest is to place in the top 3 at the arena within Phoenix Tribe's territory and follow him back to Phoenix Tribe. After receiving rewards from the previous mission, Aria's ice elemental power directly advances to 6th rank, and she gains new skills Ice Dragon and Ice Claws. Before starting the new mission, the system suggests, Host, you can change your disguise. The dragon horn section you cut off before can be upgraded into a shape-shifting tool. Aria activates the dragon horn item from her space. After a white light surrounds her, not only do dragon horns grow on her head, but her height increases by 10 centimeters, and an Adam's apple appears on her neck. Passing through a market, Aria sees her reflection in a mirror vendor's stall. She has become a handsome, delicate-featured male. Dragon, catch him! He's a thief! A scarred gray wolf beastman comes charging over. Following close behind, another male beastman appears before Aria. Stop! If I catch you, you're in trouble! The newcomer has long, narrow eyes and a proud, striking appearance, meeting Phoenix Tribe's prince traveling incognito, helping Phoenix retrieve his lost item while conveniently getting a ride. This is Phoenix. Aria looks at Phoenix, then at the fleeing male beastman, turns and chases after him. She casually forms an ice bind, wrapping around the gray wolf beastman's ankles and sending him tumbling. Aria quickly steps forward, picks up the pouch the wolf dropped, and dusts it off. Soon, Phoenix also reaches the scene, breathing heavily. He looks up at Aria. There's something very important to me in there. As long as you return it, I'll definitely repay you well. You can ask for anything, just increase your affection for me as thanks. Aria directly returns the pouch, the words slipping out. Phoenix stares blankly at the easily returned pouch. What does that mean? Increase affection for him as thanks? Does he mean what Phoenix thinks he means? Thank you so much. This time, what I said before still stands. I can fulfill whatever you want. Phoenix pats his chest, proudly guaranteeing. Aria raises an eyebrow. Oh, what I want. A commoner like you probably can't do. Feeling the contemptuous gaze, Phoenix's face immediately flushes red. Let me tell you the truth. I'm not some ordinary citizen. My name is Phoenix, and I'm a prince of Phoenix Palace. Whatever you want, just say it. I heard that in half a month, your Phoenix Tribe will select suitable people from the arena to return to the capital. I'll also be participating in the arena competition then. I hope you can give me an identity and take me away from the arena. No problem, easy. Phoenix straightens his back. His father previously said he could buy back one person from the arena as a guard, though the condition is that person has to place in the top 3. But as long as he speaks up, this isn't a problem. Good, then it's settled. I have other matters, so I'll go first. See you in half a month. However, when Aria confidently arrives at the arena to register for the competition, the guards inform her that registration has already closed. Damn it! System-friendly reminder. It did indeed close 7 days ago, but the host can think of other methods, like taking someone else's identity. Aria's eyes light up. After exchanging several invisibility potions, she boldly enters the arena. The preliminary rounds have been going for 7 days, and the original field of nearly 10,000 has been reduced to 1,000. Aria searches around, looking for a suitable target to replace. A white dragon-horned, thin-built beastman immediately catches her attention. Aria secretly follows him. Seeing the white dragon male enter a room and close the door, this person is practically tailor-made for her, just as she is wondering how to quietly replace him. A Kirin beastman approaches the room. The white dragon beastman warmly invites the Kirin into the room and cheerfully goes to get tea. Suddenly, a flash of white light occurs, and to Aria's shock, the Kirin beastman strikes the white dragon's neck with a blade. After confirming the white dragon is dead, the Kirin doesn't even bother cleaning up the scene and leaves satisfied. Looking at the corpse, Aria takes a deep breath. She plucks a hair from the white dragon beastman and places it on her dragon horn item. Her appearance and build suddenly change until she looks exactly like the corpse, and the white dragon's memories from the past year appear in her mind. With the system's help, Aria cleans the blood from the room. Hearing footsteps approaching, she hastily throws the white dragon's body into her planting space. The door is kicked open. Bro, I'll definitely find the killer and avenge you. A leopard beastman in the middle dramatically wipes his eyes. Aria looks at the intruders with feigned surprise. What are you talking about? I'm perfectly fine. You're not dead? The leopard beastman looks stern. Bro, I'll visit again another day. I suddenly remembered other business. This is too strange. Kieran clearly told him the deed was done. Now tomorrow's advancement match is in trouble. As a 5th rank peak beastman, he is no match for this 6th rank white dragon. But before he can leave the room, he is pulled back by Aria. Bro, why are you keeping me here alone? Aria raises an eyebrow. Kieran was sent by you, right? But I'm curious, how did you convince him to kill me? I suggest you tell the truth, or I can't guarantee you'll leave here in one piece. The leopard beastman stammers for a long time without forming a complete sentence. Aria continues with threats and inducements. As long as you tell the truth, I can consider not letting you lose. Really? Hearing Aria's words, the leopard finally stops struggling and falls to his knees. I can't lose to you. I need to be in the top 3. Only then can I escape my gladiator status. I really don't want to go back to that life of entertaining others. Fine, just tell me how you convinced Kieran, and I won't pursue this matter. The leopard's eyes fill with memories. I'm not sure either. Kieran approached me first, saying if I could give him 500,000 beast coins, he'd help me kill you. I can let this slide, and I can also tie with you tomorrow, but afterward you need to help me with some things. The leopard nods obediently and leaves. Just as the door closes, the system's voice rings out. The white dragon beastman in your space isn't completely dead yet. What should we do? Hearing this, Aria's eyes narrow. She pulls the white dragon from her space. Their eyes meet. The white dragon on the ground covers his chest, looking at Aria in surprise. Huh? What? I need to use your identity to enter Phoenix Palace. Aria is very direct. The white dragon wants to refuse, but Aria speaks first. In your current physical condition, you absolutely cannot participate in tomorrow's competition. I can spare your life and safely get you out, but I need you to stay away from Phoenix Tribe until the finals end. If you agree, I can send you somewhere safe to recover now. If you refuse, I'll have to kill you immediately. After long hesitation, the white dragon finally nods and produces a jade pendant inscribed with dragon scale. Take this. It's the registration token. Having it proves my identity. With the deal made, Aria crouches down and uses her healing skills to help the white dragon recover. Then she summons Little Shadow to carry the white dragon away from Phoenix Tribe. The next day's advancement competition begins. Before the match, the leopard beastman whispers in Aria's ear. I found out that Kieran's backer seems to be the 2nd prince of Phoenix Palace, apparently related to the priest's prophecy. The specifics involve secrets that are hard to investigate. The priest's prophecy? Aria lowers her eyes thoughtfully. Fine then. When I go on stage, I'll forfeit and participate in the revival match. Really? Thank you so much, bro. The leopard beastman is extremely grateful. The revival match is a battle against all eliminated contestants, with only one winner advancing to the finals. Those who fail will ultimately be relegated to fighting beasts daily in the arena. After voluntarily forfeiting, Aria goes straight back to her quarters after the match. In the evening, a familiar figure secretly enters her room. Bro, are you asleep? A crimson figure enters through the window, reaching for Aria's wrist. Before he can grasp it, suddenly the world spins, and he finds himself pinned to the bed. After seeing who it is, Aria relaxes and gets off Phoenix. Why did you come in the middle of the night? Aren't you afraid I'd kill you thinking you're an assassin? Phoenix sits up from the bed, looking at Aria in surprise. I heard you lost the advancement match and signed up for the revival match. With your strength, that shouldn't happen. Physical reasons. So, you came to console me? I also brought you some good things to help with your upcoming match. Phoenix keeps pulling out knee guards, wrist guards, and chest armor. Additionally, I investigated tomorrow's revival match participants. None can threaten you. By the way, your 2nd prince... Aria pauses. The 2nd prince. There was an assassin who came to kill me before. After careful questioning, I found he was sent by the 2nd prince, supposedly related to the priest's prophecy. Help me investigate this. After talking for a while, it is already past midnight. What? You're not planning to leave? I came secretly. Can I stay tonight? No. Aria refuses almost without hesitation. If you want to sleep here, you can only sleep on the floor. Phoenix grits his teeth. You're not female. What could happen with 2 males sleeping together? I'm straight. If you're not afraid of what I might do to you at night, come up. Phoenix instantly freezes in place, feeling conflicted. But looking at his own sturdy build and then at Aria's slender frame, he doesn't seem like the bottom. So he grits his teeth and gets under the covers. Aria really hadn't expected that even after mentioning same-sex attraction, this person would still dare to climb in. Thinking there would be many interactions with Phoenix in the future, Aria suppresses the urge to kick him out and slowly closes her eyes. She isn't the only one who can't sleep that night. Phoenix is also tossing and turning beside her. A sleepless night. When Aria wakes up in the morning, a handsome face comes into view. Bro, you're awake. Good luck with today's match. Bro, how come you look different from when I first saw you? You're not fake, are you? He clearly remembers that the previous dragon scale was much better looking than now. If not for the same scent and accessories, he almost wouldn't have recognized him. Bro, if you... Don't say anymore. Aria impatiently covers Phoenix's mouth with her hand. Why are there men who are so talkative? Phoenix's tongue unconsciously grazes Aria's palm. Bro, how come even your hands are so... Aria feels a chill. If the system hadn't told her Phoenix likes females, she'd really suspect he has homosexual tendencies. Phoenix licks his lips, as if savoring the taste. Though initially shocked by his own behavior, he gradually feels it isn't wrong, even developing thoughts of wanting to try again. The scheming little fox disguised as a man takes first place in the Male Beasts Arena competition, not only nearly turning the third prince of Phoenix tribe gay, but also attracting the dragon who has failed in pursuing his wife. Just now, Aria easily takes first place in the revival match, defeating the last opponent. Phoenix openly embraces her. Bro, congratulations on winning the revival match. Come, I'll take you somewhere good. Aria follows him in confusion, and they actually enter a brothel, except all the workers here are male. Aria stands at the entrance of the gentleman's club in a daze, looking in surprise at the smiling man beside her. You brought me here? Phoenix nods. Don't be shy, bro. We're both males, I understand. With that, he directly pulls Aria inside. As soon as they enter, several flamboyantly dressed beastmen surround them. What services do you gentlemen require? Phoenix smiles wickedly. Bro, let loose. Today all expenses are on me, Prince Phoenix. Seeing Aria remain silent for a long time, Phoenix generously waves his hand. Let's start with these three. Take good care of my bro. Sir, let's return to our room, the men say as three male beastmen push Aria into the chamber. One of the beastmen is about to pounce on her, but Aria grabs his wrist firmly. Not so fast. Let's play something else first. Do you know who likes to come here for fun in Phoenix Palace? Or do you have any other secrets? Tell me, and I'll reward you handsomely. Aria pulls out a stack of beast coins and waves them in front of the group. The three males immediately get excited. I know. The eldest prince of Phoenix Palace is actually into men. Aria didn't expect to actually gain useful information. She pulls out 10 coins and stuffs them into the speaking male's hand. Tell me more. If I'm satisfied, these 50 coins are all yours? Soon, these three beastmen spill everything they know, not missing a single detail. 2 hours later, Aria and Phoenix finish their business and head back to the arena together. Halfway there, a Dragon Clan beastman suddenly blocks their path. Excuse me, have you seen the female in this portrait? Aria looks closely at the image. That's her! Draven has tracked her all the way here. Looking up, she sees the person holding the portrait is Xander, Draven's right-hand man. His eyes are dark with exhaustion. Clearly he hasn't rested well in ages. Phoenix is also examining the portrait, and he comments teasingly, "This female looks even prettier than the top courtesan at the pleasure house." Such a delicate little thing. If you've lost her and she's been wandering outside for too long, she's probably in grave danger. Xander's fists clench slightly. If you haven't seen her, never mind. He quickly rolls up the scroll and moves on to question the next male. Phoenix gives Aria a playful look. Come on, bro. The eyes in that portrait really do look like yours before your disguise. Could she be your long-lost sister? They haven't walked far when a familiar figure ahead makes Aria freeze in place. The man has a pair of golden dragon horns on his head, and his normally handsome face now appears haggard and worn. Phoenix notices Aria's stunned expression and asks curiously, "Bro, do you know him?" Aria slowly snaps back to reality and shakes her head. "No, I don't. Let's keep walking." Draven casts a complex glance at the two of them. As they pass by each other, his heartbeat inexplicably quickens. But this person's gender, appearance, and even scent are completely different from the one he's looking for. Half an hour later, Aria and Phoenix successfully return to the arena. Phoenix's expression suddenly grows serious as a familiar figure enters his line of sight. Second Prince Helix, a 7th-tier fire element beast with a righteous and proud exterior. In reality, he's extremely jealous of Phoenix's natural talent that allows him to easily break through to 6th tier without serious training. He also firmly believes in the priest's prophecies. The moment Helix notices Aria, his previously calm expression instantly turns vicious. "Stay away from this beast man. The priest prophesied that he would bring disaster to Phoenix Palace." Phoenix dismisses his brother's words. The priest only said that a white-haired beast man would bring great influence to Phoenix Palace. He never said who this beast man was or whether the influence would be good or bad. You can't condemn all white-haired beast men with one stroke. Besides, he's my brother. If you attack him again, I'll get angry. With that, Phoenix ignores Helix completely. Soon, it's time for the finals. Since the arena belongs to Phoenix Tribe, it's normal for several Phoenix Tribe members to be seated in the audience. What's unusual is that Dragon Clan members have also come. Aria glances at Draven in the stands. Her emotions complicated. This competition has 8 participants, and the referee will determine rankings based on the order in which contestants fall off the platform. Host, if you win first place in the competition, you can earn 30,000 points and have both abilities upgraded by 1 level simultaneously. upon hearing the system's reward announcement for first place. Aria's eyes instantly ignite with fighting spirit. She must have that first place. The arena finals officially begin. As soon as the referee's words fall, everyone simultaneously displays their abilities and cultivation levels. Aria currently sits at 6th tier, with the most challenging opponent being that 7th tier beastman. The competition proceeds in an orderly fashion. After 2 5th-tier beastmen fall off the platform, besides Aria, there are still 2 6th-tier beastmen locked in combat. It seems Aria can secure a top 3 position without lifting a finger, but her goal isn't just top 3. Just as the battle between the 2 6th-tier beastmen nears its end, a voice rings out from above. "Little dragon beast, just jump down yourself. I won't rough you up." Aria smirks and summons her rippling water sword, pointing it directly at the white wolf beastman. "I have no intention of surrendering. When they finish fighting, we'll have our match. You want to fight me?" The white wolf beastman raises an appreciative eyebrow, though his eyes show nothing but contempt. After all, the cultivation gap between 6th and 7th tier isn't small. Enough talk. Her 30,000 points and ability upgrade reward are waiting for her. "Fine, but don't cry when you lose," the white wolf beastman sneers. In the audience, Draven stares intently at that unfamiliar white dragon beastman's sword, unable to look away. Xander beside him doesn't understand why Draven would stay to watch this match. "Boss Draven, ever since meeting that white dragon beastman, you've been preoccupied." Aria and the white wolf beastman have already begun fighting. The wolf beastman appears extremely gloomy, handling Aria's moves with obvious disdain. However, Aria doesn't get angry at the wolf's contempt. Blue and white light flows around them, and the wolf beastman's cheek actually gets scratched. "Seems you're more capable than I imagined." With that, the wolf beastman slowly draws his blade. Murmurs of discussion rise from below. Wolfgang actually drew his blade. Dylan is definitely going to lose this time. "As long as you can last 10 rounds under my blade, I'll consider this match your victory." Wolfgang's words drip with heavy sarcasm. If this were an ordinary male beast man, he would probably feel insulted and refuse such an offer. But Aria lifts her chin, her eyes serious. "Fine. Your word is your bond." Wolfgang's grip on his blade stiffens. This person doesn't play by the rules at all. Now he'll have to take this seriously. The clash of blade and sword rings out crisply as weapons meet. Aria moves with agile footwork, dodging quickly while Wolfgang pursues relentlessly. Unable to find an opening in Aria's defense for a moment, 9 rounds have passed. Aria shows a sly smile. Wolfgang leaps up, golden energy wrapping around his curved blade. That's one of his ultimate moves. He's getting serious now. In a flash, Wolfgang's sharp blade reaches Aria's eyes. Phoenix, watching from the stands, grows tense. He really doesn't understand why Aria insists on competing for first place. As long as she makes top 3, he can bring her back to Phoenix Palace, regardless of her exact ranking. The moment before blade meets sword, Aria gathers ice elemental power into her rippling water sword. When sword and blade collide, the area where they stand erupts in blinding white light. Aria gets injured by the blade's energy, but she also uses her healing ability in time and quickly recovers completely. Wolfgang stares at the unharmed Aria in bewilderment. Even a 7th-tier beastman would be knocked unconscious by this move. Yet this 6th-tier white dragon seems completely fine. 10 rounds are up, Wolfgang. Please step down. Aria points toward the bottom of the platform, indicating he should leave on his own. Wolfgang tightens his grip on the curved blade, clearly having no intention of stepping down. "I didn't expect you to be a man who breaks his word." Aria narrows her eyes. If she used her full power, she might not necessarily lose to this wolf. But under so many watchful eyes, she doesn't want to reveal too many trump cards, especially with Draven watching from above. Wolfgang was just joking. Why take it so seriously? Suddenly, a man in red robes flies over. The man's phoenix eyes share 7 parts similarity with Phoenix's. The system's voice immediately follows. Phoenix Tribe First Prince Felix, mid-stage 7th-tier beastman. Poor character. Aria is about to speak when Phoenix from the stands can't sit still anymore. "This is bullying. This isn't called joking. This is going back on your word and being dishonest. You're the first prince of Phoenix Palace. There aren't just Phoenix Tribe members present. You're not afraid of being laughed at by the world if this spreads?" Felix looks around the stands and notices the Dragon Clan members sitting quietly to the side. Dragon Clan holds a position in Beast World not inferior to Phoenix Tribe. A gentleman's word is worth its weight in gold. A scoundrel breaks his promises. I believe the first prince is not a man without honor. After noticing Felix's gaze, Draven also stands and transmits his voice to the platform, his words carrying formidable power. Felix didn't expect Dragon Clan members to speak up for the third prince. He smiles awkwardly. "Since that's the case, I won't interfere with this matter. So be it. If Wolfgang agrees to concede, this prince won't say anything about it. What do you say, Wolfgang?" After receiving Felix's hint, Wolfgang draws his blade again. "It's I, Wolfgang, who broke my word. This has nothing to do with the first prince. So, forgive my offense. It seems this battle can't be avoided." Before Wolfgang finishes speaking, Aria quietly activates her abilities. Before Wolfgang can make a move, a several-meter-high ice wall firmly traps him. Several emerald vines burst from the ground, wrapping around Wolfgang's limbs and secretly injecting large amounts of paralyzing toxins. The entire sequence flows like water. Wolfgang immediately feels his abilities blocked inside his body. He can barely grip his blade. Then he's bound by ice chains, movement sluggish and unable to resist, directly thrown off the platform. Wolfgang, you lose. Aria smiles slyly. She walks to the edge of the platform, turns to the referee. You can announce the results now. The referee obviously hasn't recovered from his shock yet. He pauses before announcing, I declare the first place winner of this competition, Dylan. You won! Phoenix jumps down from the stands in delight. When you come back to Phoenix Palace with me, I'll definitely make you a guard captain. I want to be your teacher, or maybe give me a position as royal advisor. Bro, you really dare to dream big. There are only 2 advisor positions total, and I'm just a prince. I don't have that much authority. But about you being my teacher, I can apply to Mother Empress. Really? Aria hasn't had time to respond, when she sees Draven's group also approaching. Draven stares intently at Aria, his gaze carrying faint exhaustion. Bro, you're also from Dragon Clan. To be honest, I have considerable influence within Dragon Clan. If you're willing to come back with me to Dragon Clan, you'll definitely be treated well. Upon hearing this, Phoenix immediately becomes unhappy. What does this person mean, trying to poach someone right in front of him? He's about to start cursing. Aria forcefully pulls Phoenix back, steps forward and thanks Draven. Thank you for your kind offer, but currently I only want to stay with Phoenix Tribe. I'm very sorry. Hearing Aria's rejection, Draven's heart feels like something is gripping it painfully, as if something precious is slipping away from him and he's powerless to stop it. Draven turns away with obvious disappointment. After walking a few steps, he looks back at Aria. Bro, if you ever want to come to Dragon Clan, we welcome you anytime. Aria responds with a good and waves goodbye to Draven. Phoenix sounds displeased. Good, what good? Do you really want to go there? Come on, I've already made proper arrangements. I'll take you to Phoenix Palace to meet Mother Empress right now. Phoenix Palace is incredibly luxurious, with many females standing inside the palace, each one graceful and elegant. The woman seated above has beautiful features and wears an ornate phoenix crown that's absolutely magnificent. Phoenix and Aria walk all the way to the bottom of the hall. Greetings to Phoenix Empress. Phoenixia slightly raises her hand. Phoenix, is this the champion of this beast competition, the guard you brought back? Yes, your Imperial Majesty. His name is Dylan. He's brave and resourceful, doesn't fear authority, values justice and fairness, and is absolutely loyal. He shouldn't just be a guard. Phoenixia holds her forehead. Alright, speak directly. What do you want to say? Your son feels he can learn many things from Dylan, so I think Dylan is completely capable of serving as royal advisor. Phoenixia's hand stiffens. Phoenix, you're not young anymore. You can't be so willful. You know how important the position of royal advisor is to a nation. If your Imperial Majesty doesn't believe it, you could first grant Dylan the position of tutor. Your son will prove to your Imperial Majesty that he's qualified to be royal advisor. Phoenixia rubs her temples. She knows her youngest son's temperament. If she doesn't satisfy him, he'll keep bothering her. Very well, Dylan. What's your current cultivation level? Aria responds respectfully, reporting to Phoenix Empress. This subject is currently at 7th tier. She just used the system reward, and her ice ability has been upgraded to 7th tier, plus she gained a new skill, ice surface replication tier. That's a bit lacking, but I'll give you a chance. I've already found 2 teachers for the 3rd prince. As long as you can defeat them both in combat within 2 months, I'll grant you the position of tutor. Those 2 tutor candidates are both nearly 8th tier beasts. Aria just reached 7th tier. How could she possibly defeat them in 2 months? Phoenix thinks, then opens his mouth to plead. But Phoenixia has lost patience. Don't discuss this matter anymore. Phoenix, you'll come of age in 2 months. Stop being so impulsive. During this time, your Imperial Majesty will find suitable princess candidates for you. Pay attention to this. Alright, you and Dylan may withdraw now. Phoenix immediately feels terrible. Having a princess is definitely not good news for him. Phoenix Tribe has always practiced female superiority and male inferiority. It's only because this generation's Phoenix Empress didn't give birth to daughters that the 3 princes have succession rights. Phoenix looks dejected. What should I do, bro? Your Imperial Majesty wants to find a woman to control me. Otherwise, why don't we 2 just make do with each other in the future? Aria gives him a disgusted look. People who don't know might think a princess is some kind of terrible monster. Phoenix refuses to continue this depressing topic. Let me show you my chambers, and I'll also tell you about your Imperial Majesty's 2 tutor candidates. One is named Beatrix, an elderly female currently at 7th tier peak. She has a good relationship with my mother. The second is named Matrix, a male who broke through to 8th tier a few days ago. He holds high status in Phoenix Tribe, but due to early injuries, he has some hidden ailments. Otherwise, he would have gone to guard Phoenix Tribe's borders long ago. Phoenix's expression grows worried as he speaks. Bro, don't say I'm not helping you. I don't dare offend either of these people. Defeating these 2 in 2 months is indeed unrealistic, so Aria prepares to find another way, attacking them one by one and making them voluntarily give up the tutor position. After learning that Matrix's hidden ailment might be related to certain poisons, Aria has Phoenix compile a list of all medicinal materials available in Phoenix Tribe, letting the Beast World Detox Manual in her space unlock them one by one. After learning that Beatrix constantly complains about fine lines on her face and scars on her body, Aria begins working on creating some scar-removing and line-fading skincare products, setting up some beauty businesses. Half a month passes quickly. Aria first follows Phoenix to find their first target, Matrix. Before they even enter the door, they hear furious roaring from the courtyard. Get out, all of you! Bunch of useless things! Uncle Matrix, I don't know if now is a good time for me to visit. Phoenix must be respectful when facing Matrix, showing just how formidable Matrix truly is. Matrix inside the courtyard remains silent for a long while. Third Prince, come in. After noticing Aria, this unfamiliar face, Matrix raises his eyebrows unfavorably. Who is this? I am Dylan. I've come today hoping to examine Master Matrix's hidden ailment. Matrix coughs slightly. So many famous doctors couldn't cure his illness. How could a young nobody possibly heal it? If not for Phoenix accompanying him, he might have already thrown Aria out. He very reluctantly nods at Aria. Fine, take a look. Uncle Matrix gets this for free, Phoenix immediately says to curry favor. Matrix's expression instantly turns cold. Master Matrix, if I can't cure your illness, I want nothing. Aria tries to ease the atmosphere. After a moment of silence, Matrix's mood slightly improves. Fine, if you can really cure my illness, even if you want the moon from the sky, I can pluck it down for you. Aria opens her medicine box and says respectfully. Then Master Matrix, I'll begin now. Please extend your hand. A stream of blue-green energy gradually flows into Matrix's body. At the same time, a book that only she can see appears before Aria. The detox manual silently flips through its pages. Do you experience full-body itching like gnawing every night, limb weakness every noon, uncontrollable emotions at sunset, and frequent vomiting? With each symptom Aria mentions, Matrix's expression grows more serious. Then, do you have a way to treat it? I do. Master Matrix, rest assured. Follow the prescription I give you for 1 month, plus let me examine your pulse and treat you every 3 days. 1 month will bring 80 to 90% relief, and 3 months will completely cure you. However, you must not stop taking the medicine until you're completely healed. Aria speaks with complete confidence. Good. Once this is accomplished, you'll be well rewarded. Matrix's attitude finally softens somewhat. Then Dylan thanks you in advance. Actually, if she continuously treated Matrix with wood element abilities for 7 days straight, he'd be 70 to 80% healed. But that would be too eye-catching. No need for other rewards, bro, just wants a tutor position. Uncle Matrix, you can make this happen, Phoenix says eagerly. Matrix feels like this kid doesn't want him to be his teacher. He glares at Phoenix irritably, then turns to look at Aria. Dylan doctor, don't listen to this kid. Don't shortchange yourself because of him. If you can really help me heal, I can arrange a better position for you. Aria smiles and shakes her head. Master Matrix misunderstands. What Phoenix said is exactly what I want. Master Matrix, I'll come again in 3 days to treat you. She packs up her things, bids farewell to Matrix, and follows Phoenix toward the main gate. On the way back to the chambers, they're stopped by a palace maid. Third Prince, Phoenix Empress wants you to come to the palace immediately. She says she has treasures for you. The two just arrive at the palace and immediately want to turn around and leave after taking one look. The hall is filled with young, beautiful females who all lower their heads shyly upon seeing Phoenix. This isn't giving treasures, it's clearly finding Phoenix a princess. Phoenixia anticipated this, and had people close the main doors the moment they stepped into the palace. Phoenix immediately becomes unhappy. Your Imperial Majesty, didn't you promise to give me treasures? If you choose a suitable princess before coming of age, then all these things will be yours. Phoenixia smiles at the corners of her mouth and claps her hands. Several males carry up box after box of gold, silver, and jewels. 3 palace maids elegantly carry exquisite boxes forward. As the boxes open, the treasures inside emit brilliant light. These are 2 elemental sacred crystals offered as tribute from the west, which can supply wind and fire element beasts for cultivation. They're perfect for you, Phoenix. This is a mermaid pearl produced by highly talented mermaid people from the South Sea. Beasts below 8th tier can directly advance 1 cultivation level by wearing it. This is a supreme sword offered as tribute from the north. Not only is it extremely light, but each strike can restore some ability value. As long as you choose a suitable princess before coming of age, all these treasures will be yours. Suddenly, the system's excited voice sounds. Host, that mermaid pearl is exactly the lost item of your other target, Marius. Aria is startled. She didn't expect to encounter Marius's lost item here. She must get that mermaid pearl. Looking at the treasures before him, Phoenix hesitates for a long time but finally understands that choosing a princess is set in stone. Fine, let your Imperial Majesty decide about the princess. Your son only has one requirement. She must be beautiful. This is naturally no problem. Phoenixia is in an excellent mood and shifts her gaze to Aria. Dylan, why don't you show your true face? Do you have some hidden circumstances? The cross-dressing little fox finally reveals her true identity, just because of an accidental kiss, right in front of Phoenix. Aria's body suddenly shrinks, the dragon horns on her head fall off, and a pair of snow-white fox ears pop right out. Oh my, this disguise came off a bit suddenly. In Phoenix Palace, facing Phoenixia's questioning about her disguise, Aria remains calm and composed, as if she expected this. Reporting to Phoenix Empress, this subject has always appeared with a false face due to personal difficulties. It's actually because this subject has a scar on her face and is currently undergoing treatment. Phoenixia immediately becomes interested. You mean you've developed something that can remove scars? Yes, the scar on this subject's face has mostly healed. In 2 more days, I can appear with my true face. Excellent. My good friend Beatrix left many scars from battles in her early years. I've always felt I owe her. Later, you should talk with her. If you can remove the scars on her body, I will surely reward you handsomely. Aria respectfully agrees. This is exactly what she intended. Only by winning over Elder Beatrix can she successfully become Phoenix's tutor. With Phoenixia's decree, her visit becomes much more reasonable. After Aria demonstrates the scar-removing and whitening effects of her beauty cream to Beatrix, Beatrix is overjoyed and immediately wants to buy 180 boxes. Actually, I came today, hoping to discuss a business deal with Master Beatrix. Aria explains all her ideas about beauty products. I can give Master Beatrix several of these product manufacturing workshops, and I also hope you can yield the tutor position to me. Beatrix exclaims in amazement, her eyes full of excitement. The tutor position is just an idle job for her anyway. She agrees almost without hesitation. 3 days later, both Beatrix and Matrix, successfully convinced by Aria, meet with Phoenixia together. They voluntarily give up the tutor position, and jointly recommend that Dylan is brave, resourceful, and cares for the people, making him more suitable to be the third prince's tutor. Phoenixia considers thoughtfully. She didn't expect this Dylan to be so capable. Just 1 month after entering the palace, he's conquered the 2 most difficult power holders in Phoenix tribe. Very good. Then I hereby appoint Dylan as tutor to third Prince Phoenix. The entire palace will feast in celebration. The entire Phoenix palace fills with festive atmosphere. Phoenix drinks himself into a stupor. Helplessly, Aria personally escorts him back, placing him on the bed. Just as she's about to get up to pour Phoenix some water, Phoenix grabs her and pulls her onto the bed. Phoenix's eyes are full of drunkenness. Third Prince, please let go. Aria's tone shows anger as she raises her hand to push back. Bro, if only you were a female. Phoenix slightly sits up, reaching to touch Aria's face. If you don't get up, I'm really going to get angry. Aria gathers her abilities, preparing to push away Phoenix in front of her. Call me Phoenix. Tutor Dylan, you're not being good. Sensing Aria's intention, Phoenix also gathers abilities in his right hand and increases the pressure. Aria continues building power. Phoenix says, you're only 6th tier now. If I use full force, you can't beat me. That's true, but Phoenix's words pause for a moment. The next instant, blue and red energy flows rapidly, accompanied by a Phoenix cry as energy waves break through constraints. Aria clearly feels Phoenix's strength suddenly increase dramatically. He actually broke through in the previous second. You broke through to 7th tier so easily? Seeing the surprise in Aria's eyes, Phoenix shows an evil smile. Of course, I'm a genius. This breakthrough to 7th tier involved both his dual element abilities breaking through simultaneously, causing his internal ability values to instantly surpass Aria's by a significant margin. Heh heh, if my cultivation doesn't exceed yours, how can I dominate you? Aria feels this statement sounds increasingly strange. Phoenix gradually puts away the smile at the corners of his mouth and, as if possessed by a ghost, leans down and kisses her directly. The moment their lips meet, Aria's body suddenly shrinks, the dragon horns on her head instantly fall off, and a pair of snow-white fox ears pop right out. Oh no, my true form is exposed! Is this what the system mentioned about turning back to original form when kissed by a male? Aria's brain races, thinking about how to explain this to Phoenix. However, before she can speak, Phoenix starts snoring. Aria quietly sighs in relief. She carefully gets up and calls to the system in her heart, when can I restore my white dragon form? The white dragon disguise recovery period takes 3 days. However, the host can pluck one of Phoenix's feathers, then spend 10,000 points and I can make you a new Phoenix disguise. 10,000 points is a bit expensive. Aria falls into thought. Considering that Phoenix's affection level has been stuck at 50% for nearly a month, perhaps returning to her female identity will allow the affection level to continue rising. Eve, exchange for the new disguise. With this thought, Aria lies down beside Phoenix, turns to her side and quietly watches him. As she watches, she also falls asleep. The next day, Phoenix wakes up with a splitting headache. Fragments of last night's events replay in his mind. He vaguely remembers breaking through to 7th tier, seemingly overpowering tutor Dylan, and even kissing him. It's over. Now the tutor won't forgive him. So foolish, their pure and beautiful friendship. You're awake? A gentle voice sounds by his ear, and Phoenix becomes slightly dazed. Who are you? How did you get in? Phoenix stares at Aria in shock. This look makes him completely mesmerized, his cheeks immediately flushing red. How can you be so beautiful? Not only beautiful but also somewhat familiar. Such a beautiful female privately entering my palace. Aren't you afraid of encountering danger? I'm Dylan, Aria calmly replies. Phoenix's brain completely crashes at this moment, responding with a wooden "oh," Aria says again. I'm Dylan, tutor Dylan, and also your bro. Actually, my surname isn't Dragon, but you can call me... Well, how about you just call me Aria? Only now does Phoenix fully react. What did you say? You're Dylan? Aria nods. That's right, I'm Aria. Aria's brain immediately receives consecutive affection increase notifications. Phoenix's affection increased by 30 points, total affection 80. Aria! Phoenix reacts and looks shy. You should have said so earlier, Aria. I almost became gay for you. Now there's a problem. Aria straightens up. My white dragon disguise is temporarily unusable. She looks seriously at Phoenix, but discovers Phoenix's gaze is focused on her snow-white fox ears. Can I touch your fox ears? Aria's smile freezes. Can this person please listen to her finish speaking? Want to touch them? Trade with your phoenix feather? Phoenix's expression pauses. Aria, phoenix feathers are the most precious feathers on a phoenix's body. They can only be given to a lifelong partner. Is that so? What a coincidence. We Snow Fox clan fox ears can only be touched by our beast husbands. Aria's eyes curve with mischief. Phoenix can hardly believe what he thinks he understands. So Aria is asking me to be your beast husband. To be my beast husband, your cultivation must be at least 8th tier or above. You're still a bit short. Phoenix's fighting spirit instantly ignites. Can you wait for me? Wait until I reach 8th tier? Aria pretends to hesitate. Depends on your performance. If you can raise your cultivation to 8th tier within half a year, I'll consider it. For ordinary beastmen, advancing from 7th to 8th tier in half a year is simply impossible. Half a year? Phoenix considers for a long time, secretly deciding that tomorrow he'll go to his mother's treasury and take those 2 premium crystal stones for intensive cultivation. Then, as a show of your sincerity, give me your phoenix feather, Aria tempts in a low voice. I'll give it, definitely give it, but I still need to wait a month. Phoenix's voice grows quieter, finally looking embarrassedly at Aria. Phoenix feathers can only naturally fall off after coming of age and experiencing the first heat cycle. Others spread rumors that Phoenix is promiscuous, but secretly he's actually a virgin. Aria stands up. Since you can't give Phoenix feathers now, you should at least give me some other compensation. Aria, tell me, Phoenix listens seriously for his punishment. I want that mermaid pearl that Phoenixia wanted to give you as a gift the other day. No problem. Tonight I'll bring it back for you. Really? That's great. By the way, give me one of your ordinary feathers first. I have a use for it, no problem. Phoenix summons his wings and shakes them. Aria, pick whichever one you like. Don't be polite. Aria selects a bright red feather and hands it to the system. Moments later, Aria pins the phoenix feather accessory the system made to her hair. The fox ears disappear, and Aria's temperament completely transforms. Her delicate, beautiful features instantly become deep and captivating. Phoenix stares slightly stunned. Very stunning, very beautiful, but it makes him a bit uncomfortable. Taking a deep breath, he suddenly realizes something and walks out the door. I need to get you an identity. Aria, wait here for me. I'll be right back. As night falls, Aria sits at the doorway looking out until she sees a familiar red figure. Only then does her anxious heart return to her stomach. What happened to your face? Only now does Aria notice Phoenix has a bruise around his eye. Phoenix waves his hand. It's nothing. I first had Uncle Matrix help you create an adopted daughter identity, then told your Imperial Majesty that I actually have someone I like and asked her to stop arranging marriages for me. Finally, I went to the Phoenix treasury to get you this item. As he speaks, Phoenix takes out a box from his embrace. A pearl glowing with blue light sparkles brilliantly. Is this the thing? Exactly. Aria looks at the mermaid core in the box, joy overflowing from her expression. Why Phoenix got beaten was because he previously told Phoenixia that he was originally gay, and it was Aria who let him experience the beauty of females. If she didn't let him marry Aria, then he would find a male to spend the rest of his life with. So Phoenixia couldn't help but immediately punch her youngest son, but she also relented, saying she agreed to let him bring Aria to meet her tomorrow. If she was satisfied, she could consider this marriage. So Aria, are you willing to come with me tomorrow to meet your Imperial Majesty? Of course I'm willing. But I heard from what you just said that your mother is very opposed to homosexuality. Does your mother know about your brother being gay? What? My brother is gay? You didn't know? Aria looks directly at Phoenix. Aria, who told you this? Phoenix also begins to suspect his brother who never approaches women. That gentleman's club we visited last time, I heard the first prince often goes there. Aria's eyes are full of gossip. You didn't know at all? No, we didn't. Your mother explicitly stated before that if any of us 3 brothers turns out to be gay, she won't interfere, but that person can't inherit the throne. So you're saying, the first prince has been hiding his homosexuality to secure the throne? That's possible. He should have people secretly investigate this. If it turns out to be true, it would be perfect for removing the first prince as an obstacle. The next morning, the 2 head to Phoenix main hall to meet Phoenixia. Besides Phoenixia, there's also a familiar imposing figure in the hall. Master Matrix, whom Aria had previously treated for his hidden ailment. He came today, to see what kind of person the adopted daughter the 3rd prince acknowledged yesterday really is. Last night, the 3rd prince described her to him in glowing terms, saying this female named Aria is not only beautiful and talented, but also trained under the same master as Dylan, with medical skills rivaling her senior brother. Subject Aria greets Phoenix Empress. Aria performs a standard bow. I heard from Phoenix that you're just a commoner's daughter, yet you've studied medicine since childhood with exceptional skills. Why don't you examine my body to see if there are any ailments? Phoenixia clearly wants to test Aria. Yes, this subject will do her best. Aria remains calm and composed. She must perform well. She extends her finger and gently places it on Phoenixia's wrist, sending green energy into Phoenixia's body. The Beast World Detox Manual in her consciousness continuously flips through its pages. Your Majesty, do you experience melancholy and emotional turmoil every evening, often feeling fatigued? You must have been poisoned before. These symptoms are caused by remaining toxins in your body. With each symptom Aria mentions, Phoenixia's heart skips a beat. These symptoms are very private, yet Aria describes them perfectly. Is there a way to completely eliminate this in a short time? Aria considers for a moment. Complete elimination is possible, but it would take at least 3 months. Upon hearing 3 months, Phoenixia is greatly shocked. Previous healers said her condition would take at least 5 to 6 years to treat. 8 years have passed, and her symptoms still haven't fully healed. Phoenixia is overjoyed. Excellent. If you can cure my illness, I won't care about your commoner status. But Phoenix, you also know that Phoenix is very likely to become the next ruler of Phoenix tribe. Therefore, he must have gifted offspring. A male can only bond with one female for life, so... At this point, Aria understands perfectly. Phoenixia wants to see her fertility grade marking. Aria pulls aside the clothing below her collarbone, revealing an orange marking. To avoid unnecessary trouble, she had previously used system items to change the red marking representing sacred female to orange. Phoenixia seems very satisfied. Then I'll give you a chance. As long as you help Phoenix get through his first heat cycle after coming of age, I'll make you Phoenix's princess. After Phoenixia says this, the happiest person is Phoenix, who's about to jump for joy. Just as he's getting excited, Phoenixia changes the subject. By the way, Phoenix, why haven't I seen Tutor Dylan these past 2 days? Phoenix's expression becomes unnatural for a moment, then quickly returns to normal. Reporting to your majesty, I was just about to tell you. Dylan caught a cold yesterday and feels unwell, so I let him rest in his chambers. He's sick? Then let him rest well. If he needs any medicinal materials for treatment, feel free to requisition them. Your son thanks your majesty on Dylan's behalf. We'll go back now. As soon as they return to the main hall, Phoenix quickly closes the door, and the briefly bright chambers fall back into darkness. A girl pregnant for 3 months yet gives birth to 2 eggs. Without waiting for them to hatch, one can already know their gender. After Phoenix finally learns Aria's true gender, he really can't hold back anymore. But Aria turns her head to avoid his approaching kiss. Don't rush. If you want me to help you through your heat cycle later, be good and return to your own chambers now. After a long silence, Phoenix makes dejected whimpering sounds. Your coming-of-age ceremony is in 3 days, Phoenix. Is there anything you want? I'll give it to you. I don't want anything. I only want you to sign a mate bond with me. Aria's heart sinks, complexity flashing in her eyes. She decides to be honest with Phoenix about this matter. She can't keep hiding it from him. Phoenix, if I told you that before you, I had another beast husband, would you still be willing to bond with me? Phoenix is both surprised and confused. You had a beast husband? But I don't see any other male's mate mark on your body. Is it in a more private location? Did your ex die? I didn't form a mate bond with him. Phoenix is about to say that doesn't count as a beast husband when he hears Aria's next words. But I bore him 2 cubs. The air suddenly becomes quiet. What? You gave birth? Gave birth to 2 cubs? Suddenly, remembering the portrait he saw on the street before, a thought emerges. Your previous beast husband, isn't he one of those Dragon clan members who were asking around with that portrait that day? Aria didn't expect Phoenix to be so perceptive, but she doesn't deny it, nodding her head. Phoenix suddenly thinks of something else. One of them was so young, yet had already reached 8th tier. It's not that dragon who tried to poach you right in front of me, is it? It's him. Phoenix freezes completely. So he's actually just part of a triangle between her and that dragon? After being stiff for a long while, he slowly comes back to his senses. His mother has 3 beast husbands, so he doesn't really mind if his female has other beast husbands, as long as he's not the subordinate one. Phoenix is full of doubt. Then when he came looking for Aria, why didn't Aria go back with him? Because I did something that wronged him, and I'm too embarrassed to face him. So if you understand the truth and are still willing to form a bond with me, I naturally have no problem with it. After all, mate bonding constrains males much more than females. Phoenix's expression grows serious. I agree, but I have one condition. I won't be the subordinate. At least I should be an equal partner. Aria smiles and nods. Don't worry, I won't let him bully you. 3 days later, 3rd Prince Phoenix's coming-of-age ceremony begins. Phoenix walks into Phoenix Palace, surrounded by everyone. After several rounds of toasts, Phoenix prepares to look for Aria. However, after searching Aria's palace for a long time, he still can't find any trace of her. At this moment, Aria is lying with her eyes closed, pretending to be unconscious while strange voices reach her ears. Go check if that female is awake. If she's awake, knock her out again. The master said we absolutely cannot let her escape today. Actually, when those people came to capture her, she had already noticed. She pretended to be unconscious the whole way, just wanting to see who the mastermind behind this was and what they wanted to do with her. Although Aria appears passive, she can actually reverse the situation at any time. The 2 males guarding her are only 6th tier. If she wanted to struggle, she could counterattack at any moment. She's been kidnapped for some time now, but those people haven't done anything to her. They're just quietly watching her. It seems their mastermind doesn't want to harm her. If it's not for her life, then what could the purpose be? Could it be for Phoenix? Thinking that Phoenix might be in danger, Aria doesn't want to pretend anymore. She tears off the shackles and handcuffs on her body in one swift motion, then directly grabs the newcomer by the throat. Who is your master? What are you here for? Meanwhile, Onyx approaches Phoenix shyly. Prince Phoenix, are you looking for Aria? I know where she went. You did this, didn't you? You kidnapped Aria. Phoenix immediately grabs Onyx by the collar. I'm telling you, if anything happens to Aria, Your whole family will suffer. Seeing Onyx about to suffocate in his grip, Phoenix disgustedly throws her aside. Onyx's face turns red from being choked. After a long time, she can finally speak a complete sentence. Aria was just drugged unconscious by a male beast man and taken to Fallen Phoenix Pavilion. If you hurry, you might still make it. When she looks up to find Phoenix, he has already disappeared. Onyx slowly gets up and also heads toward Fallen Phoenix Pavilion. Although the location Onyx gave might very well be a trap, if Aria really gets hurt because he arrives a step too late, he'll regret it for the rest of his life. Phoenix kicks open the door of Fallen Phoenix Pavilion's side hall, and indeed sees a disheveled figure huddled in the corner, while another male beast man is about to assault her. Furious, Phoenix directly kicks the male beast man to the ground. The male beast man offers no resistance, grabs his clothes, and runs out of Fallen Phoenix Pavilion in a panic. Phoenix gently pats the female, but she turns around with calm eyes looking at Phoenix. It's not Aria. The moment the woman turns her head, white powder from her palm flies toward Phoenix's face. Anger flashes in Phoenix's eyes as he strikes toward the fleeing female. The female is quite skilled, actually managing to match Phoenix's palm strike before retreating through the door and locking it from outside. Phoenix pounds on the door with his fists, but soon he feels his strength draining away, growing weaker. The drug is taking effect. Phoenix tries to mobilize his internal abilities, but whether due to the drug, he can't gather even a trace of power for a long time. His whole body burns from inside out, and the scene before his eyes begins to blur. Moments later, the sound of unlocking comes from outside. A well-figured female walks in. Is that Aria? Phoenix's vision is already blurry, but he can sense the person seems to be undressing. Third Prince, after tonight you'll be mine. I'll form a bond with you, and then no one can take you away from me. As she speaks, Onyx shows a triumphant smile. At the same time, Aria has just used truth pills to extract the truth from two males. Our master is Onyx. She said we absolutely must not let you out today. As long as she marks Phoenix tonight, the position of Third Princess will definitely be hers. Third Prince is currently at Fallen Phoenix Pavilion. When Aria bursts into Fallen Phoenix Pavilion, there's a pale female corpse in the corner. Large patches of blood staining the ground red, and Phoenix is trembling painfully among them. Aria immediately steps forward to support him, checking his injuries. Smelling the familiar scent, Phoenix's struggles lessen considerably, his voice carrying grievance. Aria, I almost belong to someone else. After examining Phoenix from head to toe, Aria sighs in relief. Fortunately, he only ingested muscle relaxant and aphrodisiac. She stands up and locks the door from inside, then begins cleaning up the crime scene. Aria, I'm hot. I want to hold you. Although Phoenix took the antidote, it still takes time for the effects to fully dissipate. He's still burning all over. Aria conjures an ice pillar and stuffs it into Phoenix's arms. Hold this and you won't be hot. Phoenix stares blankly at the ice pillar, then disgustedly throws it away. I don't want that thing. Aria, I've already come of age. The meaning of this statement is obvious. Wait until I finish cleaning up the scene, then I'll accompany you, Phoenix. Onyx isn't someone you killed. Remember that, okay? Although Phoenix was initially the victim in this matter, Onyx is now dead. Someone with ulterior motives will definitely use this as ammunition. Rather than let this happen, it's better to deny the facts from the beginning. Phoenix nods rapidly. I know, Aria. My heat cycle seems to be starting. Let's change rooms. Phoenix's affection increases by 5 points, total affection 95. In the room, Phoenix points to Aria's heart. I want to leave my mate mark here so I can forever live in the place closest to Aria's heart. The feeling of forming a bond is wonderful. Unconsciously, 2 fox ears pop out from her head. Aria suddenly feels herself being lifted up. Phoenix looks down and catches sight of a red marking at her collarbone. Red? Isn't that the marking only sacred females have? Aria, you're a sacred female? Phoenix can't believe it. Sacred females are extremely rare in the entire beast world, yet he encountered one. So lucky. Phoenix's affection increases by 4 points. Total affection 99. 3 days later, Phoenix emerges from his chambers refreshed and energetic, while Aria lies on the bed exhausted, looking at the ceiling. On her chest, a phoenix-like pattern has clearly appeared. The same pattern also appears on Phoenix's chest. System, give me a contraceptive pill. Basic contraceptive pill has 33% effectiveness, 100 points. Advanced contraceptive pill has 90% effectiveness, 30,000 points. How much? 30,000. Looking at her remaining points, Aria falls silent, 29,999. At this moment, Aria feels like Eve deliberately set the price this high. Sacred females can increase fertility rates by 30%, so the basic contraceptive's effect on Aria is almost negligible. She still needs to deal with the first and second princes later, which will definitely require spending some points. Aria can't possibly spend all her points on one contraceptive pill. Helplessly, she can only exchange for a basic contraceptive pill and gamble on the odds. Phoenix's secret guards report, Your Highness. We have news. The first prince has been abstinent for many days but finally couldn't hold back. Right now, he's doing inappropriate things with his study companion in Felix Palace. Without a word, Phoenix immediately gathers a group of people to visit his dear brother, naturally including Aria as the representative sister-in-law. When Felix Palace is broken into by Phoenix and his group, the 2 people on the bed freeze completely. In Phoenix Palace, the first prince's face bears 2 palm prints as he kneels on both knees. One lighter mark was from Grand Princess Serenix, while the darker one was from Phoenixia. Your Imperial Majesty, I was wrong. This time I was momentarily confused. It's all him. It's all the study companion who seduced me. The accused study companion lowers his eyes. After following the first prince for so many years, he's ultimately just a tool. Phoenixia has the study companion step aside and looks disappointedly at Felix. Still lying even now. Do you think I would bring you to Phoenix Palace for education without solid evidence? With that, Phoenixia beckons, and several graceful male beastmen walk in from the hall entrance. The first prince has been a patron of all these males. After Felix sees several familiar faces, he immediately panics and keeps making excuses to Phoenixia. Phoenixia glares fiercely at Felix, signaling him to stop making noise, then turns to Syrinx with a gentle smile. Syrinx, what do you think about this matter? This subject no longer wishes to be the Grand Princess. I hope your Imperial Majesty will allow me to leave the palace and seek new happiness. Syrinx speaks gently but with determination. You vicious female, how dare you? Felix opens his mouth to curse, but gets silenced by Phoenixia's glare. Syrinx pauses, disappointment flashing in her eyes. Of course I can choose not to remove the mate mark on my body. After all, once removed, Felix would become a rootless beast and gradually lose his sanity. Syrinx is fundamentally kind-hearted. You've been wronged. Before you leave, I'll compensate you with an estate. If you fancy any other beast husband later, just tell me and I'll issue a decree for you. Thank you for Phoenix Empress's kindness. Syrinx performs a respectful bow and moves toward the edge of the hall. Felix rises to pursue her, but gets stopped by Phoenixia in time. Enough, Felix. From now on, you have nothing to do with Syrinx. Do whatever you want in the future, be with whoever you want, I don't care. But the throne has nothing to do with you either. Everyone else may leave. People file out one by one, leaving only Felix frozen in place like a statue. Moments later, only Phoenixia, Phoenix, and Aria remain in the vast main hall. Phoenixia beckons to Aria. Little Aria, come with me privately. Phoenix feels extremely uneasy. Your Majesty, what do you want with Aria? To discuss some private matters that males shouldn't hear. Are you afraid I'll lose your Aria? Phoenix reluctantly leaves after repeated instructions. Phoenixia walks to the bookshelf, picks up a porcelain bottle, and pours out a pill. Little Aria, you've already bonded with Phoenix. Phoenix is very likely to be the next Phoenix Empress. I cannot allow his mate to have the possibility of betraying him, so I hope you'll swallow this pill. After taking it, if you ever dissolve the mate bond with Phoenix, you'll suffer severe backlash. Even if you don't die, you'll probably lose half your life. Aria's pupils tremble slightly. She understands Phoenixia's meaning. Without any hesitation, she swallows the pill in one gulp. Since I've already bonded with Phoenix, I will be responsible for him. Please rest assured, Your Majesty. Phoenixia's eyes show appreciation. Very good. It seems Phoenix chose well. Also, you should call me Mother Empress from now on. Only now does Aria know that Phoenixia truly accepts her from the heart. Half an hour later, Phoenix finally waits for Aria to come out. Aria, did they make things difficult for you? Did Mother Empress trouble you? Aria smiles and shakes her head. How could Mother Empress trouble me? Hearing the words Mother Empress from Aria, Phoenix immediately gets excited and pulls Aria into his embrace. Aria, there's one more thing. Currently, Phoenix Tribe's southern region is experiencing a fierce plague with extremely high transmission and death rates. I'm afraid we'll eventually get infected too, and I always feel this happen too suddenly. When we reach the mountain, there will be a way. I believe we'll definitely be fine. That night, Aria exchanges with the system for a bunch of epidemic prevention supplies. After packing their luggage, she pulls on Phoenix's sleeve. Come on, let's go see the epidemic area. After traveling for a day, they arrive at the epidemic's disaster zone. What they see is far worse than imagined. The already sealed city is filled with rotting, decaying corpses everywhere. Even the surviving villagers are constantly tormented by the epidemic. Aria knows. The plague cannot continue like this, or Phoenix Tribe will eventually fall, and then Phoenix will have no home. Hidden mission triggered. Treat the disaster area people. For every deceased person cremated, receive one plague treatment pill. After treating 90% of the people in the area, receive 20,000 points reward, plus 2 immunity pills. Taking them prevents viral invasion for 7 days. 20,000 points! Aria immediately gets motivated. She quickly feeds Phoenix an immunity pill, then swallows one herself, for every corpse Phoenix burns. Aria receives a blue pill. If Phoenix finds living people, he brings them to Aria, who feeds them the blue pills. After a busy day, they save 30 people. Listen carefully. Third Prince saved you from fire and water in this time of crisis. You know how to spread word within Phoenix Tribe, right? Aria paces back and forth in front of everyone. The refugees she lectured all show grateful expressions and immediately kneel down to bow. Thank you, Third Prince, for saving our lives. Aria continues. Starting tomorrow, you get to work. When you find bodies with no life signs, bring them to Phoenix. When you find those still breathing, bring them to me. After I save people, they join you to help transport bodies and living people. On the 4th day of treating refugees, Aria suddenly gets a vague but crucial piece of information from a small beast child. I saw someone that day adding things to our harvested rice. After that, the plague broke out. I don't know if it's related. Aria immediately steps forward to inquire. Can you remember what that person who poisoned the rice looked like? He had a pair of golden dragon horns. Because he wore a half mask, I couldn't see his face clearly. He was somewhat thin. I don't remember the rest. Golden dragon horns? Could he be from Dragon Clan? In the following days, with everyone's help, all the corpses in the city get cremated, and the surviving refugees are almost all successfully rescued. Aria also obtains the 20,000 points as promised. Now the people of Phoenix Tribe's southern region all praise 3rd Prince Phoenix, hoping Phoenixia will make Phoenix the next Phoenix Empress. However, Aria doesn't understand why the affection level is still stuck at 99. She also feels she's been unusually sleepy lately and nauseous at certain smells, which reminds her of her previous pregnancy symptoms. She tentatively checks her own pulse and her mind erupts in turmoil. She's pregnant again. While Aria contemplates her pregnancy, Phoenix returns from outside covered in dust. How did it go? Did you identify that golden horn beast man? Found out. It's the former clan heir Darius, who was expelled from Dragon Clan. Aria didn't expect it to really be him. How did he escape from the tribal prison? Can we eliminate him? Darius has caused chaos in both Dragon Clan and Phoenix Tribe. Keeping him alive is definitely a major threat. Today I sent people to surround him, although he didn't die. He should be severely injured and not have long to live. Aria, do you have something on your mind today? Phoenix notices Aria's unusual expression. I'm pregnant, Aria states calmly. You're pregnant? Phoenix jumps up from his chair excitedly, overjoyed. As time passes, Aria's belly gradually grows larger. No matter how busy Phoenix gets each day, he always makes time to accompany Aria. Under Phoenixia's careful cultivation, Phoenix becomes much calmer and more mature than before. Even though Phoenix stays busy every day, he still sets aside fixed time for cultivation. During this period, his cultivation gradually reaches 7th tier peak with hints of breakthrough. However, Aria grows anxious. She doesn't understand why Phoenix's affection level remains stuck at 99. What is that missing 1%? Suddenly she feels sharp abdominal pain. Her water breaks. Relax, relax. The midwife constantly comforts Aria. Hearing the commotion, Phoenix rushes over and sees the midwife carrying out a basin of bloody water. Is this all Aria's blood? Phoenix immediately becomes unsteady and tries to rush inside, but another midwife blocks him at the door. Phoenix can only pace anxiously outside. Aria tries to breathe steadily, struggling with all her might to lay a snow-white egg. After tiredly glancing at the egg, her abdomen convulses again with pain. Is there another one? This egg is smaller than the previous one. Congratulations, 3rd Prince. 2 eggs, predicted to be 1 male and 1 female. Congratulations on having both son and daughter. How is Aria? Phoenix rushes into the room upon hearing this, seeing Aria pale on the bed with 2 eggs beside her. You worked so hard. At the same time, Aria finally hears the increase of that final 1% affection. Phoenix's total affection 100. Congratulations, host. Now you just need to wait for Phoenix's cultivation to reach 8th tier, and your main mission of winning over Phoenix will be completely finished. Aria rejoices inwardly. She grips Phoenix's hand. If you want to repay me, quickly advance your cultivation to 8th tier. Don't forget our previous promise. I haven't forgotten. But Aria, why do you insist I reach 8th tier? Will you gain some benefit once I reach 8th tier? Aria's brain races. I'm just worried about you getting bullied. If your cultivation reaches 8th tier, you won't get bullied if you encounter my previous beast husband. Does Aria still want to go back to find your previous beast husband? Phoenix's eyes show disappointment. Corruption value increases by 10%. Total corruption 60%. No, of course not. Having you is enough. I was just speaking hypothetically. Phoenix's eyes flash with darkness. Aria, don't lie to me or I'll get very angry. As for cultivation, don't worry about it. In 1 more month, I'll definitely break through to 8th tier. Actually, in half a month, he could reach 8th tier, but he feels Aria is acting strange, so he deliberately extends the timeline. That strangeness is like once he reaches 8th tier, Aria will go back to find her previous beast husband. Rest well first. I'll have the kitchen prepare something delicious and come back to see you shortly. Watching Phoenix's departing figure, Aria feels uneasy. Phoenix clearly isn't so easily fooled. After exchanging a postpartum recovery pill with the system, Aria begins planning her escape again. Aria is originally a 9-tailed Snow Fox clan princess, yet she laid 2 phoenix eggs. However, having just given birth, she doesn't think about incubating eggs, but wants to quickly escape from her phoenix husband. Why is she so calm and composed? This is already her 2nd time abandoning husband and children for a new romance. To successfully leave Phoenix Tribe, Aria first begins using various medicinal materials to help Shadowflame recover its cultivation. Only by raising Little Shadowflame's cultivation to 8th tier will its flight speed avoid being caught by Phoenix. She needs to return to Dragon Clan first to see how the 2 children she bore for Draven are doing. As for the newly laid eggs, with Phoenixia around, they surely won't have problems. Under Aria's careful feeding, Shadowflame finally reaches 8th tier after 20 days. At the same time, Phoenix's cultivation also breaks through to 8th tier. Congratulations, host. All Phoenix Tribe missions are complete. Reward, 30,000 points. Abilities advance 1 tier. Planting space gains livestock function. Next, the host can switch target objectives and begin winning over the next male lead. Aria rejoices inwardly. She'll never have to worry about not having fresh meat while traveling. She can raise her own directly. That afternoon, she purchases large quantities of cattle and sheep to raise in her planting space. She also buys some high-proof alcohol and has the kitchen prepare a large table of delicacies, waiting for Phoenix to return for dinner. Phoenix, come quickly! Congratulations on reaching 8th tier. Let's eat dinner to celebrate. This is specialty alcohol I just bought. Let's try it together today. Phoenix takes a small sip from his cup. The alcohol indeed tastes mellow, just a bit strong. After 3 cups, his cheeks flush red. Aria, don't pour anymore. If you keep pouring, I'll really get drunk. Getting drunk is fine. Today's a happy day. Don't worry about it so much. Aria pushes away Phoenix's hand and pours him another cup. If I don't get you drunk, how can I escape? I'll need to drug him later or it won't feel safe. Taking advantage of his intoxication, Phoenix licks his lips. Aria, how about we have another little fox baby? It would definitely be as cute as you. Fine. One last cup. After drinking this, we'll go, okay? Aria secretly sprinkles sleeping powder into the cup and hands it to Phoenix. I promised, okay? Footsteps echo from far to near. Draven appears against the light, his face shrouded in shadows. When he notices that Aria has awakened, he chuckles softly and begins removing his clothes. Aria's heart skips a beat, and she instinctively backs away. Wait, Draven, please calm down. Why are you so scared? I'm not going to eat you, Draven says, his voice carrying a playful yet angry undertone. Aria turns her head away unconsciously. So scared now? Where was this fear before? Don't you think you owe me an explanation? You know, this place was built after you escaped. I never thought I'd need to use it so soon. The atmosphere suddenly grows quiet, like the calm before a storm. When Draven sees the red-brown phoenix totem on Aria's chest, his expression becomes terrifyingly dark. A mate mark. Draven laughs bitterly, moisture glistening in the corners of his eyes. Draven's corruption level increases by 100%, plus 100, plus 100. You're willing to form a mate bond with someone else, but not with me. Who is that little phoenix? He's so weak. What does he have that I don't? Draven's eyes turn crimson as he punches the ground hard, blood staining the floor. Flying stone fragments scratch Aria's arm, drawing blood. Draven raises his bleeding hand toward Aria. Aria has a sinking feeling. She's already bonded with someone else, but this man still wants to bond with her? Isn't the Azure Dragon tribe supposed to practice monogamy? Draven's gloomy voice explodes in Aria's ears. Now I'm giving you 2 choices. First, I destroy his mate bond and force you to bond with me. Second, I destroy his mate bond and you willingly bond with me. Either way, he wants her to destroy the mate bond with Phoenix. She can't let that happen. She previously formed a mutual bond with Phoenix and took medicine given by the Phoenix Elder. If the bond is destroyed, she probably won't live long. Draven's eyes grow even darker. I never expected you to protect him so much. No, I formed a mutual bond with him. So you want to be responsible for him for life? Draven's eyes flash with desolation. He doesn't get that treatment. Why can he bond with you but I can't? Aria's whole body trembles. If you're still willing to bond with me, I'm willing to. Good. Bite me now. Without any hesitation, Draven turns his back to Aria, exposing his neck. Aria freezes completely. Are you sure? The Azure Dragon tribe practices monogamy. She never expected Draven to agree. If she bonds with Draven, doesn't that mean he can never bond with another female? Stop talking nonsense. Though Draven's tone sounds fierce, his heart actually feels very wronged. Then I'm really going to bite you. Don't regret it. Who knows how many days pass? Aria has completely lost track of time, only remembering Draven bringing her food several times. Chief! The Phoenix tribe demands an audience. He says he must see you now, or he'll force his way in. The distant iron door is being pounded loudly. Draven becomes furious. He glances at Aria sideways. Looks like your second beast husband has come looking for you, but I'll never hand you over. Without waiting for Aria's response, he irritably puts on his clothes and strides out. Watching him walk through the iron door, Aria's whole body finally relaxes momentarily. Recalling the experiences of these past days, Aria feels a chill. Draven has left the host's 100-meter radius. Do you need to use the spatial transfer skill to escape? Using it once costs 1,000 points. But this skill can only get the host out of this room. You'll need to find your own way after that. Phoenix coming to the Azure Dragon tribe will inevitably clash with Draven. Aria feels somewhat worried, so she decides to use the skill provided by the system. A flash of white light appears before her eyes, and Aria finds herself back in Draven's cave dwelling. The cave is currently empty, with only a golden egg placed inside. The host can sign teleportation contracts with the cubs. When you want to see the little ones, you can teleport them to your space through the contract. You can also check on their living conditions through the contract and talk to them from a distance. One cub costs 10,000 points. Aria's heart leaps with joy, and she immediately decides to sign a teleportation contract with the dragon egg. After successfully forming the contract, Aria carefully walks out of Draven's cave dwelling and discovers that the outside is surprisingly empty. A fierce battle is taking place in the sky above. Phoenix and Draven are fighting. Seeing that Phoenix isn't being overwhelmed, Aria feels slightly relieved. Although this is the best time to escape, Aria wants to find Dixie and sign a teleportation contract with her before leaving. Draven's disguise has been taken somewhere by Draven. Aria searches through her space and finds a red feather. A beautiful phoenix female appears in the original spot. Aria silently approaches the Azure Dragon Plaza and hides behind a large tree to observe. Dixie is currently standing in a corner of the plaza, cheering Draven on. Aria softly calls Dixie's name a few times. When Dixie notices Aria, her eyes flash and she runs over joyfully. After signing the teleportation contract with Dixie, Aria finally feels at ease. She puts Dixie back on the ground and pushes her forward gently, signaling her to go back. But Dixie keeps pressing against Aria. At this moment, a loud voice pierces through the clouds. "Who are you? Let go of Dixie!" The originally intense atmosphere suddenly quiets. The phoenix and dragon fighting in the sky above also stop their battle, their gazes turning toward Aria's location. Aria's heart jumps in alarm as she summons Little Shadow and turns to run. Shadow's speed is extraordinarily fast, but he doesn't shake off the dragon and phoenix pursuing relentlessly behind them. Unexpectedly, somehow Dixie has also jumped onto Shadow's back. "Little ancestor, when did you jump on?" Aria holds Dixie in her arms. "Stop right now! Don't force us to take action!" After an angry dragon's roar, a piercing phoenix cry follows. The two were just fighting, but now their thoughts are surprisingly unified. Several bolts of lightning strike down from the sky, perfectly grazing Shadow's body. Aria can tell that the lightning doesn't contain much energy. It seems they just want to scare them and force them to stop. Being so gentle, how can they stop? "Watch me." Phoenix rapidly beats his wings, and soon a small whirlwind forms between his wings. The wind spiral then rushes toward Aria at extremely high speed. Shadow is affected by the powerful whirlwind. After spinning dizzyingly, he becomes lightheaded and falls directly from the sky. Inside Draven's cave dwelling, Draven, Aria, and Phoenix each sit in a corner of the room. When their eyes meet, it's as if hostile electricity passes between them. The atmosphere is extremely serious and quiet. Aria drinks some tea water to mask her embarrassment. "Should we say something?" Draven clears his throat and speaks first. "I am the chief of the Azure Dragon tribe. Aria is the chief's wife. She's a very important presence in our tribe. I could never give her to you." Phoenix scoffs disdainfully at Draven's dominance. "I am the third prince of the Phoenix tribe and the future Phoenix lord. Aria is also the future queen of our Phoenix tribe. I could never give her to you either." This round is a tie. Draven continues his attack. "You saw Dixie and that dragon egg over there. Think about it, they're all children of Aria and me. They can't be without their mother." Phoenix cuts dismissively and waves for his guards to enter. Soon 2 round Phoenix eggs are brought in. What a coincidence. Aria also laid 2 eggs with me. They can't be without their mother either. Aria's heart leaps with joy. Phoenix actually brought both eggs. This makes it convenient for her to sign teleportation contracts with the eggs. Draven refuses to back down. "Aria had children with me first, so I'm her first beast husband. You can only stand aside." Phoenix retorts, "Aria bonded with me first. By rights, I'm her first beast husband. You're the one who should stand aside." Draven and Phoenix lock eyes, both their gazes flickering with battle fire. "Let's fight. Whoever wins gets to be the first beast husband. Whoever wins gets to take Aria first. 6 months each." The two reach an agreement and walk out of the cave dwelling, preparing to fight again. "Host, there's been a change in the situation. You should head to the Kirin kingdom now to better increase his affection level. The kidnapped Snow Fox princess just returned to the Fox clan with her cub, but now she's rushing to get engaged to the most useless second prince of the Kirin clan. The Fox queen and her brother haven't had time to celebrate before they start worrying again." Just now, Aria rode Shadow to escape from the Azure Dragon tribe. Following the system's location guidance, she lands by a lake. The new target to romance is nearby, and she needs to find her own way from here. Aria originally didn't want to bring Dixie, but Dixie refuses to leave no matter what, so she has to bring her along on the mission. Aria signed a teleportation contract with Dixie, so she's not worried about losing her. "Dixie, can you help me look around here for any animals that look like Keelans? If you find any, come back and tell me, okay?" Dixie blinks her eyes as if she understands, then dives into the low bushes. Aria searches along the lakeside and soon discovers a figure in the distance. Blue-green hair cascades like a waterfall, and his physique is perfect. Is he Kirin? No, he's Kirin's brother, Kiran. Then where's Kirin? A handsome man slips through her fingers, and Aria feels quite regretful. "Why don't you ask Kirin?" Asking him while he's bathing doesn't seem appropriate. Thinking this, Aria paces around the spot twice. "What are you doing here?" A transcendently handsome man in blue-green robes descends in front of Aria. "Do you know where Kirin is? Do you know him?" Kirin frowns slightly. "Sort of." Aria nods. This person is not only good-looking but also very special. His aura is different from both Draven's and Phoenix's. "He's not here. You should leave." After saying this, Kirin turns to leave. "Lying system. You clearly said Kirin was nearby." Suddenly, a scene flashes through Aria's mind. A small beast that has fallen into a deep pit, struggling to climb up. The one transmitting the scene is Dixie, whom Aria just sent out. She's lying by the pit edge, extending her paws to help the small Keelin in the pit. Aria has an intuition that the small Keelin is Kirin. She immediately turns and heads toward Dixie's location. At this moment, the small Keelin in the deep pit looks extremely pitiful. "Hold on!" Aria kneels directly by the pit edge and grabs one of the small Keelin's paws to pull him up. She then uses healing skills to treat his bloody paws. "Congratulations, host, on successfully finding the next romance target. Romance difficulty 3 stars. Affection limit 50, useless. Can't even climb out of a pit." At some point, Kieran appears behind Aria, looking mockingly at the poor little creature. Kieran, you knew Kieran was in this pit, didn't you? You just left him alone like this. Or maybe Kieran was thrown into the pit by Kieran? Kieran keeps calling him useless. What kind of person talks about their brother like this? Mind your own business. Kieran glances at Aria, then looks at Kieran. Are you coming or not? If not, just stay here. This time Kieran is also unhappy and buries his head directly in Aria's arms, ignoring Kieran. Then just stay here. Kieran is about to leave when he catches sight of Dixie beside Aria, a nine-tailed Snowfox clan offspring. Kieran bends down and reaches toward Dixie. What do you want to do to my child? Aria quickly pulls Dixie back into her arms. Your child? Looking at you, you're from the Phoenix tribe, so your beast husband must be from the nine-tailed Snowfox clan? What's his status in the nine-tailed Snowfox clan? So what if he is, so what if he isn't? You want to know too much. The recent events have already lowered Aria's opinion of Kieran considerably. She stands up, holding Kieran and Dixie, and turns to leave. The northern part of the Beast World continent is divided into 5 different kingdoms. Although mainly ruled by the Kieran kingdom, the nine-tailed Snowfox clan's influence is also strong. It's precisely because of the nine-tailed Snowfox clan's marriage alliance support that the Kieran kingdom has been able to dominate the north. Hearing the system's description, Aria's heart sinks. So I don't have some ridiculous marriage arrangement, do I? Originally there was one, but after the host's original self, Faye, was kidnapped, your marriage arrangement was cancelled and your sister took your place. You're the child born to the Fox Queen and her first beast husband. Felicia is the child of the Fox Queen and her second beast husband, Host. You also have a biological brother, Flynn. After Flynn was born, the Fox Queen had Felicia with her second beast husband. But this second beast husband drugged the Fox Queen to have Felicia. Aria feels quite fortunate now. Good thing this marriage arrangement has been cancelled. Have Kieran and Felicia successfully become mates? Not yet, but except for the bonding ceremony, they've done everything else. Felicia has admired Kieran since childhood. To be with Kieran, she used the same methods as her father, but she didn't execute it perfectly, Aria thinks thoughtfully. So Kieran was forced? This means Felicia isn't simple. My original self being captured and sold to the auction house probably has Felicia's hand in it too. While Aria was talking with the system, she had already walked quite far. Looking up, she sees that blue-green figure again. Why is this person haunting me? You won't say who your beast husband is. I now reasonably suspect you stole a nine-tailed Snowfox clan offspring. Please come with me. Aria's arm is forcibly restrained by Kieran. Soon a sleek blue rock flies over rapidly, and Aria is forced aboard. The blue rock looks at the scenery flashing by below. After the system tells her they're heading toward the nine-tailed Snowfox clan, she decides to stop struggling. The blue rock flies with Aria and the others for half an hour before showing signs of landing. Who goes there? 2 well-built guards block them at the city gate. After Kieran shows his token, the 2 guards bow respectfully. So it's an honored guest from the Kieran kingdom. Please enter. They've just reached the palace gate when they hear arguing voices inside. Mother, Faye is frail. She's been missing for almost a year now. I'm afraid. Felicia, I've told you so many times not to say such unlucky things. If it weren't for you, why would Faye have secretly run away? Kieran remains silent for a long while. When the voices inside quiet down slightly, he calmly knocks on the door. The Fox Queen quickly composes herself. Oh, it's Kieran. What brings you here? Before Kieran can speak, Felicia quickly throws herself at him. Kieran, you're here! I missed you so much! Kieran dodges with a look of faint disgust in his eyes. Felicia quickly notices Aria beside Kieran, hostility appearing in her eyes. Who is this? Kieran doesn't answer Felicia's question. He steps forward and respectfully faces the Fox Queen. Your Majesty, I've come because of this female. I sense the aura of nine-tailed Snowfox clan royal bloodline from one of her offspring. What did you say? The Fox Queen's eyes widen dramatically upon hearing Kieran's words. At the same time, Dixie emerges from Aria's arms, her beautiful eyes looking innocently at the Fox Queen. The Fox Queen excitedly approaches Aria. May I hold your cub? Seeing that Dixie shows no resistance, Aria nods and places Dixie in the Fox Queen's arms. A stream of white energy flows from the Fox Queen's fingertips into Dixie. With a soft sound, 8 identical tails appear behind Dixie, their tips glimmering with pale silver, the mark of nine-tailed Snowfox clan royal bloodline. It's real. This little cub has very pure bloodline. This reminds the Fox Queen of her daughter who disappeared a year ago. Is this really your offspring? The Fox Queen's eyes show slight suspicion. The female in front of me is clearly not from the nine-tailed Snowfox clan, so her beast husband must be a member of the nine-tailed Snowfox clan royalty. Are you Flynn's mate? Aria is stunned by the question. This Flynn should be her biological brother. Your Majesty, I'd like to explain my identity to you later, but Dixie is indeed of royal bloodline. I can leave Dixie here, but I want to stay here with him too. Aria lifts up the small Quilin. Kieran. The Fox Queen recognizes Kieran too, but given his special circumstances, she looks to Kieran for his opinion. Kieran nods politely. That's fine, but today is Kieran's special day. Keeping him here might cause you trouble. It's okay, I'm not afraid. Aria speaks first. The urgent task is to keep Kieran by her side to increase his affection. If Kieran is taken back by Kieran this time, who knows when they'll meet again? But what does special day mean? Why would it cause trouble? Kieran Kingdom members have a fixed day of frenzy each month after reaching adulthood. If no female helps them relieve it, they'll go wild and destroy things all night. To keep Dixie first, the Fox Queen doesn't hesitate anymore. In that case, we'll entrust Kieran to you. I'll come pick him up in a few days. Good. Since that's the case, I'll entrust Kieran to you. I'll come pick him up in a few days. Though Kieran says this, he doesn't seem to be leaving. By the way, Your Majesty, I have another favor to ask during this visit. He's not giving the Snow Fox clan offspring for free. As the marriage alliance between the Snow Fox clan and Kieran clan has lasted for generations, you know I don't like Felicia, but I don't dare hope for a broken engagement. I just hope the wedding can be postponed by 2 more months. The Fox Queen considers for a moment. Kieran helped them find such pure royal bloodline. Refusing would seem heartless. Hearing about the delayed engagement, Felicia immediately panics. Kieran, I don't agree. I don't want to— Kieran pulls away the sleeve Felicia was grabbing. Felicia, please respect yourself. Watching this scene, Aria clicks her tongue. She wonders why Kieran got so excited seeing Dixie. Turns out he had an excuse to delay the engagement. He hates Felicia so much and isn't afraid of his own frenzy, period. Could it be that he has someone he likes? Watching Kieran's departing figure, Aria thinks thoughtfully. May I ask this female's name? The Fox Queen dismisses everyone else, her gaze examining Aria carefully. I can tell you my identity, but I hope you'll keep it secret. Go ahead, I'll definitely keep it secret. The Fox Queen's heart fills with excitement. Actually, I'm Faye. Aria removes the feather from her head, revealing her original appearance. The Fox Queen reaches out with trembling hands to touch Aria's face. Is it really you, Faye? Of course it's me, Your Majesty. Compared to a year ago's innocence, she now has more maturity and composure and is more charming and alluring. The small Keelan sitting on the stone table immediately becomes mesmerized, his heart pounding. Oh no, this is what falling in love feels like. Kieran's affection increases by 10%. Total affection, 60. The Fox Queen wipes her moist eyes. I'll have your brother come back immediately and stop searching. Your Majesty, don't tell Flynn I'm back yet. I don't want too many people to know. I suspect someone deliberately harmed me. I like Kieran, so I don't want to re-engage with Kieran either. You like me? The small Keelan's mind explodes with noise. This beautiful female likes not his brother but him? He's not dreaming, is he? But does someone like him really deserve this? Kieran's affection increases by 20%. Total affection, 80%. Possessiveness increases by 50%. Total possessiveness, 50%. Possessiveness is the second personality's feelings toward the host. If he discovers you have good relationships with other males, possessiveness will convert proportionally to corruption level. The host needs to reduce Kieran's possessiveness below 50% to ensure successful romance after maxing affection. The Fox Queen looks at Kieran, who still can't maintain human form, puzzled. Didn't you always like Kieran since childhood? I liked Kieran before because I was young and didn't understand. Now I realize I actually like Kieran. But most importantly, I suspect my kidnapping and sale has something to do with Kieran. A cold aura emanates from the Fox Queen. If this matter truly involves Kieran, I don't mind ending the alliance with the Kieran Kingdom. Aria has always found it strange. The Kieran Kingdom also participated in the Golden Stream Auction House's auction. As an important prince of the Kieran Kingdom, even if her appearance changed somewhat, Kieran shouldn't have failed to recognize her. The most likely explanation is that Kieran simply didn't want to find her, this nominal fiancé, and didn't want to bond with her, so he allowed her to be sold. The Fox Queen nods slightly. You're right. I'll investigate this matter secretly. But regarding you and Kieran, that depends on his future performance. Also, tonight is Kieran's frenzy period. I've arranged a remote villa for him. You must stay away from him tonight. The Fox Queen chats with Aria for a long time, giving her various treasures. Only when the sky darkens does she reluctantly leave at Aria's villa entrance. Aria slowly closes the door, but she doesn't enter her own room. Instead, she heads toward the villa where Kieran is staying. It's just reached the hour of high. The villa is quiet inside, without the thrilling danger the system described. After Aria knocks on the door and finds no response, she tentatively walks in. Kieran, are you here? Suddenly, a crisp sound of breaking dishes comes from inside. Kieran, what's wrong? Aria suddenly opens the door and sees a half-dressed man curled up next to broken dishes. His fingers are cut, and his arms are covered with bloody scratches. It's Kieran in his beast-human form. When he sees Aria arrive, Kieran looks at the broken dishes on the ground, his eyes full of apology. Sorry. It's okay. Let me see your wound. Aria moves closer and carefully examines him. Looking at those bloody wounds, she feels a pang of heartache. I'm fine. Kieran is already used to it. Suddenly, a red light flashes in his eyes, and he gently pushes Aria, painfully holding his head. His hoarse voice carries urgency. Leave quickly, I'm afraid I can't control myself. Relax, I can help you relieve the frenzy period. Aria moves closer to Kieran, who is curled up on the ground, and emerald light blooms from her hands. Visibly, Kieran's trembling subsides, but he still looks like he's suffering. Host, after using the wood element mental healing skill, please leave immediately. Your purpose for coming has been achieved. Mental healing can only soothe Kieran's mental agitation. Physical agitation needs to be regulated by himself. Once Kieran's eyes turn red, it will be troublesome to leave. Hearing the system's words, Aria strides toward the door. However, the moment her hand touches the door, a tremendous force pins her firmly against the door. She turns and meets Kieran's crimson eyes flickering with dark light. Unexpectedly picked up a soft, adorable Keelan beast. But that night was pinned against the door by a seemingly innocent but actually dark Keelan beast man. Woman, you said you liked me during the day. I heard it. So you're mine now. If you take it back, I'll be very angry. But you know I have beast husbands, and my child is almost a year old. Aria grabs her collar, trying to stop Kieran's actions. Kieran's lips curve into a wicked smile. I know, but it doesn't matter. Once I kill them, I'll be your only one. He holds Aria tightly in his arms. Actually, I've liked you since childhood. Do you know how happy I was when I heard you say you like me too? I wanted to, right then and there. Aria, bond with me, okay? Too? I wanted to, right then and there. Aria, bond with me, okay? Aria firmly shakes her head. Not yet. I need you to actively cooperate with my treatment from now on. When you can maintain beast-human form during the day too, then we'll bond. It's better for both of us. Kieran's disappointment flashes briefly, but he still nods cooperatively. Alright, but tonight I want to sleep holding you. Aria instinctively swallows and quietly crushes a sleeping pill. After Kieran inhales the drug and becomes quiet, Aria slowly drags him to the bed. Kieran's frenzy period for this month is over. That pill is enough to make him sleep until dawn. Aria yawns and lies down beside Kieran, gradually falling asleep. The fluffy sensation wakes Aria from her sleep. Opening her eyes slightly, she finds the little Keelan nuzzling against her. Aria, wake up quickly. The Fox Queen will be angry if she finds out you spent the night here. Aria suddenly sits up from the bed, puts on the phoenix feather, and runs toward her own chamber, only to run into a handsome snow fox male. Brother-in-law! Little Kieran blurts out, then is quickly covered by Aria. Flynn naturally notices them too, nods at the two, and hurriedly leaves. Flynn had already discovered 4 months ago that his sister was sold to the Azure Dragon tribe. When he brought a large amount of money to the Azure Dragon tribe, the Azure Dragon chief told him his sister had already left. Before leaving, he wanted to take away the white fox cub following Draven. As expected, that cub was born to his sister and this bad dragon. But when he suggested taking Dixie away, that Draven actually threw him out. After all, he's his brother-in-law. Damn it. This beast husband of Aria's shouldn't expect to easily gain his approval. Flynn returned to the nine-tailed snow fox kingdom yesterday. He had already gathered his men last night, preparing to head to the Azure Dragon tribe again. But this morning, his mother actually sent someone to tell him he didn't need to search anymore. He needs to ask what could be more important than his little sister. Hearing the door close behind him, Flynn immediately stops and looks back. Wasn't that his sister's courtyard he just passed? How did that phoenix get in? Must be a thief. He kicks the door open and glares fiercely at Aria and Kieran in the courtyard. The Kieran kingdom actually sent people to steal from my sister's courtyard. Are you so poor you can't afford food? The angry rebuke from behind makes Aria pause. What's going on? What's all this noise? The Fox Queen hears the arguing from afar. Walking into the courtyard, she sees Flynn grabbing Aria and refusing to let go. Flynn, let go quickly. Mother, she's entering and leaving Aria's room at will. I suspect she's here to steal. The Fox Queen holds her forehead. Flynn, she is Aria. Flynn looks at Aria in shock, examining her carefully from top to bottom. Mother, you must be mistaken. She doesn't look like my sister at all. Flynn suddenly feels a tugging sensation at his ankle. Looking down, a white fox cub is biting his pant leg. Dixie, how are you here? Until this moment, Flynn's eyes are still full of disbelief. So you really are Aria? When he looks again, Aria has already removed a phoenix feather, returning to Faye's body. Brother, let's sit and talk. Flynn immediately hugs Aria tightly. Come on, Aria. Brother will take you out to have fun right now. I've saved up a lot of money this year. Aria pauses. Brother, I suspect someone harmed me, so I can't wander around outside as Faye for now. Don't reveal that I'm back either. I need to secretly investigate the hidden circumstances of being captured by wandering merchants. Don't worry, with your brother here, I'll definitely get to the bottom of this. Aria nods with relief. And brings up another matter. By the way, brother, I want to cure Kieran's illness. Do you have any solutions? Everyone's gaze turns to Kieran, all with complex expressions. The Fox Queen looks troubled. Kieran's illness isn't easy to treat. I've heard the Kieran King say that to cure Kieran's inability to maintain human form, you need Ice Mountain Snow Lotus and 8th rank Demon Beast Inner Cores as medicine, with only a 10% chance of success. The Kieran King has tried more than once, but each time Kieran's condition not only didn't improve but got worse, so they no longer dare to attempt it. 10%? Getting worse? Forget it, I'll ask the system. First, you need Ice Mountain Snow Lotus over 100 years old, refined 8th rank Demon Beast Inner Cores, and 8th rank Deep Sea Merman Tears. Grind these materials into pills, combined with a month of the host's mental treatment, can cure him at least 80%. Brother, I have a method with higher probability, but I need your help. Hearing Aria's words, the Fox Queen slowly says, 100-year Snow Lotus and 8th rank refined Demon Beast Inner Cores are no problem, but 8th rank Deep Sea Merman Tears are really hard to find. Not to mention mer people are hard to catch. Even if caught, how do you make them willingly give up their tears? It's okay. Leave the merman tears to me. I have a merman friend who can give me merman tears. She needs to find Marius, return the merman pearl to him, and see if she can exchange for some merman tears. After giving some instructions to the Fox Queen and Dixie, Aria sets off with Kieran on the journey to find Marius. Halfway there, the system suddenly says excitedly, "Host, detected good things ahead. You can stop and take a look." Above the canyon is a dark mass of hundreds of beast people with different appearances, each holding their breath, lying on giant rocks as if in ambush. Aria directs Little Shadow to slowly land on a rock not far away. Taking out 3 10,000 yuan tickets, she pokes the ambushing white tiger beastman. "What are you doing?" There's a 9th rank climbing tiger below this cliff, guarding various herbs. Detection shows there are many life-connecting grass, transformation grass and other heavenly treasures. If we can defeat the climbing tiger, we can not only divide his body, but also get those rare precious herbs. A few words pique Aria's interest. If she's lucky enough to get a transformation grass and feed it to Little Shadow, could Shadow transform because of it? Hearing about transformation, Shadow's narrow purple eyes widen immediately, nodding like crazy. Want. He really wants it so much. For the next 3 days, Shadow is even more active than Aria, hiding among the cliffs. Once the climbing tiger is lured away by everyone, he must find the transformation grass immediately. It's out! The 9th rank climbing tiger is coming. Everyone get ready. Countless beast people stand up from the cliff, manipulating their powers to surround the climbing tiger. The battle becomes exceptionally fierce. While everyone is fighting fiercely, Shadow carries Aria around the crowd toward the cave below the cliff. Spiritual grass grows diagonally on the cliff like rice ears. This is transformation grass. On the other side, purple-pink flowers are the companion grass to transformation grass. Taking both herbs together allows transformed demon beasts to lose no cultivation. That area has 3 transformation grass and 3 life-connecting grass in total. Aria picks 2 of each and plants them in her cultivation space. If she can successfully cultivate these 2 spiritual herbs, they'll definitely be a huge fortune in the future. After picking, Aria pats Shadow, signaling they can leave. They've already spent considerable time here and need to quickly find Marius. 7 days later, Aria arrives at Marius's location following the system's guidance. However, his current condition isn't very good. Walking into the valley, in a small water slope, Aria immediately spots Marius treating his wounds. The moment he notices Aria, killing intent flashes in Marius's eyes. With just one look, Aria feels all her hair standing on end. Marius opens his mouth toward Aria, but Aria can't understand his language. This is her first time encountering such a situation. "This is bad! Can I exchange a merman pearl for your merman tears?" Aria says while gesturing with body language. Marius raises an eyebrow and waves his right hand. A water column shoots up, drenching Aria from head to toe. Aria raises her hand to brush away the wet hair from her forehead and casually pulls off the phoenix feathers soaked by water, somewhat speechless. "Hey, what are you doing?" Regarding the changes in Aria, Marius is stunned. After reacting, he puts away his killing intent and slowly swims toward Aria. Marius stares directly at Aria, a faint smile curving his lips. He raises his hand to smooth Aria's wet hair, a trace of apology in his eyes. "Is he apologizing to me? I don't understand." "Exchange for advanced language pack?" "Sorry, host. The advanced language pack sold out long ago and hasn't been restocked." Aria falls silent. "Forget it. Let me first return that merman pearl I brought back from the Phoenix tribe to Marius." As Aria hands over Marius's merman pearl, Marius's expression gradually changes from shock to bewilderment to ecstasy. He raises his hand to touch the pearl lost for days, his eyes both confused and moved. He puts away the pearl and pulls Aria into his arms, constantly saying words Aria can't understand. Aria can't understand a single word and can only cooperatively nod. After a few sentences, Marius becomes overjoyed. Affection directly rises to 80. "Host, do you even know what Marius said? You just nod?" "I nod just to show I heard. I can't just have no reaction when Marius speaks so enthusiastically." After the two gestured for quite a while, Marius finally gives her a merman tear. Finally, after Aria heals all of Marius's wounds, she prepares to leave. But Marius keeps holding her arm and won't let go, constantly repeating some word. After Aria tentatively repeats it once, Marius immediately beams with joy. Is he this happy? What does this word actually mean? After Marius says his last sentence affectionately, he stuffs a beautiful fish scale into Aria's hand, waves at her, and dives deep into the lake. He's leaving? Aria waits in place for 5 minutes, then turns to leave. Since she already got the merman tears, there's no need to stay here. Her main purpose now is to romance Kieran. Marius is for later. But just one trip and Marius's affection increased to 80. This trip was really profitable. Shortly after Aria leaves, Marius swims out of the lake holding a pile of pearls and gems, his expression changing from joy to confusion to surprise. After confirming that Aria has indeed left, his gloomy aura becomes even heavier. Marius's corruption value increases tremendously. Total corruption value 25. Hearing Marius's constantly increasing corruption value in her mind, Aria, sitting on Shadow while flying, is full of question marks. How did the merman's corruption value increase so inexplicably? 10 days later, Aria returns to the 9-tailed Snow Fox Kingdom. At this time, the Fox Queen has also found refined demon beast inner cores and 100-year Ice Mountain Snow Lotus for her. Looking at the 3 prepared medicinal materials, Aria is excited. Tonight she can refine pills for Kieran. She grinds these 3 materials into powder and makes 7 pills, feeding Kieran one every 3 days. After 21 days, Kieran can freely control his beast human form. Kieran, take medicine. Aria holds a pill and is about to put it in Kieran's mouth. Watching Kieran swallow it, Aria puts the remaining 6 pills into her space. Alright, don't go back tonight, sleep with me. Aria still needs to perform mental treatment on him to assist Kieran's recovery for maximum effect. At midnight, after Aria uses her healing skills, she sleeps soundly. Kieran suddenly feels hot all over. He crawls out and sleeps on top of the blanket, still feeling unbearably hot. His vision gradually becomes blurry and his skin feels an uncomfortable pulling sensation. Is he going to die? Suddenly, a hot air rushes to his crown, and with a whoosh, Kieran looks down in surprise at his familiar yet strange body. He can transform back into beast human form. Kieran suppresses the restlessness in his heart and lies down behind Aria. The next morning, Aria wakes up belatedly. The first thing she does is check her cultivation space. When she returned last night, she had given the transformation grass and life-connecting grass to little Shadow. After taking these 2 herbs, Shadow fell into deep sleep, and there's no way to predict when he'll wake up. Aria brings Kieran into the cultivation space together. Kieran waters the herbs while Aria nurtures their growth. Under their hard work, Aria obtains a second life-connecting grass. Kieran, this is good stuff. Try taking it quickly. Kieran is now around rank 7. Maybe taking more will allow his cultivation to break through to rank 8. It's hard to imagine how Kieran raised his cultivation to rank 7 with such a body. Beast form cultivation is much more difficult than normal form. Kieran opens his mouth and swallows the life-connecting grass whole. Soon he feels heat throughout his body, and his internal power is gradually rising. Although helping Kieran make great progress these days, Aria quietly worries about her decreasing points. If she encounters special situations next time, her points won't be enough. Moreover, her 2 disguises have been exposed, so she'll need to spend points to exchange for a new one with the system. She opens the system store screen to see if there are any other tasks. The host can go to Beast Hunter City in the center of the 5 kingdoms to accept and complete tasks. After completing tasks, you can gain points and additionally obtain some beast coins and rare jewels. Aria immediately becomes interested. Kieran, are you interested in going to Beast Hunter City with me? Kieran shakes his head. Wherever Aria wants to go, he's naturally willing to go too. However, at this moment, Shadow, who just took the transformation grass, is still sleeping in the space. It seems they can only walk this time. I'm really looking forward to how Shadow will look after successful transformation. The rare, sacred female cherished by Beastmaster bosses. But the new romance target is a 1,000-year-old ancient tree. To obtain massive points, Aria arrives at Beast Hunter City following the system's guidance. She points to the sign at the highest place, chooses the task of exploring a mysterious cave, and prepares to set off, but is suddenly interrupted by a voice. Miss, this task is very dangerous. Would you be willing to team up with us? We'll give you some compensation. The speakers are twin white wolf beastmen. Though they look identical, their temperaments are quite different. After confirming with the system that teaming up won't affect earning points, Aria nods. I'm willing, but you must agree to bring him along too. Aria touches Kieran's fluffy head. Good. I'm Lucas, this is my brother Logan. To show our gratitude, you get 60% of this task's reward. We get 40%. They're not taking this task for revenge, but care more about what's inside the cave. Since Aria chose this task first, they can only seek to team up. Aren't these the names of White Wolf Kingdom princes? Pleasant cooperation. It's getting late now. Let's rest here tonight and set off at dawn tomorrow. In the evening, after feeding Kieran the 3rd pill, Aria holds him and lies on the bed. After 5 days of travel, Aria quickly falls asleep. Kieran calls softly a few times. Seeing no response from Aria, he turns and transforms back into beast human form. Today is his frenzy period again, but he hasn't reached the complete control standard yet, and can only quench his thirst by thinking of plums. The next morning, Aria wakes up to find her lips swollen. Was I bitten by mosquitoes? Are there still mosquitoes in this weather? Helplessly, Aria applies a thin layer of anti-swelling medicine to her lips, then takes Kieran out of the inn. Lucas and Logan have been waiting at the agreed location for a long time. Let's set off. Aria, this is for you. Lucas pours out a pill and places it in Aria's hand. I've done research before. The cave we're going to explore periodically releases a fragrance that makes people lose their sanity. This pill can block the effects of that fragrance. The closer they get to their destination, the more demon beast bones there are. Could it be that all these were created by the monster in the cave? Lucas looks at the piles of bones with a grave expression. Kieran suddenly covers his nose. I smell that scent, sweet and fragrant, like ripe fruit. Lucas takes the first step into the cave. The pills I just gave you only last for an hour. We need to explore quickly during this time. Wait, brother, something's coming. Faint rustling sounds reach their ears, and Logan quickly grabs Lucas's arm. Everyone just hides in a tall tree, when a 3-meter-tall wild bull emerges from the bushes, followed by dozens of wild beasts rushing into the dark cave. Moments later, vines wrap around bones, and skeletons are thrown out of the cave one by one. It seems there's some man-eating plant hidden in this cave. Aria's hair unconsciously stands on end. When there's no more movement in the cave, Lucas jumps down from the tree first and walks to the cave entrance. I'll go in first. If nothing happens to me, you follow. Let's go in together. The survival rate is higher this way. Aria pulls him back and shakes her head. After all, she has the cultivation space. If anything goes wrong, she can just hide inside. Logan's expression pauses. In his understanding, females are all delicate and timid, but this female gives him a different feeling. My wood element skills have healing abilities. If you get injured, I can treat you. What Aria doesn't understand is why Lucas and Logan, as princes of the White Wolf Kingdom, would risk coming here when they can get anything they want. What's inside that they must obtain? Thank you. The two no longer refuse. After this is done, we'll personally visit the Kirin Kingdom to express our gratitude. Let's hurry. There isn't much time left. Aria takes the first step into the cave. Just as they enter, a vine flies toward them. Watch out! Logan shouts loudly, and then manipulates several blades to slash at the vine. Spring water ripples. The sword turns smoothly in Aria's hand, and all those vines are completely severed. Didn't expect this little female to be so formidable. The contempt in the two white wolf beast men's eyes gradually turns to reverence. Everyone cooperates with each other, and soon reaches the depths of the cave. Silver light shines down from an opening above, and a large tree bearing heart-shaped fruit stands in the center. Brother, look! It's really here! The usually calm Logan suddenly becomes excited, pointing toward the fruits. Aria doesn't know what those fruits are. What attracts her more are the inner cores all over the ground. So many inner cores! Kirin, go pick them up quickly! If Kirin can absorb these inner cores, maybe his condition can be completely cured in a month. Suddenly, violent impact sounds come from behind. Lucas is attacked by something unknown, blood continuously flowing from the corner of his mouth. With another bang, Logan is also sent flying heavily. At this time, the ancient tree's color has changed from the initial silver gray to dark black. What did you do to this tree? Aria looks puzzled. When she notices the heart-shaped fruit in Logan's hand, her confusion is answered. So the tree is angry because Logan picked its fruit. Run quickly! This tree demon actually has 9th rank strength, Lucas shouts. A 9th rank tree demon's anger is no joke. Aria picks up the little Keeleen, still continuously swallowing golden inner cores, and runs toward the cave entrance. However, the cave entrance is now tightly sealed by vines. Dark green vines attack everyone menacingly. Give me back my fruit. Do you hear me? He wants you to return the fruit to him. Lucas sighs deeply. Little Why, give it back to him, or we'll all die here today. Logan hesitates. But only this fruit can cure Sister's illness. Since this tree demon can speak, why don't you negotiate with him? After all, this tree demon has many more fruits. Aria's words remind Lucas. He shouts loudly, "We really need this fruit! How can you give us the fruit?" The vine attacks pause for a moment, as if the tree demon is thinking. I want to leave here. This place is too small, not enough sunlight or nutrition. If you can take me away, I'll give you the fruits. Their long vine silver tree clan needs to absorb much nutrition to grow. He wants to quickly leave this barren place so he can advance to 10th rank, transform into human form, and move freely. Lucas nods at the tree. Sure, no problem. We'll find a way to take you away from here now. Looking at the 10-meter-tall tree spirit, taking him away intact is really a challenge. This is indeed difficult. Can you become smaller or more portable? The next moment, thick vines emerge from the ground, and the nearly 10-meter-tall tree suddenly shrinks, finally becoming a sapling. Hello, I'm the long vine ancient tree. Gudi, 6th target male lead appears. Gudi, 1000-year level long vine ancient tree clan, 9th rank cultivation. Romance mission, take Gudi away from here. When he transforms into human form and advances to 10th rank, max out Gudi's affection, send him back to his mother clan, and help him become king of all trees. Aria is surprised. She always thought the male leads she needed to romance were all beastmen, never expecting there would be a tree. Though I can shrink, my main body still can't pass through the cave entrance. So you need to think of a way to hide me somewhere and take me away. This troubles Lucas and Logan. Though they have space gems, none can contain living things, especially a tree that needs soil and water. Aria, who has the cultivation space, is confident. Gudi, if we take you away, can you give us these inner cores on the ground? Take them all. These are left by the wild beasts I killed. They're useless to keep, and I'd feel bad throwing them away. Perfect to give to people. Can you take them all? Aria's eyes light up. Then she won't be polite. Aria turns to look at the two waiting white wolf beast men. Do you want any? No need, you take them all. These inner cores are useless to us. After Aria collects all the inner cores, she waves at Gudi. Gudi, I have a space that can store living things. I have a way to take you away from here. Aria holds one of the sapling's branches, and they instantly disappear from the spot. Inside the cultivation space, Gudi looks at the boundless fertile land and spiritual spring, his emotions surging. Why didn't you let me take root here earlier? Otherwise, with my talent, I wouldn't need 1,000 years to reach 9th rank. This place is simply heaven for me. So, Aria sees a small sapling rolling around on the grassland, looking especially happy. Gudi, what exactly do your fruits do? My fruits can heal all physical injuries. As long as one hasn't died, taking the fruit can cure them. For particularly serious illnesses, taking 3 fruits works best. I see. Aria lowers her eyes in thought. I can let you stay here for a while longer. Would you give me a few more of those fruits? Goody's eyes brighten. He very much hopes to stay here. He shakes his trunk and shakes down all dozen or so fruits on it. For you, all for you. Living in this environment, bearing fruit is a matter of minutes. But wait, this little fox hasn't told me how long a while is. What if it's just one day? Wouldn't that be a huge loss? Before Aria can take the fruits, Goody snatches them back again. I can give them to you, but you must promise me I can live in your space until I want to leave. Aria firmly shakes her head. 1 fruit for half a month. These fruits of yours can only stay for 6 months at most? Goody readily nods. Deal! As long as he stays here, he can definitely bear another dozen fruits after 6 months to pay rent. After settling Goody, Aria takes out 2 more fruits and hands them to Lucas and Logan outside. Take these 2 back. 1 fruit might not cure your sister's illness. Goody says 3 fruits work best. Thank you. Lucas and Logan clasp their hands together simultaneously. We don't know how to repay this favor. Aria recalls what the Fox Queen said about the Northern 5 Kingdoms having a tendency toward war recently. After thinking for a moment, she slowly says, relations between kingdoms have been unstable recently. If possible, please don't go to war with the 9-tailed Snow Fox Kingdom in the future. Good, we'll definitely try our best to persuade our father. After expressing their sincere gratitude, the 2 ask about Aria's next destination. They can have the Great Rock escort her back. Aria has just returned to the 9-tailed Snow Fox tribe by riding the Great Rock, when she sees a familiar blue-green figure. Kieran, why is he here again? Kieran looks at the little Killin with an indifferent tone. Kieran, you've been in the 9-tailed Snow Fox Kingdom for over a month. It's time to return to the Kieran Kingdom. Kieran's eyes are full of reluctance as he buries his head in Aria's arms. I won't go. Kieran is helpless, you must go back. The Kieran Kingdom has some meetings that need your attendance. I'm just a small beast. What's there for me to attend? Don't you handle everything throughout, big brother? It's enough for me to stay with Aria. No. Kieran's expression gradually shows impatience. Host, you also need to visit the Kieran tribe. If possible, it's best to go together with Kieran. Actually, I can also go back with you. I just don't know if Prince Kieran welcomes it. Hearing this, Kieran suddenly looks up, overjoyed. He doesn't need to welcome you. My welcome is enough. Kieran glances at Kieran sideways. What are you saying, Miss Aria? Of course I welcome you as a guest. This is my palace. You can stay in the building next to mine. Of course, if you're willing, we can stay in the same palace. Tonight, Kieran will take the last pill. After taking it, he can freely switch between beast and human forms. These days, he's consumed no less than 100 refined inner cores, and his cultivation has improved rapidly. He'll be able to break through to 8th rank soon. However, he doesn't want to expose the fact that his condition is about to be cured. Aria takes the last pill from her space and feeds it to Kieran. Alright, it's getting late. I'll go back and rest too. Let's sleep together tonight. It won't be convenient tomorrow. Kieran holds onto Aria and won't let go, blinking pitifully. Aria can't resist his persistent pleading. Fine. Last time, Kieran naturally burrows into Aria's arms, his little face flushed as he takes a deep breath. It's very late. Let's sleep quickly. Aria slowly closes her eyes. She's actually not very sleepy, just wants to rest with her eyes closed first. Kieran lifts his paw and gently pats Aria. Finding no response, he gradually becomes bolder. In the darkness, Kieran quietly transforms into human form. Aria, let's bond today. Tonight you're mine. 3 days later, Aria lies on the bed, aching all over. Kieran went to a meeting. Of course, he transformed into little Kylan form for the meeting. He wants to secretly excel and amaze everyone. While Aria is resting with her eyes closed, a scene flashes through her mind. Draven is holding Dixie, asking if Dixie misses him. But Dixie is clearly in the 9-tailed Snow Fox Kingdom now. Looking carefully, it's not just him. Phoenix is also there. The 2 of them actually came together. How so fast? Here they come. The 3-husband showdown. When Aria learns that her first 2 beast husbands have arrived at the Snow Fox Kingdom, she completely panics. However, she can't escape now. She hasn't completed the full series of tasks to romance Kieran. Aria becomes nervous. If Draven and Phoenix encounter Kieran, who's only at 7th rank, wouldn't he just get beaten up? No, she needs to help Kieran quickly break through to 8th rank. At this time, Kieran, who just finished the meeting, enters the room with a forced smile. What happened, Kieran? Kieran sighs deeply. The clan decided to negotiate with the other 4 kingdoms to make them submit to the Kieran tribe. If negotiations fail, there will be war, and negotiations will likely fail. Once war breaks out, only the common people will suffer. Aria thinks about it. The current situation seems like it can only be changed if Kieran becomes king. By the way, Kieran, I have something to tell you. Take all these refined inner cores. I hope you can quickly advance your cultivation to 8th rank. Why so? Urgent? Though Kieran is somewhat puzzled, he still cooperatively swallows the inner cores, knowing that only by quickly breaking through can he better protect Aria and have more hope of competing for the throne. Kieran, how much do you remember about being kidnapped as a child? Kieran shakes his head. What's wrong, Aria? Do you really want to know? Actually, he knows some reasons for the kidnapping but doesn't want to tell Aria. I really want to know. This is very important to me. Kieran, do you know something important? Kieran suddenly smiles. If you bear me a cub, I'll tell you the truth. Aria lowers her eyes. During this period of contact, Kieran's affection for her increased to 95 and hasn't grown since. Could it be that, like Phoenix, she must bear a cub for his affection to max out? Alright, you keep your word. Kieran immediately walks toward Aria and wraps his arms around her waist. At dawn, Kieran looks at the person sleeping beside him, feeling happy. 8 stars appear faintly on his skin, the mark of breaking through to 8th rank. Suddenly, the door is knocked loudly. Kieran is puzzled. By logic, no one should be looking for him today. He transforms into a little Kylan and goes to the door. Who is it? We're looking for someone. Kieran looks at the 2 handsome figures before him, hostility rising in his heart. What do you want with me? How do these 2 look so much like the first 2 beast husbands Aria described to him? Do you know if you've seen these 3 people in the picture? Kieran glances at it. As expected, all the people in the picture are Aria. Haven't seen them. Goodbye. With that, Kieran tries to close the door. Wait, what's this? Draven reaches out and picks up the little Kylan, looking at his belly where there's an intricate pattern. How does this look so much like the mate marks on our bodies? Moments later, Aria wakes up groggily. Where did Kieran go? Before she can finish wondering, sounds of fighting come from outside. Could it be that Draven and Phoenix found us? 2 against 1. That's not fair. She hurriedly jumps out from inside. Stop fighting, stop fighting. Whatever it is, let's go inside and talk properly. If this gets out of hand, making such noise and attracting other beast people from the Kieran kingdom won't be good. The atmosphere in the chamber is extremely awkward. Aria clears her throat and looks at Kieran. These 2 are Draven and Phoenix respectively, my first and second beast husbands. Then she turns to the 2 with fierce eyes. This is Kieran, my new beast husband. At this time, Kieran's possessiveness has reached 80%, gradually converting to corruption value. The obedience in his eyes also disappears, becoming increasingly gloomy and obsessive. Die, die, all of you die! Aria hears the constantly converting corruption value in her mind, her scalp tingling. She quickly grabs Kieran's hand, and the corruption value finally stops at 55. Draven sees Aria holding Kieran's hand, feeling increasingly uncomfortable. Does this action mean Aria likes Kieran more in her heart? Phoenix is also unhappy. He extends his hand and nods at Aria. Aria, puzzled, places her other hand on Phoenix's hand. Sure enough, she sees a smile appear on Phoenix's lips. This makes Draven very unhappy. He suddenly stands up from his seat, and Aria only feels her waist tighten as she ends up sitting on Draven's lap. What's this about? Phoenix and Kieran see Draven's action and are dissatisfied. They also want Aria to sit in their arms. Why should only Draven get to hold her? Each grabs one of Aria's wrists and pulls toward themselves. Both use considerable force, and Aria feels like she's being torn into 3 pieces. Enough! Let go of me! Aria shakes off both hands, then struggles out of Draven's arms, her tone serious. Draven frowns. Wait, we came here to hold you accountable. How did we become the guilty ones instead? Aria, you don't know how hard I've been searching for you. I think you need to give us a reasonable explanation. Phoenix nods in agreement beside him. Aria is somewhat troubled. She can't say she's finished her task and needs to hurry to romance the next target, can she? She organizes her words and slowly speaks. You should understand that a beast person's life shouldn't be confined to one place. You need to see more of the outside world. Besides, I missed home and wanted to return to the 9-tailed snowfox kingdom. I can't never return to my maternal home, right? Then Aria, you've already visited your maternal home, so come back with us today. Go back. Go where? Go back to what? Kieran's face becomes increasingly dark. I won't allow it. None of you can think of taking Aria away. Aria steps forward to stop the impending fight. Alright, I won't go back with you today. My sister is getting married in a few days. At least wait until after her wedding. Before completing Kieran's mission, she needs to find an excuse to delay. Fine, we're not short of these few days either. After Aria finishes her business, we can leave together. We're not going back first anyway. What was originally just Aria and Kieran's world for 2 suddenly has 2 more people competing for his wife. Kieran feels extremely frustrated. At midnight, the little Kylan quietly squeezes through the door crack. Aria, I can't stand it anymore. I must sleep with you tonight. Aria has just finished bathing. Kieran, how did you get here? Just one look makes the little Kylan's face immediately turn red. I want to sleep with you tonight. I promise to be well-behaved and won't touch you improperly. But didn't you agree with Draven and the others to behave and sleep in your own palaces these days? As soon as she finishes speaking, knocking sounds from outside. Aria, are you asleep? I have something I want to tell you tonight. Aria's eyes panic for a moment. Kieran, hide under the bed for a while. Otherwise, if Phoenix discovers you, there'll definitely be conflict between you 2. Before Kieran can refuse, Aria stuffs him under the bed. Aria takes a deep breath and opens the door. Phoenix, how did you get here? Phoenix sees Aria's appearance and instantly forgets what he was going to say. Let's have some deep communication. Phoenix opens his arms to embrace Aria when suddenly, Draven's serious voice sounds from outside. Aria, I have something I want to discuss with you. What to do? Phoenix panics inwardly. If Draven discovers him here, their cooperation will probably be ruined. His gaze constantly surveys the room, and finally he dives under Aria's bed. Aria raises her hand to cover her forehead with a, "This is bad" expression. Kieran doesn't think it's a big deal. He even extends his paws and waves mockingly at Phoenix. As the door opens for the 3rd time, Aria greets Draven again. Draven directly reaches out to embrace Aria. Aria, I missed you so much. After leaving you, I had to endure every mating season. So, tonight? Tonight I'm not convenient. Aria's feelings are complicated. Today she's really not convenient. There are 2 people watching from under the bed. What's not convenient? Seeing Aria doesn't reply, Draven's mouth droops. Since it's not convenient, then let me at least kiss you. This scene infuriates Kieran and Phoenix under the bed. Both crawl out simultaneously, glaring angrily at Draven. How are you 2 here? You're the ones who broke the rules first. Who says that? I just wanted to discuss important matters with Aria. I just wanted to complain to Aria a bit. Why aren't you leaving yet? The 3 of them argue back and forth, and the chamber immediately erupts in chaos. Enough! All of you shut up. If you want to fight, get out. Aria gives each of the 3 a few knocks on the head. I'm definitely not leaving tonight. I'm not leaving either. You leave, I'm not going. Aria is helpless and finally decides to make them all transform into beast form to sleep together. So there's a chibi little dragon, a chibi little phoenix, and a fluffy little Keelan, all sitting obediently on the bed together. If any of you dare transform back, don't even think about sleeping with me in the future, Aria says seriously. All 3 little beasts are dissatisfied with Aria's decision, but none dare say a word of protest. Hey guys! Don't miss out on the ending. Simply click join below the video, then click the blue join button to become a member. The complete video link will be right below.